What up, fellas? What's going on? Dynasty Decisions 2.0. We got a lot of these in the hopper. Shout out to all of you guys for the amount of support that you're showing on this new product. It's obvious, I guess, that it's going well, considering we have 22 reviews in the hopper, in addition to 15 questions, trade questions or otherwise. We're gonna do as we always do and start off with the trade questions. If you guys would like to purchase a review throughout the stream, the free Dynasty Decisions 2.0 is available to annual Mother Flockers. As always, you sign up for an annual Mother Flocker, you get a voucher to redeem a free DD 2.0. And of course, you're covered until June 5th of next year on the site. And then you can purchase a regular team review where we just break down your team on stream as usual. And yeah, Dynasty GM says which option gives the free 2.0. That would be the annual Mother Flocker with code FSE. So how do you sort by competing rankings? If you just hit the contender button right here, that is how you do that. But anyways, Danny, let's start it off with the trade questions. We'll try and go as quickly as we can on those because we do have a lot to get to. Cam Scattaboo for a late first.
Let's take a look at the team because I think the context is going to matter. Are we Django?
I think so. Yeah, I think that was the name of the team that it was there.
I mean, if you are Django, then I absolutely do this. I mean, can you add on the plus? Can you kind of see?
Yeah, I can.
You can see like what he can counter back theoretically, so we know what team. Okay, so it's the team with Drake May, Jared Goff, or the team with Bo Nix, CJ Stroud.
I'm not able to search by team, but I can find it quickly.
Bo Nix, CJ Stroud's the number 2 team.
Oh, is it? Okay, yeah.
So is that the team that's getting Scattaboo then? Oh, it's the top 2 teams making a deal then. So one of them is getting Scattaboo, and one of them is giving the other Scattaboo.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure the details of the actual teams. Just at face value, based on your team as Django A-chained or whatever, you could use another running back for your competitive window. And I'm fine paying this price. It is a little risky because, a late first, a calendar year from now could be definitely worth more than a day 3 selected running back. But if you believe in the Giants offense, then obviously this is a pretty good deal for Scattaboo's production.
So Kayla, if you submitted this review 4 days ago, that would mean it's after the last stream we did. And usually when you submit in that time frame, we will be covering it the following stream. We tend to do these every single Friday. If you submit after that Friday streaming, we didn't get it done on that stream. It just means it's in queue for the next stream.
Yeah, and essentially what we're doing here is we're breaking down and workshopping the moves that we're going to give you in the 2.0 in the stream so that it's a refined conversation. Also, too, if you're listening to the stream, you can go out and make some moves right away if you hear us talk about something. And then, obviously, within the calendar week, we will get you your actual 2.0 to give you those moves.
What's your username, Kayla? Because we can scroll down on the screen and show you that you're in the queue.
I can even maybe search and see if I can find it. I don't see a specific one, but there'd be a different username. But anyways, Scattaboo to me is worth this price. It is a little bit risky just given the day 3 nature of his draft capital and whatnot.
Anytime, Kayla, and also absolutely there, Blake. I also recognize Blake. We will be doing a 2.0 for him on today's stream as well.
Yep. So Jay has a review, if I'm not mistaken. I wonder if these are connected.
Part of the review?
Way. Maybe I'm going to just save that trade question just in case it is connected to the review that we're doing.
That sounds good. Also, there's Blake's team.
There it is. On the clock, 206, Surratt or Antonio Williams. I have
I would go Surratt
ranked higher. But I know there's plenty of people out there for Antonio Williams as well. It's pretty cut and dry. Whatever one you like better.
Yeah, Kayla, I actually do have you listed in the 2.0 queue. I was actually working on that earlier, going through the reviews that we had for today's stream and denoting which ones are 2.0s and 1.0s.
Yeah, and you should be covered here in the first 45 minutes or so because you're 5th in line right now. So sick. Yeah, I would go with Elijah Surratt. Antonio Williams, very viable, but I do expect. Let me know what you think of this just really quick. Do you think the Commanders are going to add a receiver, whether it's like a Diggs, a Debo, and Ayuk? I tend to think that they're going to be one of those teams that adds one of those veteran receivers.
Yeah, I think Diggs would make a ton of sense. Obviously, given the scheme change too, you have another guy that can play on the outside if Terry McLaurin's going to be playing more big slot in this offense. So I'm really curious because obviously David Blau coming over does have that Lions touch on him, worked with Ben Johnson, was the backup quarterback there for a couple years. So, the experience is coming out of Detroit. And I am curious, like Terry McLaurin, we've always said from a yak perspective, from a size perspective, like he could be used in a more creative fashion. It's just unfortunately in Kingsbury's offense, he was playing one side of the field, X wide receiver every single snap.
Well, which is exactly what DeAndre Hopkins was doing in Arizona with Kingsbury as well. So I think that Ayuk would be the best fit, of course, because Ayuk can play on the outside and Antonio Williams would ideally be in the slot most of the time. But we'll see what happens with him, because he's got a arrest out for his freaking missing court for a speeding situation. So
Not great.
He might just be cooked. Tony Pollard mid first and 108 for Malik Neighbors. This ain't enough for me.
Yeah, no, you're getting Malik here, so yeah, I'd make this move.
Oh yeah, I guess you're the one trading for Malik in this situation. So yeah, go get Malik Neighbors if that's all it costs. It's funny because I had a low ball offer for Malik today. Somebody offered me a mid projected first and second next year for Malik, because I said in can't wait, I need to drop 3 players, and like my shittiest 3 players are like Tez Johnson, Jalen Milroe, and Caleb Johnson. I'm like,
oh wow.
I mean, I don't want to drop these guys. Like, they're not great, but I don't want to drop them. So
you'd rather liquidate them.
Yeah, I basically said, I'm like, hey, if anybody wants to make like a move where like a 2-for-1 or something like that, I would be
give me interested. 2/3 and I'll give you 4 players now.
Well, yeah, that's what I said initially. I was like, hey, if you give me like a second, I'll give you like 3 players, or you give me 2/3, I'll give you 3 players. Or if anybody's willing to tier down from somebody, I'll do a 2-for-1 or a 3-for-1. And then I just got a bunch of junk in my inbox after I sent that message out. So, sick. Same question here, I guess. He said, trade my 206, Surratt, Jeremy Bernard, Antonio Williams for the 210, 27 second.
All day.
Dude, all day, bro. I love Elijah Surratt, but you might get him at 210 still.
Dude, you take that 27 seconds straight up.
Yeah, you do. And like I said, Surratt is my best available player there, and it wouldn't shock me if you still get him at 210, because I've gotten him in the mid-third at some of my rookie drafts.
Especially knowing that it's like kind of part of a tier 2, like there. Again, Jeremy's kind of getting more buzz right now. The draft capital was there for him. Antonio Williams, I mean, on underdog, he's like a 15th round pick right now in best ball. So you could easily still get Surratt at the 210.
Yeah, and not to mention too, like, as much as my opinion is that Surratt is the best option there, like realistically,
get the following option.
There wasn't a ton separating these types of players during the draft, so it's very possible we shop.
Amen, Dave. Amen.
Yeah, so I would, definitely worthwhile on the swing there. I would do that just for the second and third and 27 alone easily. So, Bucky Irving, late first and second for Genty. Yeah, this is they're robbing you based on the thing here. So I'd roll with.
Dude, I'm getting so irrationally high on Ash and Genty this year.
I'm not getting irrationally high on Genty, but I can recognize that there's no way I'm taking that risk there. I mean, if you're really high on Irving, I suppose you could maybe think that's a better trade. I just am not. So R. Colett, shout out for the dono on this trade question here.
Appreciate that.
I'm going to give you a free trade question for that, because that's a big dono. Was offered this, but I tried to counter with Burden instead. I was also offered London, Loveland for Neighbors, Warren. What would be best for me? So this deal is
I would much rather do this than I would give London and Loveland. I would rather keep London and Loveland, but I would rather give Harold Fannin and London in this.
Yeah, there's not that big of a gap between London and Neighbors. So for me, giving up Loveland for Warren is definitely not worthwhile in your situation, especially at a 1 quarterback. It isn't a tight end premium, but it is a shallower league format. Start 7 1 quarterback.
You did the Bears projections though, and Loveland is
he's a beast. Man.
He's looking good.
He's looking good. Yeah. People, I've been saying projections, this projections, that. I've had a couple of people ask me like, hey, since when do you do projections? When are they coming out? What we're going to probably do is in the redraft rankings manifesto, which the first edition will be pretty bare bones. It'll just be kind of like our initial redraft rankings, our, FSC versus home league stuff. I think the plan for me is I'm getting married July 3rd. I think the plan is that I have my projections done, or at least that, first round of projections before we get into training camp and whatnot. Done before I go on my honeymoon. So I'm hoping July 1st would be kind of the cutoff for when the projections are available. And basically what the plan is going to be, at least from my perspective, is the redraft rankings manifesto is going to have like a link to the projections in there. So the projections will be available on the site, obviously. But for those of you guys that do the underdog promo and get the projection or get the redraft rankings manifesto that way, which obviously when you sign up with code FSC, you'll get it for free when you make your first deposit and play. You'll also get access to the projections that way as well. So that'll be hopefully done by July 1st or so. I think I'm like 7 or 8 teams into the projections so far, but it's kind of a one, I get one a day done kind of thing. And hopefully I get all of them done before some moves start happening and some buzz and training camp and whatnot starts going. And I have to start updating projections and changing shit. So anyways, I think I'd go with the Neighbors and Hunter side of that deal. Ben, Sam Laporta in an early first for Jordan Tyson, a late first and a mid to late second. He said, I'm getting basically a guaranteed top 2 to 3 first here. And he's selling a bottom first. As a contender, I'm wary, but hard to say no to value. I mean, we're not as high on Tyson as some people are. So this is a pretty easy smash for the two of us. Like you're saying this is a guaranteed top 2 to 3 first, like all day, man. Like I actually think Laporta right now might be worth It's not a tight end premium, so probably not worth a late first and a non-tight end premium. But generally, he's a good buy.
I could make the argument that the early first is worth this package on its own if it's 101 or 102.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, that's a great move for you there, Ben. He said, my trade question, just a heads up. I sent a follow-up question as well. Another manager sent me for Tyson. I'm very much a contender in this league and think the second trade is better. Okay, so let me actually just quickly find that.
Take a look.
Maybe I could find that for you and we can go through it quickly. All right, here it is. So this trade he thinks is better because it's a contending trade.
I mean, both are good, but I just think the early first is so undeniable next year.
That's a crazy name, by the way. May Bill Cosby be genteel is crazy.
My God.
It's nuts.
Jeez.
Yeah. I think the first trade is better, to be honest.
Yeah, same. All day.
Yeah. I think the first trade is better. As a contender, I don't really want to give up Javonte Williams, too, because he's kind of an undervalued production piece for you. As much as James Cook and Olave are going to go a big way for you, I think the first trade is better. So, I mean, this is still a win if that guy, for some reason, pulls that trade off the table. So I'll mark it as a winner, but I do prefer the other trade, getting the high first. I know you're a contending team, but, like, you know, you could be a contending team still and still have that banked up top 3 first round pick of liquidity, because you could always move that in season too. Like, let's say it's tracking to be 101 or 102 and somebody's like, Malik Neighbors has not been very good for me so far. I'll give you Malik Neighbors and another production piece for that pick because it's expected to be very high. You could always go after a player at that point in time too, and that still helps your contending window. Yeah, no kidding.
Wild team names. Yeah.
Should I only trade Trev for those picks? What players to target with 201 and 205 10 team? I mean,
it's one quarterback.
Yeah, in a one quarterback league, 201, 205 type of picks, you're probably going to be looking at, your Elijah Surratt, Ted Hurst kind of territory, I would imagine.
I would keep it easy. Trevor Lawrence in the one quarterback league is probably about 201 and 303. And then at that point, I'd rather Olave to Bucky Irving. Yeah,
I think this is a pretty good deal because at 201, like, I don't think you'll get Mendoza there, but like you might if you're just looking to replace the quarterback you lost. At 303, you might actually get Ty Simpson, to be honest, too. So, I think that's a pretty good move for you there. Jay Chili, I want Genty, but should I go all in? So he's selling a mid first, a second. Oof, it's a lot to pay, man. Okay. So Neighbors and Genty essentially a wash by my rankings. Loveland is
McBride and Love. It's basically a wash in my rankings.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not for me. I would not be paying a mid first on top of Loveland for McBride, even though I'm lower on Loveland than you.
You would probably even still have it at least Loveland in a mid to late twos, probably equal to McBride.
I think this is a fair trade generally because you're getting Kyler as well. And if you believe in Murray, then Murray's upside is quite high in a super flex league. But
the way I equate this, so I personally have Loveland versus McBride, but you don't. So let's just say it's Loveland plus a 2 for McBride.
It's not a tight end premium too, and McBride's the third best asset in the deal, so that hurts to that side a little bit.
And then you look at it, it's Neighbors in a mid first for Kyler and Genty.
I don't think this is the move. I think I would hold Neighbors and Loveland and use the mid 1 and 2 to do something else. Personally,
I would too.
It's a pretty fair trade all in all. If you're really high on Murray, I just don't know if I want to do that.
If anything, just do Neighbors in the mid to late 2 for Genty if you really want him that bad. Like I agree.
Think you don't need to make a huge deal here and blow up the league chat with a trade like that. Ball 69 here. Omarion Hampton, Casey Concepcion, a late one, a mid to late one, and a second.
I'm assuming he's retooling if he's doing
this. This looks like a tear it down move. So
good process. I like it.
2 1s and Concepcion would be enough for me to move off of St. Brown, I think. I mean, throw in the 2 if you just want to, do that. And I'd rather have Hampton than Cook, especially in that situation. So I think this is a pretty good move if you're retooling.
Shout out Ball 69.
Yep. Okay. More trade questions, and then we will get to the top for the reviews. Want to get younger, but still competitive ideas. This guy really tried to play it with the character count here. Garrett Wilson, Devontae Smith for Jalen Waddle and AJ Brown. I mean, I like Waddle and AJ Brown slightly competitive wise because you said I wanted to get younger but still competitive. From like a redraft standpoint, I would prefer the left side of the deal slightly, but I do.
Would you know? Like Devontae Smith's close to AJ Brown. You have Garrett Wilson over Jalen Waddle, no?
I do not have Garrett Wilson over Jalen Waddle.
Really?
I have Jalen Waddle over Garrett Wilson.
Oh, okay. No, I have Garrett Wilson higher.
Remember we broke down Garrett Wilson being an overpriced asset in redraft this year? I told you I didn't
think you went that low though.
Top 24 receivers.
I didn't realize you went that low with him.
Oh,
I knew you were
I'm the
lower,
lowest
but
on the site on Garrett Wilson.
yeah, that's a little wild, man. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm
I
not
do
there.
like this move if you're trying to get younger, though. I think it's a good trade.
I like it.
Moving into a Caden here, he's got Marvin Harrison, a mid-first and an early to mid-first in 2028 in exchange for Jefferson and Chuba Hubbard. Now, Chuba Hubbard's just a pretty inconsequential asset in this deal. He's fine, but he's not really worth a whole shit ton there. Is Marvin a mid-1 and an early to mid-1 enough for you to move off of Jefferson? Because obviously this could go very poorly if Marvin has another down season. This could all go very well, and Harrison could be worth more than Jefferson this time next year by himself.
I think it is. Chuba has no consequence to me. I would equate Jefferson to about 3 ones of value, and I think realistically the mid-first is worth about 1.5 in my estimation personally.
Like early to mid-first in 2028 is probably a solid 1-ish.
Even if you say those are 2
Harrison, so
let's just say those 2 firsts are about 2.5 firsts of value, given the context that you're expecting them to be in the top 6, and then Harrison's probably worth about a late first in his own right. Yeah, I'm comfortable making this move.
Also, this is
I would agree with the site. It's probably exactly fair.
Probably a team trying to tear it down a little bit as well because he's the one trading for this side. I think this is a pretty good return for Jefferson. As much as it hurts to sell Justin Jefferson, you obviously don't want to be selling him. Ideally.
Corey, at the end of the day, if you can actually end up liquidating Marvin Harrison to a first plus of value, this is easily a win.
Yeah, because then you could get off the risk of Harrison and get if somebody's willing to give you a mid to late projected 1 and 2 in 2027 for Marvin Harrison, which is about his going rate, you could probably turn that into this package here. So let me see how many more trade questions do we have. So we're going to save Jay's because he might be connected. Ramzik has a trade question here. Brock Purdy and James Cook in exchange for Jackson Dart, Javonte Williams in a mid-1. So for me, Javonte in a mid-1 roughly about equals James Cook to me. Like I am quite high on James Cook from both a redraft and a dynasty standpoint. I think you're getting 2 to 3 years of 18 point per game production out of a running back who's going to be on one of the best 3 offenses in the league.
If I'm giving Javonte in a mid-1, I probably want to get to at least HN.
So if you could tack a 2 onto this is probably fair for you. Based on my rankings, I have Purdy over Dart, and I think Purdy is much less volatile than Dart. But if you're really high on Dart, I could see how somebody
they wash for me pretty much.
It's a wash. I prefer Purdy, so I'm fine. Like I think whatever difference you would need back on top of James Cook here, like let's say a late 2 to make this even, I think the difference between Purdy and Dart is about a late 2 for me. So I think it's pretty fair.
Yeah, maybe you can tack on a free extra little depth piece, like something inconsequential. I'm sure.
Yeah, like is there this guy's on his team, I guess, that you could tack on?
Probably at a flex position, I would say.
Yeah, like does he have would he throw you like
Isaiah
Max
Likely?
Clare?
Yeah, or even like Isaiah Likely or
here
Cortland Sutton.
Maybe.
Mike Evans.
He probably won't be giving you like Aaron Jones. Maybe could throw.
See if you can get Mike Evans. See if you can get Mike Evans thrown in here, and you give him like a 3 back. Because if he's a rebuilder, he's probably not going to fret over that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, he's trying to get younger by the looks of this trade package. Yeah. So yeah, if you could give him Mike Evans and then
27 third or something like that, I'd even go.
Yeah, he doesn't have his 3rd and 27 by the looks of it. He has 2 2s and 28. Maybe give him a 2 and 28. Would that be too much?
I think that's reasonable. I also think getting the stack equity of Purdy to Evans makes sense.
Yeah, I think that makes sense as well. Okay, I think that might be all the trade questions. Let me refresh my page on the side here.
Also, shout out to Caden. Caden, I'm sure you would have seen, but check your flock DMs. Ended up getting Coleman on top of that trade, and I'm working the chats to shop Marvin Harrison Jr. Well, good luck, brother. Good luck.
I'm assuming that's Keon Coleman?
Or Jonah.
Oh, that's Jonah Coleman. That's a fucking
great.
That's a great return for Jefferson then. But anyways, all right. We are good because the only other trade question is Jay's. So we'll cover that right after we're done his review here at the top. Jay, Dynasty Decisions 2.0. So we're going to be workshopping the Dynasty Decisions. Basically, for those of you guys that are unaware how this works, we break down a live team review here for the next 6 to 8 minutes. We're going to be talking about Jay's team. And then within the calendar week leading up to next Friday's stream, one of Danny or I will go through and break down and kind of consolidate all the moves that we talked about into your 3 biggest decisions and action plan and whatnot. And as we made reference to at the beginning of the stream, you can get a free Dynasty Decisions 2.0, the live team review plus the 2.0. For being an annual mother flocker, you get one of those vouchers per year, or you can purchase one a la carte. We have buy one, get one 50% off live team reviews right now. And also you can ask trade questions and whatnot as well. So Jay's team here, I'm on a hard rebuild. he has listed. Just draft Lemon and Tyson. Right now, I don't know if I keep Kyler and Brees and build around them or sell them both. Okay, so we go down to Jay's team. He is pretty low in the rankings, but he is a strong rebuilder. So he basically asked us, should I be shedding all of my production? Was his essential question here. Because he said, right now, I don't know if I should keep Kyler and Brees, build around them, or sell both. Now, I generally lean towards when you're 11th in the analyzer, you have a lot of work to do. You should probably be selling assets like that because Kyler Murray, it's like it could go either way. If you really believe in Kyler and you think he's going to be awesome this year, then maybe you wait to sell him. But if you just want to get off the risk, which would be my attitude towards it, I would sell him now.
So this is interesting because these are actually two players I'm higher on from a redraft perspective. I would say naturally from the combination of Kyler and Brees, if you can get about 2.5 to 3 months of liquidity, I'd feel comfortable moving them.
Yeah, and you could move them in a package deal to one contender as well. Like if somebody offered you
27 and 8-1 and then a couple 27-2s or something like that, or 27 and 8-2. 1-2 next few years. Yeah,
like if you go to this purgatory team, maybe this guy's worried about his QB3 and his RB2. Like this guy's perfect. He needs an RB2 and a QB3. You ask for his 27-1-2 and his 28-1-2 or his 28-1 even. I'd probably be willing to make a trade like that. Maybe you could even finagle like an Omar Cooper Jr. out of him who could rise in value, who's really young. If he doesn't want to give up all that capital, like would you sell Brees and Kyler for 27-1-2, 28-2 and Omar Cooper Jr. maybe?
I'd probably do it with the 28-1.
Yeah. Okay. Well, just spitballing some trades out there. This
spitballing here.
Yeah, we're spitballing. This guy maybe could use a QB running back too as well. Maybe you could float it out to him. His team kind of sucks too. So
oh my God, look at those receivers, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really have a ton of receivers to give him. Like you have pretty much just older,
you're not
younger receivers. Sorry. But yeah, moving off of when you're in a position like this, I'm not married to anything, man. You got 27-1s built up.
The other thing too, I mean, maybe you do go to Team Niners. You say, hey, listen, if you want Mekhi or Jordan Tyson, you give me your 27-28-1. Go and try to compete, brother. You're just 7-7 last year. You have Christian McCaffrey. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Both those picks end up mid.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, obviously, given my stance on the 2 pre-draft, I would probably shop Tyson for that. And honestly, you could probably say, hey, you could use another running back. I'll also give you Jordan Tyson. I'll give you Brees Hall and Jordan
I'll even throw in Kyle Menengai.
Yeah. Yeah, and then just try and get all of his capital pretty much over the next 2 years because this guy's team is a couple bad injuries, a couple aging running backs in this specific situation away from begging you to give him back his first a calendar year from now.
Which you don't do, by the way. You don't do
which
that.
You won't be doing unless he gives you Caleb Williams or something like that. So,
no, that would be so funny if he traded both his ones for like Jordan Tyson, and then a year from now you're like, give me your Caleb Williams, and I'll give you one of them back.
Yeah, that would be funny as hell. But yeah, I think this is a pretty well set up, complete tank job. You just need to shed that production. Now, again, I believe in Brees this year from a redraft perspective. I believe in Kyler Murray generally from a redraft perspective this year. So if you think that they're going to gain value by week 3 or week 4 when they're actually on the field producing and people are like, oh my God, Kyler's playing like a franchise quarterback again. The Vikings are going to extend him. His value might become 2 first-round picks at that point because we know he's a mobile quarterback. Brees Hall might go from a mid-projected 1 and 2 to 2 first-round picks of value if he's catching 7 balls a game or something like that. So if you believe in those guys and you want to hold them until they produce, that would be the only thing I would suggest maybe holding them for that reason.
This is why I would say try to attach Kyler with the Brees trade and do it to a team that needs both a running back and a quarterback.
Exactly, yeah, because then you could finagle your way out of like, hey, you're getting a running back 2 and a QB3. And like I said, I think this guy's team is the perfect one to do it with because you could convince him pretty easily that he needs a running back 2 and a QB3 because of his situation at both of those positions. And again,
like we said, even throw in fucking Kyle Menengai if it gets it over the line.
Yeah. And we like this guy's another good example too. He could use another running back. Jacobs is, look at Danny. You want to hear the sales pitch right here? Oh, dude, you don't know. You can't rely on Josh Jacobs, man. He's your running back 3 right now. He's your number 1 flex position player. Bryce Young's your QB2, man. Kyler Murray's got Justin Jefferson to throw to. You got the stack here. Like, this is another perfect guy to go after because he gets the Jefferson Murray stack and he also gets Brees Hall. I guess the challenge for this guy is that he doesn't have his 27-1, but maybe you finagle a Teteroa McMillan from him because you could use a young receiver, or maybe you get Lad McConkey plus his 28-1 and 2 or something for one of those players. Like there's maneuvers to be made in this league for sure. You have a couple of good buyers for the picks that you have on the table and for the players that you have on the table because you've already built up a lot of liquidity in the 27 class. So you could probably start shooting for 28s as well.
Oh yeah, just keep building that pick bank. Realistically, when you get back your DD 2.0, the window to win's probably going to be 2028 to 2032 is what we'll have on there. So
Yeah.
yeah, just keep collecting capital. Obviously, you've already basically monopolized the entire 2027 class. You get 1 or 2 extra pick capital pieces in 2028, maybe an extra second, maybe a first year. Hell, if people still have first that they're willing to deal, obviously you're not going to complain in 27 either.
Yeah, and it looks like he has. I was gonna say I thought he had the shittiest teams first. He already has that one guy's first that I was talking about him trying to trade with. So
Fernando?
yeah, you're in pretty good shape. You've already built up a strong rebuilder, as you can see listed here. You're just gonna have to shed some more fat from this roster. Again, anybody pops up in season with a nice little couple week stretch. Pat Freiermuth scores 3 touchdowns in the first 3 games or something. You just shed production like that. You want to tank your pick as much as you can, and ideally land Jeremiah Smith to anchor your wide receiver core next year, but you could also use QBs too. So it wouldn't be the worst thing if you don't even get the 101. But yeah, let's go to Jay's trade here, because other than that, I don't see any other moves that stick out. I want to see if this is related. So it doesn't look like it's related because I didn't see Rome Odunze on his team. But it's CD Lamb for Rome Odunze and a 1. Am I having deja vu? Have we already covered this trade for Jay before? I swear to God, we've had.
No, we looked at it. We said we would keep it for when we do his team review.
No. I'm saying like 2-3 weeks ago, I swear he asked us this exact same question. Should I trade Rome Odunze in a mid-first?
Well, is it that team?
It doesn't appear to be the team that he submitted.
No, because you don't have Rome on this team.
He doesn't have Rome on this team. So it's not this team. It's just in a vacuum. I guess if I look at the
assuming you're competing, I'm comfortable. Yeah.
This is a competitive team. Yeah.
Just go do this. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Don't even think about it.
Yeah, this is a good move for a Thanos type team there.
All day.
Alrighty, so back up to
Smutala.
Smutala. There we go. Sounds like an Italian word. He said he just took over this orphan in a $500 league, and you're a strong contender. That's pretty crazy.
That's a nice orphan to take over for sure.
Yeah, literally. Sold Kyron and Jordan Mason for the 103. Dog. What kind of $500 piss boy league is this? The team won the league last year. Who orphans a league that just won?
What is going on, Corey?
What orphans a Bijan McCaffrey team
with Chase and fucking like? What are we talking about? This is just an orphan. It was just available.
Did this guy just like decide fantasy football is no longer for him, and then strike while the iron was hot, take his money and run? I guess that's what he did.
Dude, did he like mess with the freaking commission's wife or something and got kicked out? Like, what happened here?
I can't imagine orphaning a team that has Jamar Chase, Bijan, and Christian McCaffrey on it.
Nah, this is one of the best orphans I've ever seen.
But I mean, great move. Like, in hindsight, you're weaker at running back now, but I would much rather have Carnell Tate than Kyron Williams and Jordan Mason. So if you have to make a subsequent move to get a better running back, like selling Garrett Wilson, for example, you could easily do that at that point.
You want to go heavier? Go ship Marvin Harrison for Chase Brown or something. Like, let's see, sort by contender.
Yeah,
the classic. Go to the bottom.
Yeah, let's go by the.
Let's see what running backs are rotting on terrible teams.
These are some. Achan's rotting on a pretty terrible team here.
I mean, let's try to orchestrate it. Garrett Wilson plus for Achan? Let's pop it.
Yeah, I mean, if we sort by dynasty again, just so I can see the price difference. Devon Achan 24 in my rankings, Garrett Wilson 41 in my rankings. I mean, I'd be willing to pay Wilson and a 1 for Devon Achan and a piece back. To be honest, like he gives me give me Michael Pittman back. And I'm fine with that, to be honest. Like, I could use Michael Pittman. I'm getting irrationally high on Michael Pittman from a redraft standpoint. So I'd be cool making that move. Go get yourself another hammer running back, another player in addition to Bijan McCaffrey and Chase that's going inside the first 15 picks in redraft, and you're going to be on your merry way to winning this league potentially again.
Yeah, I agree. Realistically, this is the type of team I'm willing to consolidate with. Also, if you have to throw in, the third to get that done or a 28-2 to get that done, then so be it. This is a team I'm willing to, slightly overpay 110% of, market value to get deals done.
I'm also not opposed to selling one of these quarterbacks for a shittier third quarterback and
Stafford a piece.
Asset. Yeah, Stafford in a piece, or even like hell.
Go back down to the shitty contenders.
Yeah, like he has Daniel Jones and Malik Willis.
Yeah,
like you could
get one of those guys.
One of those guys for sure.
So let's try to formulate it. CJ Stroud, you're getting one of Jones or Willis, and
we can here. Let's do it here. Let's go. Devon Achan is who we're after. Do we want Jones or Willis?
They're both going to be the same price. I'll probably
Purdy and Love are your starters. You probably don't need the
probably
immediate
Jones.
production. I'd probably go Jones then.
Jones. Yeah,
and then
close.
I wouldn't mind Pittman too, just because I think if you're selling a receiver, he's a good.
Do Downs so you get the stack.
Yeah, I guess you could get Downs. I just prefer Pittman from a redraft standpoint.
I have Downs ranked higher.
Really? Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm not worried about the 12 personnel stuff or the not being on the field, but I know Pittman's going to be on the field.
Yeah,
if we sold Garrett Wilson and a mid one, does this get this done?
Well, we're going to throw Stroud in there too, no?
Oh, right. Yeah, we want Stroud in there. So if we throw in Stroud, what else can we get, I guess? As Jadarian Price and Trevion Henderson balance it out, we could go for one of those guys.
I doubt you'd be able to get
You'd even take the one off of the deal.
I genuinely would feel comfortable paying that with the one. I would.
I guess it's going to be a late first, not a...
it'd be a slight loss. Yeah, that's what I mean. It'd be a slight loss.
Yeah, slight loss. I mean, again, if you could somehow squeeze that out of him and get Henderson back on top of it, it says it's fair now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you show him the flock site and go, this is a trade that I want to make or whatever.
I mean, in an ideal world, this would be awesome, but...
Yeah, so those are, those are some trades that you could go after. Generally, you guys know what we do around here. We find those purgatory teams, we find those pipsqueaks, and we go after some of their players. Like
ETN?
Yeah, I mean, could you get Brian Thomas and ETN from this guy for Garrett Wilson?
Yeah, I would do that easily.
Maybe he's worried about, Brian Thomas.
If you want to go cheaper, you could flip something for like Rashad White.
Yeah, or even Jacobs is maybe a guy you could buy low on right now, given the state of his legal situation.
Why has this guy got a bunch of RB3s on his team?
I'm not sure. Daddy Pete here, he doesn't really have anything that I want, to be honest.
Hunter, baby.
Guy stinks. This is the dunce cap you traded Kyron Williams by the looks of it. This guy really said, I'm Kyron Williams and Jordan Mason away from competing. That's what he basically said by making this trade.
Go try to get his 27 first now.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, this guy is clearly, Michael Scott with the, prison Mike hat on or whatever. Yeah. He kind of does. He's about as smart as Michael Scott. So
I'm going to keep it a stack. If I was on Sleeper and I seen that in my league and I clicked the DM him, I knew I was going to get away with the easiest trade of my life.
Yeah. So I would probably be going after this guy's one. I guess the question here is if based on this trade, let's say that it's somewhat standard in this league market that you can make trades like this. Do you consider getting a haul for Christian McCaffrey 1 year, punting this and turning this into a Thanos because you already, you already won the league. I mean, he didn't really win the league by the sounds of it. He took over the orphan. Do you consider 1 year punting this and
if that's the league market, then yeah. So that's the number one piece of context. And honestly, that's what makes the 2.0 so fascinating is I'm going to put in fair market valuations. But before you read the 2.0, listen to this. If you can make more trades similar to that Cardinal Tate trade you just made, you can trade Christian McCaffrey for 2+1s of value. You can trade Garrett Wilson and Marvin Harrison for 3 1s or 4 1s there. You can trade
CJ Stroud you could probably, based on that trade, you could probably get for CJ Stroud and Christian Watson, you could probably get 2.5 firsts for that or something like that.
If they're throwing these picks all willy-nilly, yeah, go make a Thanos. Why not?
Yeah.
That's the one caveat to the advice.
Yeah, that's one caveat to if you go contending, if you go rebuilding, because obviously this team is good enough to contend. So we don't want to just be forget contending. But if the league market
has to be so egregious.
Yeah, if it's that exploitable that Kyron deal wasn't even, people didn't even flip out in the chat. I would have flipped out if I saw that.
Bro, I would have been dude, are you drunk? What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. So if people were like, "Oh, great deal for both sides" or whatever, that's when you make, that's
when you hit up that taco in the DMs.
For what it's worth, he sent me a DM and said, also the Lamar manager was trying to sell him Bryce 103 and a 27 second, which I thought was cheap. Could maybe use one of our quarterbacks and a 27-1 to tier up somehow. And he said, never mind. He wanted Purdy and Tate for Lamar and a piece back. Okay, so never. He was, I guess the guy with Lamar wanted to sell Lamar, but it sounds like he offered him CJ Stroud and a first to see how low he was willing to sell him kind of thing.
Ah, got you.
Or Love in a first or Purdy in a first or whatever.
Put the sign of the cross on my head and pray that I can leave afterward.
Yeah. I'll give you some of my Align probiotics before and you just get some gluten-free pancakes and you'll be good.
Let's go, Bajords. I mean, Loveland and somehow got Loveland and Acham for what the fuck? You took that guy to the shed.
Yeah, that's a great move, man. I think you could argue that that Acham or Loveland might be close to worth that by himself. Probably not quite, but like close.
Yeah, I would
by
agree.
themselves, let alone getting both of them. So great move there. Anything else on this team? Again, smutala, if you're listening to this, you could go either way. Don't be married to going contending again, is all we're saying, if that's the league market. Because
if you can get it to the point where like it is so lopsided within 2 years and you have a Thanos that's like 1.5x more valuable than the rest of the league because nobody enjoys picks. Everybody wants to compete. I mean, scroll down, Corey. We see a juggernaut, a strong contender. Like, there are no teams with a rebuilder tag in this league. There are 3 purgatories and 2 pipsqueaks and a balanced fucking team in the bottom 6 right now.
Yeah, and there's a good chance that in a league market like this, someone will give you Malik Neighbors and 2 firsts for Jamar Chase because they just don't value the first round pick. So like the barometer you have here is when you're using the trade calculator, it needs to say that you're robbing them pretty much on most of these trades involving draft picks. Because if you're going to rob people on a bunch of draft picks, then you might as well 1 year punt this thing and make people literally want to leave this league after.
It's a $500 league. We're not trying to like, oh, you don't have to do them so hard. Oh, no. They accepted being in a $500 fucking league. Everybody clearly wants to win because they don't want to fork over $500 without a year to try to compete. So if that's the case, hey, brother, you're getting a review. We know that you can afford it. Take 1 year, $500, put it aside. Hey, you guys can fight over my $500 this year. Hey, you can have this player. Give me 3 ones. You can have this player. Give me 2.5 ones. You can play the market to a fucking fiddle to the point where they're going to be focused on winning your $500 in 2026. You're going to be focused on winning their $500 for the next 5 years afterwards.
Yeah, because again, if that's a league market, you could get away with it. So that's going to be a fun 2.0 for sure to see what direction you can go in, and any other context you can give us would obviously be great. Let's move.
Yeah, leave it in the DMs, by the way. If you have context saying like, oh yeah, I can absolutely swing deals like this, I can formulate the 2.0 around that. So before I do that 2.0, please, if you're in stream right now, if you're watching stream after the fact, let me know as much insight into this league market as possible. Because realistically, like Corey said, if you're getting even valued deals for your players, go and try to win. Your team's good. But if you're getting deals that you simply cannot refuse, oh yeah, teams are going to be want to leave after 2028, 2029, 2030 because you're consistently threatening a perfect season.
Yeah, and everybody's got the sunk cost fallacy, that $500 by the looks of it. So also, Donnie, we're going to cover this with Dr. James on next week's video, Odunze's foot injury. So I will put a pin in that there. Okay, so DynastyMane LLC. He's a strong contender by the looks of it. And it's a tight end premium league, 7 IDP starters to be added this offseason. Finally migrated to sleeper. He says, I'm a trade menace. Well, welcome to us. Jimmy Johnson in his prime, and the league knows it. I have multiple leagues where my name is literally trade addict. Pondering moving Amon-Ra for Loveland and McConkey, but wanted to check with the Flock OGs first. I mean, technically, I think the Flock OG would be Mason, but yeah, I think that's a pretty decent return for Amon-Ra. The one thing I worry about is your team is already in a state where you're kind of lacking hammers, and losing your one hammer in Amon-Ra for McConkey could be a hammer, Loveland could be a hammer. It's just you're adding a little bit more question marks. I understand why you want to do the deal, though, because it would give you an advantage at tight end and not flatten your advantage too much at receiver.
I would do this. And that's simply off the fact that I am a lot more cooler on Gadsden right now. And when I look at Loveland, man, I think he could legitimately have like the Trey McBride year. I think he can legitimately this time next year be talked about with Brock Bowers as top 15 overall picks. You just did the projections too. Like like if he's commanding 22+%, 23+% of the Bears targets, which, oh, by the way, he was the clear de facto number 1 option down the stretch last year. Like if he was somehow from a pure ceiling perspective, able to access 27+% of the targets, let's just say, what are we talking about? Are we talking about Travis Kelce?
Yeah, I mean, he can have a pretty insane season. I don't want to discount the fact that it is still a second-year tight end, and it's generally a position that takes a while to develop, and he's only 22 years old or whatever. There could be some growing pains with the personnel usage of now Sam Roosh and Cole Kmet. So I didn't project his routes extremely high. Like when I compare him to the other tight ends, like the McBrides and the Bowers, and even probably like Warren and some of the other guys behind him, I would imagine that in terms of route participation, he might be lower than those guys. That being said, I think that, a route in Ben Johnson's offense, when you're as good as Colson Loveland, you're going to probably be the type of player overperforming his usage score to some degree, because you're going to have efficient targets. You're going to be making people miss. You're going to be breaking tackles. You're going to have red zone opportunities. So yeah, I mean, no, I literally bought Loveland last week in a dynasty league. So I'm not opposed to buying Loveland, obviously. So
did I from AJ. Well, actually that might've been this week, but I'm on the same page, obviously, but
yeah, I think this is a fine deal, because I really do think we could see an Amon-Ra level season from McConkey if things go right for him. I'm starting to get a little higher on him, but I am still obviously very high on the whole experience of the Chargers offense, just helping everybody, and that could include Quentin Johnston, Gadsden, whoever else is there, and it might not just be the Lad McConkey show, which a lot of people seem to think it is. Also, like McConkey's kind of on the parlay ban list for me, because he's the reason I didn't make the Flock League playoffs, is because he needed like 6 points and got like 3.
I'm going to be moving him up my dynasty rankings, because honestly, when I'm looking at him, 80, because he's a couple years older than like Bird and Igbuka, like I'm going to have him just after those guys. But realistically, he's going in the exact same ADP range, and their age is relatively similar.
Yeah. And like, again, in my dynasty rankings, let me actually take a look really quick. I want to see where I have McConkey right now, because I might have to move him up a couple spots too, because I have been taking him quite a bit in best ball drafts.
I'm at 20.
I'm at 21. I think that him, along with like Odunze and Tyson and like those types of guys, Flowers, Harrison, like they all are just kind of throw them in a hat players for me. Like I can make the pro and con case for all of those players.
Yeah. Like the tier that I have right now. So the tier above, I have Tate, Pickens, and McMillan, 9 through 11. Then I have from 12 through 20 now is a tier. Nico, Garrett, Rashid, Chris Olave at 15, Luther Burden at 16, Igbuka at 17, Mackay at 18, Tyson at 19, and I moved McConkey now to 20. I have Smith at 21, but slightly below, just simply off the fact that he goes in that similar ADP range, but he is a little bit older. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like 20 through 21. After that, I have Devontae Smith through 26, which is Marvin Harrison, 27 through 33, and then 34 through 47. Like, what the fuck do I even do with this?
Yeah, like I said, Smith, Higgins, and Flowers are the competitive assets in that range, and then it's all young upside. Thomas, Burden, Harrison, Tyson, Odunze, and McConkey. It's just whoever you prefer in that territory.
You might have read the prophecy. I can't lie. That there's a good chance that actually happens.
Yeah, part of it is just being a Lad McConkey manager last year, man. Like, he was extremely disappointing in my opinion. I thought he should have been much better than he was.
That's kind of like me with Jefferson right now. It's like he scarred me so much to the point where even though I acknowledge his upside here, I know what the downside looks like. So I'm a little bit hesitant to like be overly optimistic about it.
Well, like to me, people calling him like this year's JSN, second year JSN was much better than second year Lad McConkey.
Fair. I would argue though, if you swap
JSN was better than Lad McConkey as well.
If you argue that if you swapped McConkey's first and second year, it kind of matches the JSN run in terms of what JSN was year 1 versus year 2. And then you would say, well, Keenan Allen was a big inhibitor in terms of McConkey getting the full idealized role. Realistically, Keenan Allen playing in the slot there was inhibiting what we saw worked so well in year 1 for McConkey. So with Allen potentially out of the fold, or even if he is brought back, maybe we see him in a lessened role. Then at that point, you're getting a player that can play inside the slot, can work vertically. Obviously, we see more emphasis in terms of getting playmakers the ball in their hands with Mike McDaniel coming over. Like, that's why I'm more optimistic on McConkey. It's more so just how is Mike McDaniel going to view him, and how's he going to view what he operates in that offense in terms of unlocking the upper ceiling of what the Chargers can be.
Yeah, he's a great player, man. It's hard to and yes, I have seen his reception perception right up. Did I see him play like that last year? No, I didn't see that. So I'm curious what games Harmon sampled, because I'm not saying it's wrong that he has him scoring that high. I don't think McConkey was as good as his reception perception score showcase, to be honest with you. I think he was a worse version of Zay Flowers last year, essentially. And I don't think that this is an outrageous take at all, Arthur. I have been taking a lot of QJ on the back that I actually do think they might be relatively close in scoring.
Yeah, I'm not there. Also,
even if McConkey's a 16 point per game receiver and QJ's a 13 point per game receiver, I still think at cost McConkey might not be as
See,
valuable as QJ was at cost.
I guess the difference is I genuinely do think McConkey can hit that 17, 18.
I think he can too. Last year I undervalued the target competition with Ladd. I thought he was going to be clear-cut number one receiver, no questions asked. And I actually think that all of the receivers on the Chargers, especially if they bring Keenan Allen back again, which I think they very easily could closer to training camp, I think it's going to result in Ladd, not producing more than like a 24 to 25% target share.
Have you seen how gross the board is in Devi Disciples right now? I'm picking at the rookie 203 and I want to vomit.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
After Mike Washington and Cole Payton are off the board, the next best player is Michael Trigg.
That's bad. I mean, there's definitely more better players than that. I got some guys hidden up my sleeve then. Here's the thing. With this team, what are your thoughts on what you would do next? Because I do worry a little bit in DynastyMane's situation. Keep in mind it's a one quarterback league, so you're fine with Caleb and Kyler. You don't really need anything else beyond that. I worry that you're just not going to have the requisite hammers from contending perspective. Like, he's number 6 in contending value, right? So even though he's a strong contender, you don't have a single RB1 in ADP. You only have one top 24 receiver in ADP, even though I actually have Waddle and Odunze pretty close to that. I worry that you don't have the requisite hammers to win this league. That would be my one concern with this game. And that's why I'm almost not willing to trade St. Brown, is because he's the only hammer you have.
But that's the thing. It's like, you're the number 6 ranked team. Why wouldn't you just get value right now, retool for 2027, and come out stronger with a bang?
You could, yeah. I mean, I think if that's the move that you're the precursor
move
to you tearing down more, like, then yes. But I think what he's thinking is, if I upgrade Loveland and go down to McConkey, then I'm going to win because I have a more balanced team. Yeah,
I mean, the way I describe it is I expect Rondé Gasson to be somewhere between the 9 to 10 points per game range, even if I'm optimistic, realistically, like, I don't see him.
I think he'll be a back end tight end 1 for me in terms,
which is about 9 to 10 points per game.
It's like 10, 11.
Fair. Okay. A little bit off then. I think Loveland's going to be about a 15 to 16 point per game player. So at that point, it's like, if you're getting Ladd McConkey versus Amon or St. Brown, I would view Amon about 20. Like, Ladd would only theoretically need to score 15, 16.
I think that's a pretty tall ask of Ladd. Not that he can't do it. I think it's not going to be my median projection on him, though.
But that's also given the benefit of the doubt to Gatson. That's also even accounting for the fact that Loveland just doesn't completely blow fantasy, because he very well could.
Yeah, he could.
And that's also giving Amon or 20 points per game, which again,
he always has.
I mean, not always, but I think that's a fair projection for him. Is what I'll say.
Again, I just look at some of the other teams here and I go, okay, Chase Brown, Saquon, Pickens, Allen, like, these guys are going higher relatively at their positions. You got Gibbs, you got Walker, you got Collins, you got May, you got McCaffrey, you got Achane, you got AJ, you got Higgins.
Like, everybody wants to compete. Why not retool for 1 year, come back strong next year, and then
especially with this guy too, like, you got Nakua, you got Lamb, you got Genty, you got Taylor. Like, yeah, I think it would be definitely proactive of you, knowing that there is not a single strong rebuilder in this league, to become the first strong rebuilder in this league. Now, I know it seems like, based on your questions,
seems counterintuitive, but like, at the same time, you make that Loveland deal, you liquidate like the Waddle types, the Irving types, the Swift types. If you want to go that far, you can even liquidate Breece Hall, and then all of a sudden you collect 2027 capital, go about it next year, and then all of a sudden you're, like I said, probably the best contender in the league at that point.
Yeah, I agree. And the other thing too here is that what sticks out to me is that nobody has that strong rebuilder tag, right? Like, you can be the first one. You can be the first one to admit that you said you're a trade menace. Okay, well, if you're a trade menace and people understand that about you, you're going to have no problems collecting picks too. Like, you could even do this, say, hey, I will do that Loveland and Ladd trade if you throw in a 2nd round pick, or throw him another competitive piece in that deal and try and get a future first out of him. Like, if you throw him DeAndre Swift and Amon-Ra St. Brown, can you get a 1 on top of Ladd McConkey and Colston Loveland? You might be able to in a 1 quarterback league. So yeah, I think that
for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I think I would be proactive and try and refashion this into a 1-year punt, just because I don't think you have the requisite firepower. Now, it's just a philosophical thing with you and I. When we're 6th in the contending rankings, we're
scared to compete.
Yeah, we're scared to compete a little bit. But if you guys are more like anything can happen people, then obviously be fine contending. We're just more like, hey, we want to be clearly number 3, number 4 or better.
Yeah, I'm on the same page here with Crackshot. Besides Ladd, there's no established hierarchy. I don't disagree with that.
I mean, QJ led the team in targets until his injury last year, and Keenan Allen was a pest for at least 8 to 10 games. So,
yeah.
there's guys that can command targets there. And we don't know what Trey Harris will be yet. We don't know what Gadsden will be yet. So like, that's the thing that I have a little bit of struggles with the Chargers offense. All it makes me want to do is draft 1 million shares of Justin Herbert and Amari and Hampton, which is what I've been doing. So, anyways, let's keep it rolling here to the next team that we have. We have plenty of teams to get to, so we can try and speed up a little bit here. CMC RB1 overall usually does finish that way, so it's an aptly named team. So rebuild greatness soon, I guess is the name.
There's a Thanos.
So he's in purgatory at the moment. There is a Thanos in this league. So I mean,
at least you recognize what you need to do.
Yeah, at least you're on the same on the right page here. And he did say took over this team last year from a guy who quit. I'm lost on how to proceed and become a contender. Well,
you ain't contending this year, brother.
Yeah, I mean, he understands that. I think this is not going to be a 1-year project. This might not even be a 2-year project, given the fact that there's a Thanos in this.
2029 is the realistic window.
Yeah, I think this is a team where as much as Bijan Robinson is an absolute monster,
you sell
as much as Jeremiah Love is an absolute monster, you got to probably sell those guys for as many. Like if somebody's going to offer you 3-4 firsts of value, you might have to sell those players.
Corey, this is a team coming off of a 3-11 record. If you scroll down the overall picture of the league, how many strong rebuilders are there?
0.
Exactly.
There's a Thanos with a wagon of a team.
Yeah, go to the Juggernaut.
This is not an old team by any means either.
Yeah, I mean, go to the Juggernaut or go to one of the strong contenders. Say, hey, listen, like this is your competition. Like competitive assets are at a premium right now.
Yeah, like this guy, you're telling me this guy wouldn't be interested in potentially buying Bijan Robinson or potentially buying like your McLaurin and Mike Evans assets? You could probably sell to this guy.
He doesn't have a first, but like, could you get like Dart, Loveland, and fucking another piece? Dart, Loveland,
the 1 quarterback league. So Dart is not going to be a part of that deal. Like this is again, you're going to need for Bijan in a 1 quarterback league. I need like 4+1s.
100%
for Bijan. Like I'm not selling it for anything less than that.
Go to El Kukui. Okay. So 27, 28, 1 plus.
I mean, can you get 29s as well in an ideal world?
Can you get 27, 28, 1 plus Drake London?
Maybe. Or what if he'll offer you 27, 28, 29, 1 Emeka Egbuka for your Bijan Robinson, Mike Evans, and Terry McLaurin? Get all those players off your team in one shot.
Yeah, realistically, when we go over the 2.0, that's going to be the motive for sure. You're a purgatory team. There's a Thanos in the league, another Juggernaut, 4 strong contenders, no strong rebuilders. Like it is very clear where you need to be taking this team, and that is to rebuild greatness, like your name is listed there. It ain't 27. It ain't 28. It's probably 29 when you're going to start competing then. And the only way you're going to compete with those top teams is by liquidating as much as you can, selling Bijan for that Godfather. Maybe you want to wait for Jeremiah Love because you're like, okay, I'm going to wait until in season when everybody sees how good he is, and then I can net like a Bijan Robinson level price tag. Because there's no other strong rebuilders in this league, I feel like you have the luxury to do that. Like Corey, for example, if this was Flock Me Sideways, we don't really have the luxury of waiting and seeing Jeremiah Love become Bijan Robinson because it's like, get that production off my team. We're in a tank battle. If
not to mention, this is a 1 quarterback league too, which means the 102 and 103 are not going to be as good as the 102 and 103 in a super flex league. And also too, I think it's generally harder to rebuild in a 1 quarterback league than it is in super flex because you can build around quarterbacks a lot more easily in the super flex league versus in a 1 quarterback league. Like even JD, man, like Jaden's a young quarterback, obviously, but can you sell Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin for, 3 1s of value in a 1 quarterback format? Because Jaden Daniels has injury concerns, man. Like I don't really want to hold him in your situation. And more importantly, he's going to put up a lot of points too. And I don't want him putting up a lot of points for my team.
Pitts as well.
Yeah, I would be selling literally everybody on this thing. And the biggest challenge you're going to have is trying to sell Love and Bijan for what they're worth. Because Love is young enough that if you absolutely had to hold him and he was your only good player, you could. But Bijan is a 24-year-old running back who is legendary production. You should be able to get at least 4 1s worth of value for this player in 1
that's why it's good to have at least 6 interested teams, because we know the 6 interested teams above you are going to be willing to make a deal.
And probably these teams, which would be the ideal situation. Like if you can convince one of these pumpkins to go after Bijan.
Bro, that guy went 8-6. You're a move away from contending with that guy who's a fucking Thanos.
Yeah, wow. Dude. He doesn't have his 1.
What?
He's got 2 1s and 28 at least. You could go after those types of assets. But again, like I said, you're going to need this is the perfect team. I mean, he's probably smart enough to realize that he can't contend. But if somehow you could convince this player to Hey, I give you Bijan and McLaurin and a couple other players, and you're ready to go. Give me all your picks.
He's got Libertas as one.
Yeah.
Where was Libertas? Oh, Pipsqueak. Oh, what is that?
I mean, first off, this guy has no running backs. Do you have lower end guys? What if you offered that guy Terry McLaurin, Jordan Mason, Aaron Jones, and Rachaad White? Fix your running back position. Give me your 28-1. I'll give you all those players.
Go win the championship, bro. Look at your young stud receivers. Libertas.
Liberte. Yeah. I mean, he's not going to do that if he's got a smart wit about him. But
again, leave context.
I've never driven a team into a pipsqueak situation. You've never driven a team into a pipsqueak situation. We can't imagine that people in this situation are rationally behaved humans.
With respect, if you have a pipsqueak in the portfolio, get help.
It's tough, man.
Yeah, you need help. I'm joking, but like, fuck, man, like,
this is a rough situation, man. The Thanos hurts you. The Juggernaut hurts you. The other strong contenders hurt you. If this was a league where you had a purgatory team and everybody was balanced or strong contenders ahead of you, we would say that, hey, maybe you could 1 year punt this. Maybe you could hold on to Bijan. Maybe you could hold on to Love. But the reality of the situation is you're pretty far away given the dynamic of this league.
Yeah. Also, going back on the pipsqueak point, like, yeah, if you take over a team like as an orphan, that's a pipsqueak. Okay, that's one thing. You know what? You're one of the most competent soldiers that I'll ever meet, and I salute you. Like, straight up, if you take over an orphan that's a pipsqueak, you are a better man than me. But
I've done it once. I've taken over one terrible orphan one time and turned it into what league was that? Hold on. Maybe that's not relevant. I'll look it up later. But I took over an orphan once. Get Faded. That was the league that I took over. That was an orphan. And I've been in a championship twice in the last 5 years, and I'm competitive again this year. But choosing to take over pipsqueaks or actually running one into a pipsqueak myself is not something I would choose.
Exactly. If you run a pipsqueak like down, like let's just say it was like a balanced team or something you took over and it ends up being a pipsqueak, you're in trouble there. And also, I thought you guys, I mean, we are. I've done multiple 2.0s on pipsqueaks, and I basically say the same thing. Bleach my eyes. That's the number one thing. You're going to buy me bleach so I can bleach my eyes. And then you sell anything with a pulse. Like, I'm not even talking about, like, you have to take seconds, you have to take thirds. You're not worried about getting fucking 100% of market value at that point. You're just worried about, oh, can I just get things off of my team so I don't have to fucking look at it?
We should get the devs to add a new label that's just a picture of Jeremiah Smith holding up a jersey. Where it's like you're dead last in everything except for picks.
Yeah,
that's the qualifier. You are completely tanking, like a complete and utter tank job.
My worst team is a strong rebuilder and 2 balanced.
Same. Yeah, that's my worst teams as well.
That's a solid portfolio.
I have a couple balanced teams that I would consider my worst teams, but my worst teams in terms of actual production would be strong rebuilders.
I mean, we do this with the 2.0s, so we do help there for sure.
We could hypothetically join a Reddit league or something with like a horrible orphan and see if we could turn it around. Just like a Reddit league with a bunch of randos and see if they ever catch on to what we're doing.
Imagine.
Be kind of funny.
We doing free team reviews?
Yeah,
Dylan,
we have like 20 we are not doing free team reviews. We got 20 still to get through.
And with how the trend's been, again, thank you guys for all this, by the way. With how the trend's been, I don't know if we're going to be giving away many free reviews because we got so many in the hopper.
Yeah, it might be January next time we give a free review out. That is top tier fantasy content. Yeah, it could be fun, actually. It could be if you and I, we have never co-owned a team also. You and I have never co-owned a Dynasty team, which is pretty hilarious.
That's a good point, actually.
I still think
we were supposed to that one year, and then mid startup, you took over a different team.
I still think it would be fun or funny if Zach, Mason, Domain, you and I all joined a Dynasty League together and we filled out 2 to 3 fan spots each or something.
Yeah, I don't know why that hasn't happened.
How has that not happened yet?
I don't know.
I mean, Mason pretends to play Dynasty, so that's part of it.
Well, he even said he's like he just not like
he used to be heavy into Dynasty. Yeah. Now he's just very business oriented.
Which makes sense. Yeah,
makes sense because he's the biggest YouTube channel.
He's the big kahuna,
fantasy football. So, anyways,
turn that into a documentary, turning around a dog shit fucking team. Imagine that's just the title of the YouTube series, turning around dog shit.
Turning around dog. It'd be like the equivalent of you and I going to like Calcutta and just like turning a dynasty team around.
If that was a real series, it would just be called fucking Pipsqueak to Thanos.
Yeah, literally. Turning a Pipsqueak into a Thanos would be very impressive if we were able to do that. Took over an orphan, made a couple trades, just looking for opinions on how I can upgrade my quarterback room. So Mlong here, another 2.0 that we have here. Yeah. So Mlong, like he said, took over an orphan, made a couple trades, just looking to how he can upgrade his quarterback room. First off, it worries me.
Quarterback league?
No. It worries me that that's what your mindset is right now. How can I upgrade my quarterback room? Because my mindset with this team would be, I'm going to sell Javonte Williams, Derrick Henry, and maybe try and secure a long-term quarterback if possible. But otherwise, I'm probably just going to tank this thing, sell Devontae Adams and whatnot as well. Sell one of these tight ends because you probably don't need both of them. Somebody might look at this team and go, oh, if you just add Jordan Love and Matthew Stafford, you could win with this team. I just don't think you can. So I would probably, when I sort by contending, he's actually 4th in contending value, which is like not bad. I just think it would probably behoove you, considering again, we look and there's
nobody's rebuilding.
No teams that's strong rebuilder. And there's so many contenders, there's actually an all-in team as well. I think this would be a very good league market to sell Javonte, Derrick Henry, Jalen Warren, Devontae Adams, Malik Willis, anything with the pulse.
Brock Bowers.
Yeah, well, yeah, Brock Bowers good too as well. Pickens probably a sell. You have so many sell highs on your team too, like Pickens, Olave, Adams. Like all those guys are probably at peak value right now, most likely.
Yeah. Hell, in season, if Jalen Warren's looking like the Steelers RB1, boom, sell. Blake Corum takes work away from Kyron, boom, sell. Tony Pollard in a much better offense this year. He's going top 80 on underdog. Maybe he's like a top 20 running back in the first 6 weeks of the year. Boom, sell. All of a sudden, let's just say the totality of those players, you end up getting about roughly 2 seconds and a third of value or 3 seconds of value. Obviously, that's not even accounting for Pickens, Olave, Adams. Hell, you want to get gutty. You want to sell Justin fucking Jefferson. You can sell Justin fucking Jefferson.
I would probably be willing to sell everybody on this team except for one of the tight ends.
It's so funny because it's like, what other channel are you going to hear advising people to tear down a strong contender? It's because nobody else looks at the perspective of, if everybody's shoving the chips in, you could potentially get elite value and be a Thanos. Like,
and maybe we're dumbasses. Maybe we're like, dude, let's just get a quarterback on this team and we're good to go. Because that's where his mindset is at, right? He's like, hey, my team is ready to go if I get a quarterback.
Well, that's the number one thing for me. I am a perfectionist in Dynasty, almost to a fault, and I'm sure you've noticed that, Corey, hence the fact that when we went through my rookie picks and my teams on the video, there's a lot of juggernauts. There's Thanoses. There's like if I see a balanced team, I almost get the ick in my portfolio.
I have like 4 balanced teams that I'm going to be breaking down this week on fixing my worst Dynasty teams, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to show up to that video and be like, these are your worst Dynasty teams? They're not bad, they're not great either.
Like, they're just gonna be like, this is rage bait. Like, I don't know what it is. I would rather see the strong rebuilder tag than the strong contender tag, because that just means that I'm on the road to a juggernaut or higher.
Exactly. I don't mind sacrificing a year or two of buy-ins, because we know the light at the end of the tunnel is going to end up turning out well if you do it properly. Now, obviously, we don't know Mlong's situation here. Is he going to completely screw this thing up a year down the road if he tries to tear it down and then shoves the chips in again or something like that? Generally speaking, based on the mindset of your question, I'm assuming you think you can contend. Now, if you had Matthew Stafford on this team, would this team probably be number 3 or 4 in contending value? Yes. Could you, in a hypothetical universe, win the championship with a team like that? Yes. I don't think it's probably likely that you do, though, because when I look at this guy's team with Achane and Chase Brown and Nico and like, these guys are all high-end picks. And when I look at this guy's team too, he's got Lamb and Gibbs and Daniels,
an extra first to
like,
throw if he wants to as well.
Like, you could compete, but there's probably like, if there's 6 or 7 good contenders in every league,
right?
Yeah, like you probably have a 5 to 10% chance of winning this league.
Number 4, but yeah, I completely agree. Also, sort by the bars real quick. Like, take his team off the thing there. I by contender tags, because I just want to see how so outside of spread love, you make the right moves, you can realistically get to 11th in contention. Because like spread love is going to be tough to pass, because that guy's team like might be the worst thing ever.
It smells. And I mean, who knows, man? He's got some possibilities that in a league market like this, you never can count on these pipsqueaks to actually play it properly.
as well.
He might sell one of his first to try to compete just because he's a fucking dumbass.
Like his team's in purgatory. He's not even listed as a strong rebuilder or anything like that. So
yeah.
I hate to burst your bubble here, Mlong, but I wouldn't try and contend with this team. I don't think it's ready. I think you're going to be forcing the issues. Again, if you straight diaper gravy, if you win the championship with this team, we'll give you a free team review if we led you astray here, because I think that frankly you should tear it down and you should sell Javante, sell Derrick Henry, Warren, etc. You said you took over an orphan. I don't know what direction the orphan was going before. Maybe it was more contending heavy than this. You've already made some moves to tear it down, or maybe it was not contending at all and you tried to make some moves to contend. If one of the worst mistakes I think anybody could make in Dynasty is taking over an orphan and trying to turn it into a contender right away.
There's a reason why someone left.
Exactly.
You think people leave good teams outside of like
other than the Bijan McCaffrey team that we reviewed earlier?
Those are like the first two good orphans we've seen. Like a lot of unappealing orphans I've seen in my lifetime.
Yeah, exactly. Also, we
did how many? First 100 pro bono pretty much. We'd make like fucking $10 to $15 on the YouTube video, and we did 10 teams, 12 teams at a time on those YouTube videos.
Oh yeah. No, we reviewed. We're 157 episodes into Dynasty Decisions
before we did a paid submission.
Yeah, we weren't making a full-time income until episode 50, probably. I would imagine episode 60.
I mean, heck, we were doing Dynasty Decisions before we even made money on YouTube.
We were, yeah. Not to mention too. I mean, I quit my last corporate, finance job in March of 2021. So it feels like I haven't worked a day in my life in the last 5 years.
And I dropped out in late 2022 or early 2023?
Yeah, pretty much. Anyways, hate to burst your bubble there, Mlong, but that is the direction we would take this thing. Any context you have, of course, if you like, my league markets X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 then feel free to tell us that. But otherwise, that'll probably be the direction of your 2.0 is tearing things down. GenghisKhan, if you're still in here, I said the first hour or 45 minutes, I was a little bit off on that.
100%. Their favorite line is, "Oh yeah, I got to cut down on leagues." Yeah, no shit. The league that you want to cut down is the crap one because you want to keep the good ones.
I've never said I need to cut down on leagues and left my best leagues.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be completely moronic too. And honestly, you might be actually a moral human considering like some of the leagues that were taken over in this stream, for example, like. I praise those people. You know what? To be able to walk out on teams that are top 3 in the analyzer, like, takes a lot of cojones to say, you know what, take my team over. And
that's how you know you're actually truly cutting down on leagues. That guy cashed out his $500 buy-in win and decided to not play Dynasty anymore, probably.
In good faith.
I have never, to this day, left a league in Dynasty. Yeah. I've never left a league. So the only leagues that have folded were not because of me. Like, many people left the league, and then the league was like, well, we need to replace 5 or 6 people.
I've only ever left when multiple have left in an off season. Like if there was like 8 or 9 people in the league and I'm like, okay, there's so many to fill, and I give it a couple weeks and they're still not fucking filling, I have no update. I'm like, okay. And that's only happened.
That's only happened to me once though. For
that's only happened to me once.
One league one.
It was a league that I came off the championship too.
Yeah. Scott's Tots is the only league that's ever folded that I've ever been in.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what even happened to that.
Five people left the league after the first year.
After the first year, yeah, right.
And then Scott and Sexy Pats were like, should we just fold this thing? And I was like, yeah. It was also like a $20 league as well. So like I wasn't like trying to pay attention to it too much.
Also, I respect you guys that are in like free leagues or like $10 leagues. Like I do respect it a lot. It could never be me. Like,
I'm just too ADHD to be able to pay attention to a league like that.
Even like my $50 leagues now, I'm kind of like clicked off. I'm like, oh yeah, cool. I win $200 if I win this league.
If I could start from scratch with no fantasy leagues right now, I'd probably join 5 or 6 like $250 leagues and call it a day in Dynasty for sure.
But anyways, I'd be down to rip $1,000 buy-in at some point.
That would be sweaty.
Mix it up.
What moves, if any, should I make to secure this year and possibly next year, or am I just in cruise control?
Okay, so first of all, this is Kayla from earlier. Second of all, you got a Thanos, Kayla. Like that's something to be proud of right there. You don't see that label too often. In fact, when we were going through a recent video, like we had people commenting like, I've never seen the Thanos tag before. What's the Thanos? Like there are people on the site that don't know the Easter egg that is the Thanos label.
Yeah. Also, Kayla, if you are, I don't want to assume anything, but if you are a female Thanos, that would be insane as well. So you might be running amok on people. But anyways, Bijan, Henderson, Etienne. I mean, your running back core is like the shittiest part of your team, and your best running back is Bijan. So that's saying a lot. The only thing left to do on a team like this is to
Go trade
win,
McMillan for a running back,
or to trade one of your wide receivers for. Like, I would be okay giving up any of those young trio there, McMillan, Tate, or Igbokwe, given the strength of your team and competitive window that you're in.
Yeah.
If you wanted to trade anybody that doesn't align completely with that window, and that actually includes Malik Neighbors as well, because he's coming off of an injury, you could always do that. Like, if you could pivot Neighbors into Ashton Genty or pivot Neighbors into Amarian Hampton or something like that, that would probably make your team a little bit better from a competitive standpoint. So this is a wagon of a team. So
yeah, like realistically, when we do the 2.0 for you, McMillan / Igbokwe / Tate, I personally would prefer to keep Tate out of that trio, given the current market value, plus my own thoughts on Carnell Tate. And listen to Dave here. We shopping at Louis Vuitton. Hey, listen, like, if I have to move Tate because the value is something I can't refuse and it gets me back up to like CeeDee Lamb, obviously do that. You can move Neighbors in a piece to go get Jamar Chase. You can do that. You have Joe Burrow. You want to move Trevion Henderson plus your 28-1 and your 27-2 to go up and buy fucking Kenneth Walker. Go fucking do it. Realistically, you're not focused about paying 100% or 95% or even getting a 90% discount. If you have to pay 110%, so be it. If you have to give a little extra, give a little love to your league mate, let them know, hey, you know what? I would have only been willing to go this price normally, but because you've been so nice in the DMs, you get an extra second of value. Like, give out some charity fucking value if you have to. Increase the relationship with your other league mates, because realistically, the only way your team doesn't work out is if 4 or 5 people leave after the season. Manage those relationships. Make sure everybody is happy. Everybody's cozy. Oh, you need a little shoulder massage. Oh, you want here, have a free drink on me tonight when we go out to the bar. Like, whatever you have to do, like, manage those relationships. Keep everybody happy, because if they're in the league for the next 5 years with you, you're going to be taking their buy-in for the next 5 years from them.
yeah, I also wouldn't be opposed to this team right here.
Pete, why? You've never had to manage relationships because your team is so freaking dominant in the league. Like, Corey knows, like,
problem of you, but yeah, it is definitely something that is worth mentioning. What's up with Danny in person?
I'm joking. Everybody knows I'm joking.
One thing that you could float out to a guy like this Lance Cade guy, you could, again, this might be challenging because it seems pretty decent. It's not like a bad team by any means. Yeah. Trying to go get Josh Allen using Jalen Hurts plus Tedero and McMillan or something might appeal to him, because outside of Nakua and Jackson Smith and Jigba, this guy is kind of weak at receiver. So I wouldn't be opposed to going, hey, I'll give you Jalen Hurts and T-Mac, or Jalen Hurts and Igbokwe. Would that get me in the neighborhood of Josh Allen? Because if you add Josh Allen to this team, then you're just increasing your production even more and moving off of a little bit of risk of Jalen Hurts as well.
We shopping at Louis Vuitton. Also, Swag, this means that you have so much capital built up that you are 1.3x more valuable than the next closest team, and yet you're
still the number of first you have in the chat right now. I'm curious.
You have fucking 31st in the next 3 years. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, but again, the 2.0 will be very focused on going and getting hammer assets. I looked at, there was a couple purgatory teams down here that had
like Henderson plus
Jeremiah
a 27-2 for McCaffrey.
Yeah, Jeremiah Love, McCaffrey, Achan down here on this team. CeeDee Lamb down here on this team. This guy's Pickens and Lamb too, so he might be willing to
everybody in this league is still trying to compete with knowing you are the Thanos.
Yeah, there's literally not one team, and this guy's all in, and he's like deep in total value.
He's all in with that. With Baker at quarterback 1, we're all in against the Thanos.
Oh God.
That's like when you say the Bucks are top contenders this year.
It is literally, yeah. In Shane Gillis's special that's on Netflix, he's like, when I got off the plane to Australia, I was like, this is your fucking country, dude. That's literally that's this guy's all in team. This is your all in team.
It's your all in team. Oh, that's cute. You could tell me 4 or 5 of my guys had season-ending injuries, and I'd still take you 1-on-1.
Yeah, no, this is insane. We got we still have so many reviews to get into. I'm like, look, the number's not even changing each time we do.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you said before the stream started that Kayla was like 5th in the queue, and we're an hour 14 in.
Yeah, there's still 18 reviews in the queue.
Oh my God.
All right, so let's move on here because, very good team. It's a Thanos. We're going to cut corners somewhere. It should be on teams like that. Blake in the chat was in here earlier. I'm not sure if he's still in here, but this is a 2.0 as well. I'm trying to win a championship this year. I have no idea what moves I need to make to get over the hump at this point. So Blake is number 4 in the value here, number 3 in contending value. So, I mean, It's a very well-constructed team. I would say this is more of like your balanced contender because you have potentially a tight end that could be an advantage for you between Laporta and Kincaid, whoever has the better season. Jefferson, Collins, Flowers, Waddle, AJ Brown, those are all going to be good receivers for you to start 10. So pretty much all those guys are starters generally. Achane, Walker, Hurts, Stroud, Darnold. I mean, there's no weaknesses on this team.
No, exactly. Also, first, Fannins built slowly through y'all's Rex. Huge fan. Appreciate that, Kayla. And I mean, the 2.0 is going to be evident there. You're shopping in Louis Vuitton. You are getting the Infinity Stones, and you're trying to make sure nobody leaves. Also, shout out Blake. He's still in here. And Swag had mentioned he got the Thanos level despite being last on the analyzer because he was able to acquire 10 firsts post startup, which the startup was a month ago. So
That's
you
crazy.
liquidated your entire team pretty much, got 10 firsts. Like, people are not going to be
right there.
People are not going to be facing you on the line of scrimmage come by the time your team's ready.
And not to mention too, if you are a Thanos, in addition to having 10 ones, it means you were getting first for like trading down a round or something like that. You know what I mean? You weren't just getting like, oh, I sold my like 304 for 2 firsts. It was like you were probably trading down to like the 6th round, still taking a good player and getting a first or whatever.
Yeah, just elite moves upon elite moves. Hell, you might have been even trading down within a round and picking up a first if that's how you.
Yeah, some people don't get it, man. It really does. You really do have to make the mistake before you understand it. And if it's a new dynasty league, like people like, oh, I'll trade up from the 205 to the 201 for a first. Like they have no idea if they're new dynasty players.
They don't know what's going on. But we go back to Blake here. How many players can you start in this league? Because holy death.
Start 10.
Yeah, start 10.
This is a league you should definitely be consolidating in. I mean, you go 7 deep at running back and 6 deep at wide receiver of players that I really like in redraft this year. Like Terry McLaurin being your worst receiver in terms of dynasty value is really impressive. Like this is a consolidation for starting lineup points for sure.
Can you take Zay Flowers and Nico Collins and go get up to Drake London?
Yeah. Or could you take, Kyron Williams plus Terry McLaurin or Kyron Williams plus Jalen Waddle and go get
Chase Brown and a piece back? Yeah,
Chase Brown would be a good example. That maybe you could even take 3 of these guys and get a true hammer. Like
you throw in your third
Tootin, McLaurin, and AJ Brown, get you James Cook or something like that.
We're throwing some random names, Corey. You know exactly what I'm going to suggest. Go do it. No. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So you're sorted.
Go to the bottom of the teams.
I was going to say sort by contender first, but that also does the point. Whoever the bottom contenders are here, like you see, obviously
this guy is Jonathan Taylor going after JT would make sense. This guy with Jahmyr Gibbs and not much else. Like I would do my best to convince this person that they can't contend in the DMs because
so he said quarterback is so weak. I feel like as well. Let's take a look at his core again just to see what we're looking at.
I mean, Hurts, Stroud, and Darnold. I'm fine with that.
I'm comfortable with that core. Maybe you want to move Stroud for like a more like. Could you use Stroud in a piece to go get Lawrence?
Yeah, I think that would be a good consolidation move. If you're like, okay, what's the weak? Because if you're going, it's a start 10. What's the weakest position in my starting lineup? It probably is your super flex spot in terms of point per game over expected, kind of what you'd be getting there. So if you could go to a team like, I don't know, maybe this one is interested in moving off of Prescott, or maybe what does this guy have at quarterback at the very bottom here? I mean, Goff maybe it'd be an upgrade, but not really. Yeah. I'm trying to think of, like you said, like
I would prefer Goff to Stroud, especially in a competing window.
I mean, this guy's running back 3 kind of sucks. Could you offer him CJ Stroud and Travis Etienne for Trevor Lawrence? Would this guy be interested in going, hey, Travis Etienne is, a good top 3 round redraft pick running back, and I get a quarterback back who I could still start every week?
Let's try to formulate a Gibbs offer because he said, I'm assuming that means you're implying that the Gibbs manager might be willing to move him. If that's the case, let's try to formulate something. So let's go. Obviously, put Gibbs in there. We'll take a look at his team right now. I'm assuming you're probably going to have to give back one of your top 3 guys. Ideally, if you can use Judkins as the tier up, that would be fantastic in your team.
Well, do you think this guy, if he's selling Gibbs, would even want a running back? I mean, you and I probably wouldn't, but.
That's a good point. The issue is he doesn't have his 27 first, so might be challenging because I'm assuming if this guy's selling Gibbs, he's probably
want to do then is amoeba Gibbs into 2 startable running backs, right? Given that he's
HN plus
David Montgomery. Could you?
I would give HN back in it.
What if you gave him Walker and like ETN and a pick or something, or Walker ETN and Walker ETN plus AJ Brown? Yeah.
I'd be willing to give the 28 one on this team too.
Like if he wants to
Me too.
compete, like you could be like, hey, Gibbs is awesome, but like you need more than
Throw,
just
throw in
Jahmyr
a
Gibbs.
2 as well, just for ease sake.
Yeah,
I
like
feel
if this guy goes, oh, once I get Walker, AJ Brown, and ETN, I'm ready to contend or whatever. He might be thinking that, and he probably wouldn't even be totally inaccurate in thinking that. It's just that Jahmyr Gibbs would go such a long way for a team like yours when you have so much depth built up.
Yeah, maybe throw him back like a second because he doesn't have his own 27 first. So if he feels like
you
he
have
gets
his 3 too, you could give him his 3 back if that matters to him.
Yeah, give him a couple 3s in there or 28 too, or
both
something
of his
like
next 2 3s. Give him both of his 3s back if he wants them.
Yeah, try it. Realistically, try to massage the offer out, find out what he's willing to do, and
like, I'm literally willing to give him
for
4 players for Jahmyr Gibbs if I have to.
I would too.
Like I'd give him Kyron Williams, ETN, Terry McLaurin, and Dalton Kincaid or something. If I actually had to do that, I would.
Yeah,
because I just want
easily.
Jahmyr Gibbs on my team by any means necessary.
Yeah, I think easily as well. But overall, I think you have the avenues to be able to consolidate. Obviously, you have elite depth on this team. I'm curious how you got so much depth because
also just hit on a bunch of players in the startup, maybe did some tier downs or whatever. Yeah. Find the teams like Connolly here who could use an RB3, like Headster who could use some running back help, like this guy could use wide receiver help as well. Any team where you go look at their starting lineup and you go, their flexes suck because all their good players are in their starting lineup. That's the type of team that I'm going after. Same with a team like this. This guy's JSN and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Very easily, in my opinion, you could trade Nico Collins plus AJ Brown for JSN in some leagues. Not every league, but in some leagues, you're going to be able to get away with that because people are going to go, oh, well, in redraft, like AJ Brown and Nico Collins go at the 2-3 turn, and JSN is great, but he's going, he said basically all startup. He just hit on most of his picks. So good for you. I mean, you would have probably hit on a lot of these Tootin picks and Henry and McLaurin and those type of guys. He said recent draft as well. Yeah. I mean, it's a great team. This is a team where you're going to a farmer's market with a bunch of $5 and $10 bills, basically. And you're trying to come home with something worth $50.
Yeah, exactly.
That's essentially what your goal is right now because it's smart 10. You can trade 4 of these players off this team, no problem, and add 1 or 2 hammers to it. And this team's going to be hard to beat.
Go barter your way up the food chain.
Yeah. And the easier it is to do, just think about the point per game that you're getting upgraded. If Walker projects as a 16, 17 point per game producer at running back, and you're going to get a 24 point per game producing running back in Jahmyr Gibbs for Walker plus 2 other pieces, it's absolutely worth it in your starting lineup because you can't replace Jahmyr Gibbs. He's literally my 101 in redraft for a reason. Yeah. So, we can probably move on from Blake's team. He's in very good shape. Obviously, a lot of fun shopping that he's going to go get to do. We have Anthony AV's team, Flush Factory Floozies, pretty crazy. Top 3 in the contending value and top 3 in overall value. So it looks like it's a 3-horse race, honestly, at the top of this league. Lots of purgatory teams. It's actually an 8-team league, too. So in an 8-man league, you're going to obviously want to have a lot of great players. And in your case, you do. I mean, JT, Henderson, you're a little weak at RB2. And in an 8-team league, I think I would rather have better onesies as well.
Yeah, I would too.
So 1 quarterback league. So Mahomes and Ward, even still in an 8-team league, I think I'd rather have better onesies than that. Harold, Fannin, and Kraft are good, but in an 8-team league, I'd probably want to have like a Loveland or a Bowers or somebody like that. So what are your thoughts on this team? Because he doesn't really have a ton of buying power. I don't know.
Let's see the juggernaut.
He doesn't have his 28 capital either. It's all gone.
Let's see the juggernaut.
The juggernauts. We got Chase, JSN, Tate. I mean, Pitts is a weak point for him. Burrow versus Mahomes for you is not really that big of a difference. I mean, it's generally in the same shape his team is in. You're actually
got all the capital.
Running back.
He's got all the capital. That's the only difference. He's actually got your 28, 1 and 3.
Yeah. I mean, my thought process is you're number 3 in contending value, number 3 in overall value. You're obviously going to be competing.
You got to move off of Henderson and Ward for sure.
Yeah, I think that not only that, but like Adams and Thomas and Lemon and like Pickens, even Pickens, just because he's coming off such a great season and you have Lamb, I would probably be willing to move off of Pickens straight.
If you had Dak, it would be different. Like if you were able to maneuver Cam Ward into Dak and maybe you even get like a small piece on there because the guy's trying to get a young team and is incentivized to make that move. If like, let's just say it was Dak and like a Jordan Mason type hypothetically was the deal. And then it was like, oh, you have CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens with the stack. Yeah. I don't mind keeping both Cowboys receivers, but if you don't have Dak, there's no reason to hold the risk.
Well, and again, it's an 8-team league. It's a start 8. Like George Pickens is on his bench every week. Like
That's what I
Trevion
mean.
Henderson or DeAndre Swift is going to have to be in his starting lineup every week.
You offer Pickens plus Fannin for Brock Bowers here, right?
Yeah, or like again, go down to this guy. This guy's 8th in the analyzer, and he has Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm getting Jahmyr Gibbs by any means necessary.
Even Josh Allen.
Yeah, like I would offer this guy. Go, hey, your team's not in great shape. Depth wise. Yeah, but that's why I'd offer him 2 competitive assets for Gibbs.
I'm pretty sure the guy in first place has his 1, by the way.
That's unfortunate. What I would do in this situation is go, I'll give you Trevion Henderson, George Pickens, and again, it's an 8-team start 8. I'll give him more than that if he wants it for Jahmyr Gibbs.
All that.
I'll give him my 27-1 on top of that. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, all that matters here is as much point equity as possible. And
let me see how that stacks up in the calculator really quick. If we go Gibbs for Pickens, Henderson, and a 27 late projected first against an 8-man league. So it's not going to, it says fair trade. Like, I'm fine doing this, man. Yeah, I'm fine doing this. If you have to pay this for Jahmyr Gibbs, I would do it because Jahmyr Gibbs would be in your lineup every single week.
I'd be on the same page there. Obviously, again, you have Mahomes, but if you wanted to work in Allen in the deal and it wasn't too expensive, obviously you can. If this guy's just saying, no, I have Allen valued as a top 15 asset, then you fucking keep your Allen. I don't care.
Yeah, let's see if we can do it for both of them.
Yeah, probably
Mahomes, Pickens,
Henderson.
Henderson. I mean, we could even give him a receiver instead if he really want. I guess he's going to want a running back if he's giving up Gibbs.
Maybe 27, 1 and 2.
27. He doesn't have his 2.
All right.
I'll throw him Brian Thomas too for all I fucking care. Literally don't care in this format. I'll give him Brian Thomas for Jahmyr Gibbs and Josh Allen. Really don't care. This league, it's an 8-man.
You would have gotten 50 points per game out of that.
Yeah, 8-man start 8. You cannot replace Josh Allen. You cannot replace Jahmyr Gibbs. So that's why they're so valuable, and that's why you can give up so much for them. And Neighbors coming off the ACL tear, you could sell him as part of that deal if he wants like a stud factor back or something like that. Again, Pickens to me is at a peak value window. Brian Thomas is a little bit risky. Devontae Adams, as good as he is never going to see the light of day in your lineup. So there's no reason of even having him on your team. And again, maybe if you can't sell Pickens, maybe you sell Lamb instead or something like that. And you're like, hey, I'm going to move off of one of these Cowboys guys. We didn't mention Bowers or McBride or whatever, but it is worth noting. Like, this guy's got Loveland, Laporta, Sadiq, and Gadsden. How easy would it be to get Loveland off of this guy, Danny? You might get Loveland for George Pickens straight up from this guy.
Yeah, if you can do that, obviously that'd
give him Pickens and Fannin for fucking Loveland for all I care.
How's this guy's team so dog shit in a fucking 8-man league?
I don't know, but again, another guy that I would go after.
Go get Dak in there. Hey, I will give you pick. I mean, I guess
he's trading for Pickens.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Right. How much can you let me formulate one with this guy. Let's go. We give him. We want Loveland and Jeremiah Love because those were his 2 hammers, and we give him Fannin back as a tight end. We give him Pickens. And we give him Henderson.
Yeah.
And we give him our 27 first. Yeah. Don't care.
Yeah, don't care.
Don't care. Do not care. It says fair trade. Maybe he wants the depth. Maybe he wants the assets. I want Loveland and Jeremiah Love here all day. You're pretty much never going to see me not hit that side of the deal on a trade involving an 8-man start 8 league that doesn't include the best player in the deal. That's pretty much, I'm just always going to hit yes on every single one of those.
So in terms of your 2.0, realistically, that's going to be your path. It's an 8-man start 8. You want to be getting those point production pieces. If you can work up to a Jeremiah Love, a Jahmyr Gibbs, you want to get a Colson Loveland deal working, that'd make a ton of sense. If you want to go buy Christian McCaffrey as well, like I didn't see who had Christian McCaffrey in this league. As long as it's not the juggernaut, maybe it's fair game too.
Yeah, and literally, we didn't even mention like Jacobs or Swift or Thomas or Pierce or I will literally give these guys as fun coupons, like Belford off the fucking boat.
Bro, you might even be able to get
Pierce, take them.
You might even be able to get production off the wire. You might even be able to get production depth off the wire. Like randomly, like an Alec Pierce type in a dynasty league is going to be available on the wire or some bullshit.
What catastrophic mess would have to happen to your team in which Alec Pierce ever hits your starting lineup?
But that's what I mean. It's like, but those types also just appear on the wire sometimes. Like you might, like for example, let's just say George Pickens were to get fucking dealt and you picked up Ryan Flournoy for fucking free on the wire a year from now.
Yeah.
Like this is the type of league where a guy like that would be available. In your 12-man, 25 bench leagues like we're in, those guys aren't even available.
No, yeah, they're not getting available. So yeah, go and collect Infinity Stones. You're going shopping at Louis Vuitton, as we always say,
Yes,
or
sir.
as Danny usually says.
How many in the queue?
We still have 15 more, including this one. So RTK, we're denting away at some of these now, but RTK is the last 2.0 for a little bit. We have four regular DDs in a row after that. So this is the last 2.0 for a little bit. I've been timestamping the stream as we go so that it's very easy for you to find and for people to scroll around if they need to. He's here. He says,
here. Let's go.
So rebuild me up, Buttercup. Great ref. Somehow a balanced team despite being third in the analyzer. I guess he's number 6 in contending value. So
7?
Number 6, I think. Yeah, number 6 in contending value. I think he should still be listed strong contender based on that, but I guess he's a little lower in picks and whatnot, so that might be why. Either way, pretty balanced team. Allen and Love, Judkins, Price, Henderson, Irving. Very risky at the running back position, but I do like the upside cases for a lot of those players. Hammers at receiver with Chase, London, and Tate, and then those other 3 guys behind them. Gadsden, Ferguson, a little bit weaker at the tight end position. This is a pretty well-rounded team. I mean, balance is the right way to put this. Challenging thing is you see this juggernaut here is in pretty good shape at every position. This juggernaut here is in great shape at wide receiver, especially, and pretty decent shape and better shape than you at running back. He said, let me know what you think I need to do. This is an Empire League. Worried Snake Ratty will run off the next 2 and force a reroll. So also, how do I shut him up? He's my son-in-law, and he's way too happy about being on top of the league.
Let's look at his team.
I'm fairly certain. So Geo is his Discord name, and he actually asked me a couple of questions as well in the Discord. He said it's an 8-man league, but yeah, I expect him to be in the playoffs of 5 to 8. Look forward to seeing the 2.0. Yeah, he basically asked me about a trade, and somebody tried to buy Brian Thomas and Judkins for him for like Watson, Myers, Downs, and a bunch of junk, and I told him to go. Tell him to pound sand.
Yeah.
Basically. So, I mean, the position you're in right now is that you need to stop
more running back points. You need more running back points, straight up. Like, if you want to be able to overcome those 2 teams, you need guys like Christian McCaffrey. You need guys like. See, the thing is, because even when we sort by contender, you actually go down. You go down to 6.
Yeah, it's because he doesn't have a single running back that's going off the board as a top 19 option in underdog drafts right now, and like. Kelsey, Ferguson, Gadsden, I think I'd be totally fine with that at tight end. I know you could go out and upgrade that position, but I would be fine with that. Josh Allen, Jordan Love, I'd be fine with that. I mean, you don't have a quarterback 3, but it's kind of an overrated position in that situation anyway. My thought process would be to pivot like a Bucky Irving or a Judkins into a running back.
His son-in-law's the one who sniped McCaffrey off the fucking market. Oh my gosh.
So this pipsqueak down here, I mean, he's got Bijan. Tried for Saquon, no sell there either, he says. I mean...
You can't afford Bijan, though. That's
I know you
can't.
can't.
The fix.
This guy's a pipsqueak for a reason, though. This guy's probably dumb enough to sell him for less than what he's worth.
I mean, if you can get fucking Bijan Robinson because you gave him Henderson, Thomas, and a 28-1, then yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I would give him Judkins and Tate and a 28-1 for Bijan, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I would too.
So, again... If it's not going to work buying the productive guys, because it says you kind of had some no dice on CMC and Saquon, I'm cool just going right up top.
Yeah.
To Bijan, to Achane, to Gibbs.
I'm going to be honest. If you want to catch up to the juggernaut, you're going to have to pump like absolutely school wedgie over his head, shit stains on his white underwear. Like, yeah, we're talking about like a really rude wedgie. You hang him up on by the locker. Like he's in front of the whole class to see. Like that's what you got to do to this guy. Even
some
the purgatory
1990s bullying is what you need right here.
Pipsqueak, brother. Stay in that locker. Don't come out until recess.
Yeah. I used to play the game Bully when I was a kid, and Algernon was the big target that everyone bullied in that game. And he needs to be Algie from Bully. He needs to just be. He always had like his fly open and his ass was hanging out because he could wedgie him all the time.
They always implied that he stunk too.
Yeah, he was a nerd. Like he played Dungeons and Dragons all the time. Like you need to straight up bully somebody in a trade here. So I mean, this guy right here. Genty's really his only hammer at running back. Could you convince him that if you give him 2 running backs for Genty, could he be in better shape? Could you convince him that I throw in a wide receiver? I give you Jalen Waddle and Judkins for Genty. Are you interested in that? I'll throw in other pieces as well.
Go pop that guy's forehead right into the toilet immediately.
Yeah, you're swirlying kids. But anyways, I don't know how we got down this tangent, but either way, you are. It's tough because in an 8-team league, you're only going to have 7 other. I mean, specifically in your case, there's 2 other juggernauts. You probably want to deal with the other 5 teams or so if you can.
Go deal with the non-juggernaut. See, that's the thing we talked about, Corey. Like, if I know there's another like really sharp manager in the league, it's like we're both going to be trying to get the exact value on a deal. We're both going to be sending
probably both DMing the same fucking guy for his players too.
I'm working with like Arthur or Ginger Ale, for example, and we're each sending like back and forth screenshots of the flock calc sorted by my rankings. And I'm like, am I even getting fair market value? You guys just abusing it to your advantage because you can see my rankings. Like,
sounds like y'all were bullied as kids. No, we're
just
know a lot about
the prototypes.
We just know, yeah. I watched so many 2000s and 90s movies that was a lot of bullying going down in those.
I mean, Rylan, I'm gonna keep it a stack. I was always one of the thicker kids on the playground. I was more often than not the kid that was getting into the fights. Like somebody would say some bullshit to me, and I would have a short temper and just throw them into a snowbank. Like
Danny got the spaz label a lot, I'm sure, in elementary school,
bro. A couple times, I would do shit for attention. Corey's gonna be like, "No, really?
No way, dude. Not you."
So we would be like playing, and like, let's just say I got hit by like a piece of hail, and it actually hurt. Like I would overemphasize just how much it hurt. Like I would lay on the ice. And one time, my friends went in from recess to go for the next class. Apparently, like 15 minutes in the class, my teacher's like, "Where's Daniel?" And then the kids are like, "I think he's still outside." The whole class came outside and my face was just in the ice. And I'm like, nobody fucking came to check up.
Why were you like fucking Flick from A Christmas Story with your tongue stuck on the pole?
I just went with it. I'm like, oh, if nobody's going to acknowledge that I'm on the ice, I'm going to stay here until somebody does. Like,
I went AFK at recess.
Teacher just like, where the fuck is the annoying kid that sits in the front?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely picturing you like Flick. Have you seen A Christmas Story?
I have not.
Oh, okay. In the movie, there's a kid who gets his tongue stuck on a frozen pole outside, and then when they come in for recess, everyone's like, "Where's Flick?" or whatever. And then they look outside, he's just like stuck on the thing. That's definitely
Is A Christmas Story the one that we compared Ron to, the one on the train?
No, that's
Polar Express, right.
Polar Express, yeah. That's Maria's favorite Christmas movie. Christmas Story is definitely a top 3 Christmas movie for me.
I gotta watch it around Christmas then.
My childhood dog was named Ralphie after that movie. So yeah, that was he was a classic. Day one of asking for Matthew Hibner ranking on the site. Give me a lot of days, brother, until Matthew Hibner does something of relevance.
Oh, Jesus.
But anyways, on this team,
Worthy, by the way.
What's up?
I keep drafting Worthy in these best ball drafts.
Yeah, hey, dude. Xavier Worthy is. I saw the ship chasing guys talking about how Andy Reid was barbecuing at Xavier Worthy's benefit or whatever. And they're like, dude, that's bullish. That's bullish.
Is this tool that shows if you're a contender or pipsqueak free on the site?
It is, yeah. The expert rankings
it
is free. Yeah, to get our specific opinion, you would need to be a paid subscriber. But I do believe the My Teams, My Portfolio, completely free to use just with the expert rankings. If you sign up for subscription with code FSE and you don't pay for anything, you should still be able to use it.
Sure.
But yeah, I think other than George in the chat here saying like, hey, I'm having a hard time buying X, Y, and Z, just keep exhausting your avenues of getting upgrades at running back. And like I said, instead of going for the Saquons, the McCaffreys, the Derrick Henrys of the world, I would go after the hammers. I would go after the Achans, the Hamptons, the Genties, the Bijans, the Gibbs. You're going to pay a lot, obviously, but it's an 8-team, 1 quarterback. It's a start 10, which is pretty deep for an 8-team league. But I would say that all that's going to matter anyways is those top end assets. So if you can secure a Jahmyr Gibbs, you're gonna be in much better shape to actually compete with that team.
Yeah, I would agree. But overall, I mean, this is what 2 juggernauts. Like
I think if you added, like, let's say you traded Judkins, Tate, and a first for Gibbs, you'd actually be in a competitive situation as soon as that happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that is fair. Realistically, though, maneuvering the archetype of players and getting yourself up to contending rankings. Like, if you're operating in terms of limited overall resources, which again, I'm not saying you don't have resources. I'm saying that as more of a balanced type of team, you don't have the resources of a juggernaut. You don't have the resources of a Thanos to where like you can throw you can throw whatever the fuck you want to patchwork a hole and still know that you have a bounty of value working behind it. Knowing that Snatty is the guy with the juggernaut, like, again, you're going to have to maneuver to the point where you're scoring players that are maybe less valuable in the dynasty market because they're older or because they have injury concerns, but they're going to hit higher in your lineup in the season if they stay healthy, hypothetically.
Yeah, exactly. So let's keep it rolling here with HeemDogg here.
Let's give him a good offer for HN too. He mentioned HN. The last thing we'll leave it off with.
Yeah, good offer for HN. All right, let's find HN on the
Take a look at HN.
Here. So Devon HN.
Rebuild me up, Buttercup.
What? No, it's this guy's team is the team that has.
Oh,
HN.
yeah, I was trolling. Sorry.
Yeah, let me just go to what was the name of it? This guy's team here. A good offer for HN. I mean, he's pretty strong at running back. You could probably get away with a receiver type of centric offer. Like, could you offer him? He's definitely thinking he's a competitive team. Could you offer him? It might cost.
That's the thing. If your whole goal is to compete with your son-in-law, yeah, which I'm not willing to move given the context of your team, because I think he could be legitimately higher scoring than HN this year.
I mean,
I'm more worried about Miami's offense.
On top of London for HN, I'd be fine with it. Like, if you offered him London plus Judkins and he gives you HN plus
Olave
or something like that, I think that would make some sense.
That's reasonable.
If somehow some miracle doesn't involve you giving him London, like if it's Tate plus a Henderson plus a pick or something, then I would much rather do something like that. But I do think he's probably going to.
But even still, like, I have Carnell Tate ranking right next to HN in my dynasty ranking. So giving Judkins or Henderson and a pick feels a lot.
Okay, well, like, let's say it's Tate and Irving then.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
Maybe like that.
I think I have Tate literally ranked higher than HN in my ranking. So I
definitely don't, especially given the context of his team. I would prefer HN.
Yeah, it's just, again, it's Tate specifically. That's the reason. Like, I'm just higher on Tate.
Yeah, and also that's something that you could do as well. If the deals aren't there for you, you could take advantage in season, or you could punt it to next year or whatever. So really wish RSO leagues were. I don't know what that is. RSO. Do you know what RSO platform is?
Reels. Let me see. RSO,
oh, that's the you mean RTS, real time sports or whatever it was called? I think
RSO Sports.
I've never heard of that league type.
Reality Sports Online.
I guess.
Yeah, I found it. Your seat is in the front office waiting. So is it like a new fantasy site? You know what it kind of looks like? It kind of looks like the old school ESPN setup.
Yeah, I mean, we can ask the devs about that. I can't imagine it'd be a very high priority.
It's the first time I've ever heard of it.
Yeah,
like, it reminds me of the old ESPN setup.
It looks like Draft Sharks.
Really?
Like just the website of Draft Sharks. Not necessarily. Like, they don't have host fantasy leagues on there, but
fair. Yeah, I mean, I first time I've heard of it.
Learn something new every day. Okay, moving into this team here with.
Also, he said he is willing to.
Yeah, I mentioned
rebuild. Okay. Also, yeah, George, if you want to leave any other context in that DM on Flock, just type it right next to where you sent in your review. Again, I've mentioned this for the other teams, but for anybody that's still listening right now that does have a review on deck that we're going to cover in this stream, assuming you've submitted the review in, like, let's just say the last 4 or 5 days, it will be discussed on this stream. Make sure any context that you think is easily pertinent to your DD 2.0 is, like, discussed in the message. Like, just leave a note. Just say, hey, this is my league market or something. Or, hey, like, this team mentioned, like, they might be interested in this deal. Like, any little tidbit that you think is going to be important, it's going to help me give you the best product back.
Yeah. So, Hungry Bellies. He said, we're in complete rebuild mode. Who do I draft? When do I draft them? Who do I drop on my roster? Who do I pick up on the waiver wire? I'm looking for a big sleeper late round. Aren't we all, brother? I could use all the advice you boys have to offer. This is my first Dynasty run he mentions here. So, Hungry Bellies. Ooh, pipsqueak. Not good.
Ooh. So, liquidate any and everything. I can't see what 27 picks you have, but I'm praying that you have your own.
Yeah, I mean, you got a team at the top.
Oh, he has your one.
Oh, God.
Oh, my. No. How did that happen?
Yeah, we are in complete rebuild mode. Who do I draft? When do I draft them? I'm looking for. So the fact that you're saying I'm looking for a big sleeper late round tells me that you still think there's a chance that if you just hit on the next Amon-Ra, you'll smash this league.
Oh, baby, we ain't even close here.
Yeah, we're not close, man. First off.
Oh, honey.
First off, your first round pick. Go get it.
Yes.
Go get it.
You have to move Hampton straight up for your own one. You fucking move Hampton straight up for your own one, and you
shouldn't have to do quite that, hopefully, but maybe you can get
sort by contender
or something like that.
Sort by contender right now. It's a 10-team start 10. That's his team. Sort by contender. I'd be shocked if he wasn't dead last in the analyzer.
He is.
He is dead last. So you're dead last in the analyzer. If you mean to tell me you didn't think that pick was going to be 101 or 102, you wouldn't give Hampton for it? Like, maybe if I was owning this guy's one
over this league, we have no idea.
Fair. Straight up, if you're watching this right now, HeemDogg, which maybe you're watching it back after it gets submitted to you in the Flock DMs, maybe you're in the live stream right now. If you have to throw Hampton for your one, I would be willing to go that far.
Or the 105 or the 106 he has in this year's rookie class that he hasn't spent yet. Maybe he could trade the 105 straight up for his one or something like that.
Because I will tell you right now, if I was in the inverse position, if I was the top team in this league and I had your one, I would need at least Hampton to even give it back to you. I would at least Hampton.
The second you come to me and say, what do you want for my one?
I might need Hampton
I
plus.
know you're intending on making that 101. And not only that, you're going to have a very good chance of doing so.
I know this is like fair, or this isn't fair. People might be saying, oh, Danny, you're sharking. Like, not everybody thinks like this. 99% of people probably don't think like this. If I know you're trying to get back your one and that's what your fucking team looks like, I want Hampton plus. I want you to give insulation on Hampton to get the one back because I know you're getting Jeremiah Smith out of it.
Not to mention, too, you mentioned this is your first time playing Dynasty. It doesn't look like this guy's first time playing Dynasty, and he probably
before.
Like he's not a Thanos, but he's damn close. Look at his bar compared to everybody else. He's damn close to being a Thanos. And anytime you're copy and paste.
We ain't hitting on late round players.
Thinking about submitting a review that they are a pipsqueak and there's a Thanos in the league to save you some money. We're going to tell you to sell everybody.
Everybody.
That's just, you can't compete with a Thanos if you're a pipsqueak. I would be in your position. I'm selling the one. I'm starting out my offer with
we have to realize what happened last year too. Like, you went 8-6, you might have made the playoffs, but let's be realistic. The team that was 7-7, that is number 8
because his pick was 105.
Oh, okay. It was 106. But
106, sorry, yeah.
You were almost making the playoffs, and you finished ahead of a team that literally had 300 more points scored than you in the regular season. 2,100 versus 1,818. That guy went 7-7 and had 2,100 points. I don't even want to look at how many points the Juggernaut
He actually
scored.
did. He would have made the playoffs then because it's a 10-team league. So 106 would have been you probably should have learned your lesson last year that you weren't going to win anything when you barely snuck into the playoffs and probably got blown out the building in the first round.
Let's go take a look at the top teams, how many points they scored last season. Okay, so actually, fair enough then. The teams didn't score a ton of points. Maybe they had some injuries then. That's a little weird. Wow. Some of the worst off squads actually scored more points.
Yeah, apparently. Again,
that's not sustainable.
Yeah, it's not sustainable. Those guys are going to be much better than you this year. So first offer I'm sending out is trying to get my first back. Maybe this guy's asleep at the wheel. You can offer him Javonte Williams in the 106 for your first back, and he'll actually do it.
Dave, earlier in stream, we shop it at Louis Vuitton.
We sell assets on Facebook Marketplace. That's crazy. Yeah.
I agree, Scribbles. I wouldn't sell his one back unless it was.
Again, he said it's his first time playing Dynasty, so let's peel back the curtain just a little bit. Yep. First offer I'm sending out, Javonte Williams in the 106 for that first round pick. Maybe he's asleep at the wheel, has no idea what you're trying to do here, and you're able to get the pick back for what I would consider to be a pretty big steal, Jadarian Price and Javonte Williams. And actually, it's a one quarterback. Or no, it's a
two quarterback.
So, either way,
Dart in the 106. I would do whatever I can.
Get your first back. Hopefully you don't have to pay Hampton. Hopefully you don't have to pay Dart plus. Hopefully, but you would. If you had to, you would, is our point here. So, then after that, once I get my own first back, God, I really hope he has this. It doesn't say anything about 2028 capital, so I'm assuming he has everything in 2028. After that point, I'm collecting as much capital as I humanly can. In 2027, in 2028, I'm selling Bayshell too. I'm selling Javonte Williams. I'm selling Jackson Dart. Matthew Golden gets some buzz in training camp. Bye-bye. Parker Washington's a 6th round redraft pick on Underdog right now. Bye-bye. Everybody is gone on this team.
If he had his 27, 1, 2, 3, or 4, he doesn't have his 1. We know that. If he had his 2, 3, or 4, I'm sure it would still show up on the screen. So I'm scared that he might have moved those two.
Well, it doesn't show up because he has so many picks in 2026 still.
Go back. We'll go back. That team you just showed has his 27 too. Or whichever one you just showed. Plant, maybe? One of those teams. 5? Yeah.
Yeah.
Has 27 too. That means his 3 and 4 are probably also gone.
Yeah. Again, just by the sheer thing that you keep saying, that your question says, I need a late round sleeper, it tells me that you still think you can compete. And frankly,
He says we're in complete rebuild mode, so maybe
to think you can compete with a team like this in a 10-team league.
Or maybe he's saying, because he did say we are in complete rebuild mode. Maybe he means it like who's like a big time uptick in value I can hit on and then sell. Let's just be perfectly clear. Even if you did hit on that big sleeper late round, you ain't keeping him. Like, don't even get your hopes up. Hey, I get the build
Elijah Sarratt, you take him at 206 and he turns into the next Amon-Ra, I would sell him for, a 1 and a 2 or whatever he goes for at the end of the season.
Yeah. Let's just be perfectly clear. Any late sleeper you hit on is not going to be on your team for longer than 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's pretty much just what you have to do, unfortunately, because you're in a position where, and again, at 105 and 106, let's say you keep those picks, like somehow you're able to get your own first back without using them. I'm very much willing, somebody who's going to offer me their 27, 1 and 2 for my 105. I'm very much willing to trade back to the 108, pick up a future first and second in 2028 or something if people don't care about those picks. So if you had to actually sit there and draft players, I mean, 105 for me in my rankings is Lemon, Mendoza, Tyson, whoever's there, and then Jadarian Price would be there for me at 106. I would walk away with 2 of those players. But again, I'm not married to those guys. I don't have to take Jordan Tyson at 105 and Jadarian Price at 106 are the 2 players that I have ranked there. I would much rather trade down, collect future capital, trade out of the class entirely, collect future capital, because the second I draft those players, I'm probably going to be trying to shop them anyways for future capital.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. Realistically, all in all, if you don't enter the season, or at the very minimum, let's just give you grace. Maybe this league isn't as active. Maybe you're trying to sell Dart, Hampton, Toot, and Javante, and the response you're getting is, oh, I don't want to make a move till the season starts. Okay, fair enough. We'll give you a timeline. If your entire starting lineup isn't red label players by the time week 4 or week 5 hits, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah, you got to sell everybody. And I want to see a pick bank of at least 3 to 5, 27 ones, 3 to 5.
You're exactly right.
Ones. Yeah.
And that's another point. Let's just be perfectly clear. When you inevitably tank for the 101, if you can get your first back, again, I wouldn't give you your first back. I would never give you your first back here. But if you're able to get your first back, obviously that's a big pat on the back. That's great for you. You're not keeping that first. You're not keeping the 101. Jeremiah Smith? No. He's not getting added to your team. Maybe Malachi Tony if you get lucky. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe Tony.
Because Jeremiah is such an absolute wagon of a human being, unless I'm getting value for him, like people,
you got to get elite value. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people can't contextualize just how truly dominant of a prospect he is. And they're going to give you like a regular 101's worth of value. Like, Breece Hall from 2022, 101's worth of value is what you're getting offered. People got to treat him like he's truly a unicorn asset. So that I might be willing to hold on to. But other than that, yeah, like I'm trading for as much future capital as I possibly can. And I'm going to tear this thing down to the studs. And hopefully, if you're allowed to, ask your league mates, your commissioner, can I trade for 2028 first? Can I trade for 2029 first? Because that's the best way to get out of situations like this, is because you're going to get the best discount on those types of capital as opposed to a 2027 pick who, people are going to, for the most part, know what they're worth or who the players are and that kind of thing. So, yeah, you got a lot of work to do, my man. As far as who to draft, 205, 206, take your upside swings. If you hold on to some of those picks, Drew Aller fits a team like this, because if you hit on a guy like Drew Aller, maybe he can be a fixture for you long-term. But generally, you're going to trade back, you're going to trade out, you're going to collect more capital and rinse and repeat for the next year or two. Let's move on to, what is this? Mwaller, Darren Waller's mom. Neighbors think I'm selling. That is a great, that's a great little name that you got there. Not a big Jcole guy, but I got the reference.
Oh, I like Jcole. I'm a Jcole.
Yeah, Danny, you're such a Jcole slappy. I would expect that from a mile away. You're just, dude, his lyrics are mind blowing. I guarantee you're one of those guys in high school.
I mean, partially. It's not just the lyrics though. It's the message, right?
I hated the lyrics are mind blowing, guys. Every Jcole slappy would say that. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck, honestly.
Well, I mean, like, there's good vibe to the music. It's always got a good beat. Obviously, like, the main cons that people have.
That I disagree with.
Well, I mean, the main cons people have with J. Cole is, he doesn't have the greatest voice. Like, yeah, he doesn't have the fucking greatest voice, but they're all.
I don't think his beats were particularly good outside of a couple Forest Hill Drive songs and Workout.
I love his beats, but
I don't know. I think everything he made after Forest Hills Drive sucked ass to me. But
I disagree.
I'm anti J. Cole. I understand most people like J. Cole quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm definitely a J. Cole guy.
But anyways, got JSN for Olave, Kenneth Walker in his first. Okay, so first off, Were you in a position to consolidate here? Probably not. Would be my one thing.
No.
You traded Olave, your first, and
I'm gonna keep it a stack. I would not have
Kenneth
done
Walker.
that knowing the context of this league. I love JSN, but it's a one quarterback league too.
I think it's a fair trade.
It's start by contender. It's a one quarterback league. That might be an early first. Start by contender right now.
He's 6th.
It's what, 10-man league?
It's a 12-man league.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I thought it was 10.
I mean, it's
everybody's purgatory pipsqueak. There's one strong rebuilder.
Yeah, I mean, that's not terrible for you because, you know, it's going to be easier to compete in a league like this than if there was 4 great juggernaut teams or something like that. But I mean, this is a team of studs and duds.
Neighbor's not even healthy, and Doomsday's dealing with a foot now. Like, we don't know what the fuck
this is a studs and duds squad right here. This is like the Los Angeles Rams in 2022.
I would not have fucking pushed the first in with this. I really wouldn't have. I would have went the complete opposite side, said, you know what? I'm not going to win this year. I'm going to tank my own one. I'm going to liquidate my assets, and I'm going to build a team that's a strong contender. I mean, I guess your list is a strong. I don't know what it is. Your list is a strong contender, but realistically, you're the number 6 ranked contender. Like, to me, it's like, is that really a strong contender on the site? Number 6?
Apparently, yeah. I mean, he's strong enough.
He went 10
and
and 16 positions last year.
I know it's strong enough across all the Jcole. So
like neighbors could get off to a slow start too. Like,
no, this is the thing that bothers me about this is that you go soft rebuild right after you just said you sold your first. You can't. I get that JSN is a stable asset, and hypothetically, when you're rebuilding, you'd love to have stable assets that aren't going to go down in value.
It's just if you're going to say soft rebuild in your submission, why the fuck are you giving your first? I don't understand.
Like, I say this all the time, and don't you think I would love to buy great assets all the time? Like, I have in Flock Me Sideways, Danny. You know how many people are beating my friggin' door down to Jordan or somebody? I can't remember who it is. Ronaldo maybe is like, hey, give me Mahomes and Neighbors, and I'll give you Drake May. And it's like, I would love to make a trade like that if I had a Thanos.
I can't consolidate.
I can't consolidate in the position that I'm in right now. You need bites at the apple. You need throws at the dartboard, and not having your 27 first now firmly puts you in the position of 2 options. Number 1, you have to get it back, or number 2, you have to contend. And I don't think you have the firepower to contend here unless you want to dig yourself a further hole and sell your 28 capital as well. That's seemingly like your only real move right now, but I don't think that's a smart move.
Yeah, this is a challenging position. I understand how appealing JSN is. I'm gonna be honest. I might try to flip him back to that guy in season.
Yeah, maybe not to him, but like if you can, because like the trade
of he has your one, so like if you,
and I know
if you deal JSN, you would want your own one. Like, let
me see what this guy has here.
Who has it? Is it? Please tell me
it's the Olave team that has it.
Okay, oh, he's giving you your one back, bro.
No, his team's in a. Can you somehow get just your one back from him? Not because you gave him Olave and Walker already, right? Because maybe he thinks he can contend now after he made that move. Would he be willing to trade you back your one for something else on your team?
No. I mean, he gave you JSN for your one, and I'm assuming he valued that one very highly for that.
Right, but he also wanted Olave and Walker, so it's possible he tiered it down to try and get competitive assets for JSN.
I can tell you right now, the guy went 2-24 last year. Just got Jeremiah Love. Just got an extra first-round pick. Has a young shell.
But would you ask for Olave and Walker if you were him? I wouldn't have.
To liquidate in season.
Maybe, yeah.
What else are you going to get back from him for JSN at that time?
Well, what I was going to say is, what if you could offer him like Rome for your first back, and then all of a sudden you can sell the rest of your players and turn this into a true rebuilder? Be
my guest. Try offer him. If I was that other guy, though, I'm holding your first hostage. Hey, you gave me your first for that reason. I know exactly what you're doing. There's a bunch of strong contenders. There's 2 juggernauts in this league. I know you want your first back because you want to potentially tank it.
Yeah.
That's the risk you put yourself under. You think it's a great value. Oh my God. I get
a dynasty player is always my point here. It's like, it's possible to get it back potentially.
You again, never hurts to try. I'm never going to discredit the aspect of trying to, but at the same time, when a deal feels too good to be true and you're like, oh wow, I can give a late first on Olave and Walker and I can get JSN and I can compete. It's like, well, why is that guy doing that? Why is he making JSN available to you? Where does he look at your team and think that it's?
I would
not gonna be
assume it's a
late
mid
first?
one if I looked at this team. Like, I'm getting a mid one here.
I would assume it's an early to mid one because I know realistically neighbors could start very slow and there's the upside that pick can tank. Like
Yeah,
if I'm acquiring
he
that
is
one,
sixth in contending value, so I would probably assume for safe
mid one for ease,
standpoint,
yeah.
it was a mid one, but yeah, it's upside for it to be early for sure. If some injuries happen and whatnot.
Like if I was this other guy, I would make that move with you 100% of the time, and I would convince you, like, oh yeah, hell, you want this piece too. Like you're already contending, you might as well ship your mid to late.
What's the first move you're making on this team? You take over the
get your one back.
That's your first move you're making. You're trying to get your one back.
Yeah. Anything I can do to get my own one back.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have dealt for JSN. Like,
will he take Hall for the one back? Will he take Odunze for the one back? Those are your first courses of action. If he won't, then you're going to have a little buyer's remorse trade here potentially with him. And maybe it's neighbors for Tyson and your one back or something like that. And he'll do something along those lines.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's tough because you put in, he says maybe not great in hindsight, but 2 injury prone guys gone. I get that, but we're not worried about the 2 injury prone guys.
You could have just sold them individually. You could have sold Olave or Walker for pick capital if you were in a rebuild.
Yeah, my running back room is in the toilet. Do I hold the course? Really appreciate it. I mean, you have to hold the course and you have to try to get your one back. I don't mind the aspect of getting rid.
Let's say in a hypothetical universe, he's like, there's no fucking way I'm giving you your one back unless you give me Malik Neighbors or JSN straight up. So you're not doing that, obviously. What do you then do? Do you add a competitive running back?
You bite the bullet and you fucking ship off where you can. And you just accept the fact.
I would probably tear down from Bowers at that point, or maybe tear down from one of the quarterbacks, or tear down from Smith-Njigba or Neighbors to a different team.
Him trading the first away is already more than likely a sunk cost if that guy knows anything about Dynasty. You're not getting that one back for anything you deem fair value, unfortunately. You're not. If that guy knows what he's doing. Obviously, if you can get away with it, get away with it. Get your one back, boom, get that strong rebuilder tag. But if you can't get your one back, you kind of have to view it as a sunk cost. And in my opinion, you have to still get proactive with this.
Yeah, I think my next move would be to then try and tear down JSN for more value than I gave up for him, essentially. Like Walker and Olave, you said they're injury prone guys. Okay, I tear down from JSN. I get
Tate a first and a second. Or
I get a better package than what I gave up for him. So at least it's a net positive for me. Even though I don't have my own first back, I'm going to get somebody else's first back or whatever the case is. But the other thing you could do is, hey, somebody offers me Loveland, a competitive running back, and a competitive wide receiver for Bowers. Maybe you could be in a position where you could actually compete with this team because it is 6th in contending value. And if you added, let's say, Loveland, a running back, and a wide receiver, maybe all of a sudden you're 4th in contending value at that point in time. And then that sunk cost first that you traded away at least is not projecting to be early to mid anymore. So, yeah, not a great position to be in if I'm being honest with you, but you're going to have some moves to make. I do believe that was a 2.0, if I'm not mistaken. No, it was not actually. So while
I have them all listed. RTK was the last one that was a 2.0 is what I have listed down.
And then
the
next one 41 will be the next
Show
one.
41. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Astrout, OG of the channel. Been a long time here. Been in the league, been in this league a couple years, tanked successfully for 2 of those years. League is mostly sharps who know what they're doing. So hard to get any great trades done. Generally just unsure of what to do here. Don't think I can compete really, and don't think I can out-tank either. And he's kind of stuck in purgatory, he says he feels here. So Astrout 21 is indeed number 6 in strong in contending, which is not really where you want to be. And he does have some great assets, but generally, when you have a team like this, you either want more great assets or you want more picks, and you don't really have either. He is number 3 in overall value, and I do like some of the young pieces that he has. This to me is, I don't think you can compete with a team like this personally. Damon Claiborne's your 3rd best running back. Like
your receivers are all young.
Like I'd be looking to sell, like if in a hypothetical universe where you could sell Lamar Jackson for like CJ Stroud, Breece Hall, and Terry McLaurin or something, maybe you'd be in a better contention situation that way. But at the same time, you're probably not getting, okay, well, let's say it's a better running back than Breece Hall. Then it's James Cook or something like that. Would you, in that case, be in a better situation? Maybe,
Let's go simple.
Yeah.
Go get Trevor Lawrence and go get a receiver that projects, or a receiver or a running back that projects to be like a 16 plus point per game guy. Can we do that? See who has Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, you can get back. Can you get Rashee Rice somehow in there and you throw something else?
Yeah, I mean, these are the types of situations
Javonte or
where
Henry.
you might have to be the guy that takes the risk on a Rashee Rice. You know what I mean?
Lawrence plus Henry for Lamar. Would you do that?
No,
you wouldn't.
No,
I have Lawrence near Lamar, but so maybe that's closer.
Yeah, I mean, I do too. But like, I think you might be able to get away with Lawrence and Collins for Lamar and something small.
Well, how about can you get both? What was that other team listed as? If we check,
they were balanced. So I think they would look at their team and think they're competitive, given the.
And they don't have their own 27-1.
They're going to think they're competitive, most likely. So
what about the Brock Purdy team too? Let's look at Brock Purdy team.
Brock Purdy team. This team has
Purgatory.
Goff, yeah, Purgatory.
Could you get Purdy, McLaurin, and ETN? Would you do that for Lamar?
Probably, yeah. Maybe
you get a 2 on there
Purdy,
or something.
Henderson and McLaurin for Lamar and a 2.
Maybe he throws in Montgomery as well, just because he's like, you know what? I just want the elite quarterback here. Take Montgomery. Like, definitely work on the value. Try to see if you can get as much as you can, because again, it is tough, but at the same time, like, this team is another stable producer at receiver, and I would say an extra running back piece away from making a dent in the contention.
I also I think tearing down from a quarterback is definitely the smart move here, but I also don't think it's a terrible idea to tear down from May either, like instead of Lamar.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted to stay in that contention window and tear down from from May, to this guy's got ass.
I would need at least Burrow back in it.
Yeah, like I'm trying to like, would you tear down from Drake May for Jordan Love and Drake London plus something else?
I just don't believe in the point per game equity that Love gives you compared to May. Like I think May
I know what you mean, but I'm just suggesting other alternatives here.
I would need a quarterback that gives me more points. Like if it was like
I would Jalen Hurts and St. Brown for Drake May plus a piece.
I would do something like that. I mean, like we might even have to get Godjirra. Would you do Hurts, Barkley, and Brian Thomas Jr.?
No,
I wouldn't either. I was just gauging you.
Yeah, again, we're
that would probably be another type of move.
Floating out some ideas here. I think that like Lawrence,
he's got Dak too.
Yeah, I think Lawrence plus Collins for Lamar would be a trade that I would float out there personally.
Yeah,
because Collins coming off a season where he's kind of banged up. Like Lawrence versus Lamar, you and I have that close, but I don't think most people will. So I think Lawrence plus Collins would be about fair for Lamar in most cases.
Prescott, Rice, and Henry.
Yeah, you could go the pure contention route in that regard. I guess my question here though is like, is it smarter to go rebuild in this situation than contend?
You could too.
But he did say it's hard. It's sometimes hard to get trades done for rebuilding assets because people know what they're doing. Like he said, this is a league where people are pretty sharp.
And that's the thing. Even though there's a juggernaut, like you're number 3 in dynasty value, you're probably around there in contention value as well. Like, I think I would rather do it with a strong contender and go and try to compete when you're number 3 on the analyzer. Like, I just think there's a far difference between being number 3 and number 6. Because we've talked about, for example, a couple of the strong contenders that have been submitted for reviews already. They were more like number 5, number 6 in contention. Right. At that point, I would much rather go the route of trying to retool, get even better. If you're number 3, like you need one thing to happen for you to get a bye week. And then at that point, you have to win 2 matchups to win the fucking championship. And even knowing that it's a juggernaut, I'd probably only favor that guy 60-40 at max against you if you add the right pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, there's moves to be made here. It's going to be challenging to maneuver. I think that the quarterback tear down makes the most sense to me. And if you can't do that, or even if you can, like you could also tear down from Lamar for straight rebuilding assets as well. Like you can, multiple picks and a young receiver or something like that. You could go in that direction. Hormone Monster in the chat. Canadian Monopoly money does a DD 2.0 cost. It's going to be more cost effective for you if you're not already a subscriber to the site to purchase an annual mother flocker and get the free DD 2.0, because in terms of Canadian dollars, you're looking at $125 or whatever for the year to be covered the entire redraft season, dynasty off season next year, rookie cycle and whatnot. And you'll get that free DD 2.0 voucher. If you are already a site subscriber to somebody else's code or something like that, it's going to end up costing you more than that just for the DD 2.0 alone. So that would be your best course of action, would just be to get an annual mother flocker package there. Anyways, anything else on Astrout's team, or should we keep going? We do have, I think, 12 more.
Yep. And
11
probably
after this one.
after the next one, I'm gonna go quickly get a protein shake from the fridge.
All right. So yeah, Astrout, you're going to be in a little bit of a challenging spot, but we can keep it rolling here to the next team. And let me just keep going on my timestamps because I want to make sure these are up to date. Astrout, next team that we have here is JustJaush.
Nice.
JustJaush. Just joushin'. My allergies are kicking my fucking ass right now, dude. Holy shit.
This is going back to Blake's team, by the way. He said he got offered Neighbors and Gibbs, and you're giving up AJ Brown, Judkins, Walker, 28 first and second.
Wasn't
worth it? Can
his
we quickly
team the
look
one
at
we were
this?
like, just go collect Infinity Stones?
Blake Hyde. He's number 4.
He had
yes,
all the
because
depth in the world. Yeah,
we call him the go consolidate. So he got He can get Neighbors and Gibbs for Brown, Judkins, Walker. All fucking day. Go do that deal and go win your championship.
The depth of your team, I might have done this for Gibbs by himself.
Yeah, absolutely worth that. Go make that move there, Blake.
Go make that move. That is a great trade.
Amen, Rylan. Make sure I go get my fiber.
Facts, dude. You can't just be drinking protein shakes. Go get a pair, Danny, with it.
Get a pair.
Anyways, JustJaush, Das my QB is the name of his team here. Hasn't had his rookie draft yet, which is not really something we see as much anymore. The team is, I would say, pretty barren as far as true dominant assets here. He's got Drake May, obviously, as his best guy, but then the remainder of his team is going to be kind of filled out in the rookie draft. At 104, you presumably add like a Mekhi Lemon. At 106, you presumably add like a Jadarian Price. And then all of a sudden, this team goes from like a strong rebuilder to maybe like a house money team. Is that kind of how you would view this as well? Where you add Price and Lemon, hypothetically, at 104 and 106, and then 204, 29, et cetera. You have a bunch of seconds banked up. You have, your own first next year. I would say that after I spend my rookie picks, this is probably a wait and see type of approach because I do like some of the upside of the players of Harrison, of Burden, of Hall, and Judkins, and Price, and Lemon.
So this is only a 1.0, but if this was a 2.0, I would legitimately just say this is a house money build. It would be a team that I'm planning to compete by 2027. But if you have the opportunity, let's just say everybody's overperforming. Luther Burden is the wide receiver 1, Chicago, 24% target share. He's averaging 15.5, 16 points per game. Marvin Harrison Jr. finally beats out Michael Wilson Jr., becomes a 14, 15 point per game receiver. Isaiah Likely, because Neighbors is on the shelf, starts the year as a top 5 overall point per game tight end. Also, Corey, are you frozen? You're just holding your mug like that for like 5 minutes. Corey is frozen 100%. Oh my God. Yo, I'm like, what? But you're on the clock. He's got bigger things he needs to figure out right now. That guy is he's taking the longest sip of freaking tea that I've ever seen. And there he goes. Give him a second. He was sharing a screen. While I'm doing that, I guess I will show you guys on the other monitor. I am currently making a pick in a couple slow drafts. So wait for Corey to come back in. He'll share his screen back for all the team reviews, but I will probably just be going with Travis Hunter. I don't know why he's not listed as stacking, but I'll take Mr. Travis. Mr. Travis, Corey is loading, I see. Wow. Maybe it's not always my connection then. Who knows? I don't know. I need Justin Herbert in this team, but also I need running backs. I don't like how the quarterback dries up, so I'll take my second here, make it a 2 build. And they both have the same bye week, so I will need to take a third. Corey, are you good, brother? I see you're loading. Hello? Travis Hempter. Yeah. Corey shared his screen. So, clearly he's here, but he is... I don't know. Is he on the McDonald's right now? Corey, man. Corey. He's sipping, thinking about what to trade me and no flock. And yeah, no, literally, this guy is lagging out right now, I fear. And by the way, don't worry. We will get back to the reviews as soon as Corey's back. Because like I said, he is sharing the screen. But if he is unable to join back, let me just see if he texted me. He hasn't said anything, but if he just texts me like, oh, I can't get back on, I'll obviously share my screen, but see what he's doing. He has entered the studio. Corey, you're dealing with it right now, eh? Wonder if he hears me throughout all this. I am curious. Rico Dowdle fell to frickin' 98. That's pretty interesting, but I have Warren. I took Purdy. Could go with the receiver here. Actually, I'm probably going to. Yeah. Give me Pearsall. Pearsall to pair with my thing. Oh, but I could take Goff actually after. I have Dak Purdy. Could take Goff after with my next pick if he falls, but probably won't. Yeah, no, he won't. Go with Dak and Purdy. I'll take Pearsall here. That was part of it. I didn't want to reach up the board for Goff, which is why I went with Purdy. So I will go with Pearsall. Tano, by the way. Yeah, I know. I figured given the last name there, Tano. Bush's laptop got hit with the allergies too. Yeah, Jesus, this guy is he's going through it right now. Why
am I getting friggin' DDOSed out here? Holy crap,
bro! I was so confused. I started sharing my freaking slow draft screen because I'm like, he's gonna be back in a second.
I don't know what the hell that was, but I literally just got DDoSed.
That's happened to me before. I feel that.
Yeah, that was wild. I don't know what the heck happened.
Maybe somebody didn't like the review we gave their team or something.
I guess not. Apologies to JustJaush here who just got interrupted. Must be some good tea. I want some of that.
I go on a slow draft, Corey. You know how devastating it is when you hop onto a slow draft and this is what you see on your screen, that Travis Hunter was the pick prior?
Tough one.
You know, and with the Trevor Lawrence team? Fuck off.
All right. We're back. Back to the team here. I think what we were talking about, correct me if I'm wrong, was being if we were doing a 2.0 for this team, we would be talking about how this team is kind of a house money situation going into next year. If things break right for you, you said, Harrison, he breaks out, turns into, a better version of what Michael Wilson does the last 7 games of last year and whatnot. So, yeah, I mean, it's actually coffee that I'm drinking.
That surprised me because when you were stuck like this for like 5 minutes, it felt like you were doing that. It was stuck like that for the longest time. I'm like, you're having the most thirst quenching sip of all time.
No, I was just chugging my coffee. No, but this is weird. This is a weird side thing for me. Really quick, I like drinking coffee in the afternoon, but tea in the morning. It's weird. It's really strange.
I'm usually the opposite. Well, I have my tea early to mid afternoon. I tend to have a hard cutoff. The very latest by 4, if not usually by 2:30, I want to have my last coffee in, just because otherwise I'm only going to give myself 2 coffees a day now. At one point I was having 3, and you could feel the heart palpitations when you have 3 coffees a day because caffeine is running through your blood.
Bro goes, why am I anxious?
And I was having 3 coffees a day at one point.
Yeah. Why am I shitting constantly and always anxious? Maybe because you literally drink more caffeine than water.
Well, the studies have shown this too, but I do. You know why I think I have slight ADHD is because when I have coffee, it calms me down.
I mean, maybe
that is a fact. If
you know what the number one correlator for ADHD is these days? Screen time. How much screen time do you get a day on your phone? What does your screen time report say on average?
I plead the 5th.
I'm dead curious. How much screen time do you get in one day on average?
You say yours first, and I promise I'll rebuttal with mine. I promise. Okay. Even though screen it's probably going to look really bad.
Mine's high, man. It's not low.
I don't think it's high after you hear mine.
Oh God. Daily average 3 hours 15 minutes.
You're joking, right?
What is yours?
Oh no, I'm embarrassed.
3 hours is a lot.
No, bro, you don't want to know what mine is then.
Yeah, bro, that's why you have ADHD.
You don't want to know what mine is.
It?
Wait. You think 3 hours
is a
number
lot? Higher than 5, you are off your rocker. What is your screen time? Dog, if I hear 8 hours, I'm literally logging out.
So now you don't want me to show you then if you're making threats like that on the stream.
What is it?
You promise just to react with your mouth open?
Sure.
Pause.
I can't see that.
Fuck's sakes, this camera doesn't.
I don't know why that never works for you. I could show mine pretty easily. What does it say? What is the number? I can't see it. What's the number?
I'll just say over 7.
Oh my God, Jesus.
I'll just say that.
How the fuck are you guys using your phones that much?
I'm not gonna specify how much over 7, but over 7.
Here's the thing, too. Here's the thing. I like before bed or whatever, I like legit like will watch like an episode or two of something on my phone every night. And that's like an hour of my screen time a day. And I'm not actually looking at my screen when it happens. I'm just listening to it.
Well, that's part of it too. Like, keep in mind, I always have music playing no matter what, pretty much. When I'm driving, I always fucking like, again, have my aux on, or I have a podcast on, whatever. When I'm at home, I'm always, when I'm doing something, having something going, even if I'm not looking at the screen.
Okay, so this is now the source of your ADHD.
And every night when I fall asleep, I'll have some type of like content or something I can listen to while I'm sleeping right like beside me.
Bro hasn't had a silent thought since 2014 in his head. And
I listen to music every time I shower. I listen to music every time I shower.
Do you ever think in your head, I should probably have thoughts?
Hey, is it bad that I shower with the lights off and only music in the room?
Dog, that's so bad, man. Okay, last thing I'll say on this, and then we'll get back to it. It's been shown, like studies have shown many times, that your brain will not complete thought loops or stress cycles if you constantly have shit playing. Which is why people wonder why they're like so flying off the handle all the time and like can't focus on anything. It's because you have like 14 different thought cycles that never completed in your head.
That's probably accurate.
Yeah,
I could be doing something and then boom.
To each their own. I'm personally of the opinion that before you go on stuff like that, address your habits first. That's my opinion on things.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you need it, you need it. I thought I needed stuff like that, and then I addressed my habits first, and turns out I didn't.
Yeah. I haven't taken anything either. The only thing I've ever taken is like Advil if I have a headache.
Yeah. But that's just my opinion on that kind of stuff, is that I thought I had that, and then I adjusted certain things and whatnot. That's funny.
You can't keep up is hilarious.
Anyways, okay, we're just ruining JustJaush's review right now.
I mean, didn't we pretty much handle it? We said you're a house money team. Realistically, like your contention status is going to be determined based off how much of an immediate impact your 104, 106 can have. Ideally, I would view this as a house money 2027 build, but realistically, again, you're going to learn a lot more based off how your team starts out the year. Like if Stroud bounces back, if Brees looks like 2023 Brees, if Marvin Harrison and Luther Burden have taken steps, JMO continues the hot run he had week 10 on, like there's a lot of upside here, but obviously, again, it's a volatile situation, I would say.
Well, yeah, not to mention too, I think this is the type of team that I would look to trim fat on right away. Like, I don't think you have a hope in hell of winning next year, so there's no reason to hold Chuba Hubbard. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason to hold Jordan Mason. There's no reason to hold even like, Josh Downs, a guy that's not a significant contributor. Like if there's ways you can package players together and move off of guys like that, collect more twos and whatnot in the future, that's probably what I would be looking to do. And because I think this team is decent once you add those rookies to the team, but I don't think you're necessarily going to be in a good, headspace going into next year.
Also, I'm curious, chat, if you have your phone on you right now, check what your screen times are. Convince Corey that 3 hours and a half is not a lot of screen time per
Maria's is like an hour and 30 minutes, and she makes me feel like a degen for 3 hours.
Hey, you guys can comment your times down below so Corey can get the grasp. You made me... when I saw mine and you said, oh, I'm such a degenerate, I'm at 3.5, I'm like, fuck, dude.
That's crazy, man.
Shit.
So if I go back to last year's, I was closer to 4.5 hours a day. I like my higher end things, but yeah, I've made it a concerted effort to try and get it even to like 2 hours.
THG, I said above 7. I didn't even clarify how much above 7.
How much above was it? Was it in the 7 range?
No.
Or did it start with a different number?
Maybe.
Yeah, like Danny, literally go a week of 3 hours or less screen time, and I promise you will not have ADHD anymore.
Mi amigo. I'm not at 12, but that's probably closer to me than 7 right now.
Biggest days are 9, bro. Holy shit, we are addicted to our phones.
Fuck, man.
I still think it's pretty crazy that mine's 3. Like I don't want to discount 3.
Well,
3 is still a lot.
That's another thing too, bro. I have YouTube Premium, so literally even when I listen to music,
I do too, Danny.
I'll have it on. Okay, well, fuck. Yeah.
I have YouTube Premium too. I just am not listening to something every hour of the day. I listen to one podcast a day, probably, maybe two.
Damn. I mean, yeah, everybody's like closer to DJ
11
with me.
Holy shit, Robert.
Mine's not quite there, but
that's content consumed.
Let's just say mine's somewhere between that 7 and 11.
Bush is just lame.
Stop defending yourself, Bush.
That's a lot, man. That's a lot. Again, I get it. We like content, but I think it's a little bit too much on the phone.
Well, keep in mind too, Corey, you don't fucking follow other sports as much anymore, realistically, like I do. Like I do. 21's crazy. You don't follow as much like other sports like I do. Like I'm watching hockey, I'm watching basketball, I'm watching fucking everything. So
you know what I do instead?
Naturally have content there.
I touch grass, man.
Wow, awesome. I can
touch
watch
some grass.
I can watch YouTube outside.
I don't know. My controversial take is that I don't think anybody would have ADHD if phones didn't exist.
Yeah, I mean, hell, even when I go golfing, I have music playing the entire time.
Fuck hell yeah, dude. Toothpick in the mouth. Gas. You touch grass while you shower? No, I literally just shower in silence, man. Like I don't listen to something. Think.
Yeah.
Get some deep thinking done.
So at least people are letting me know I'm not completely
thinking is normal, guys. Thinking is normal. It's okay to think.
Yeah, and Sawyer, we still have like 10 more teams to go over.
I don't think it's 10, is it? Oh god, it is 10. Okay, we gotta keep it rolling.
We gotta go. Hey, Corey, you remember we were like, yeah, we'll fit this in about 3 hours, and then we went on the most tangent of all tangents.
We still get this in 3 hours. Anyway,
let's
keep going.
Try.
All right. Our show 41. I believe this is the first 2.0 that we've had in a little bit. Okay. Our show.
He
doesn't have any specific. How did this guy get a moving logo?
Yeah, that's fire. What the fuck? That must be in Sleeper.
Yeah, it is in Sleeper, I would imagine.
So it's May, Tate, Igbuka, and a couple receipts. Okay, so he's got a host money shell.
By the way, I love music. I just listen to a speaker and have a record player. So it doesn't factor into my screen time as much, but I do listen to music at the gym and whatnot.
Oh yeah. And Corey, you were golfing this morning because when I messaged you, you said you were finishing the 12th hole. How did the round go?
I shot an 88.
That's good. Fucking A.
Yeah, well, the par. So I think I said the par that course was like 65 yesterday. It's 69. So it's a little harder than I thought.
I mean, that's just over a bogey.
88, 18. Yeah, it's 19 over.
That's a really good round in my opinion.
My handicap's like 20, give or take. Yeah. So I played pretty well. I nailed like 3 long putts today. So I ended up having that's fucking crazy, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, I wonder when my screen time today is probably even less than usual. Like, God, my fucking Okay, no, never mind. My screen time today is somehow a lot longer than usual because I fell asleep to my phone playing YouTube. No. Okay, to be fair, my screen time today looks like a lot, but like 70% of it was on YouTube apparently because it was playing while I was sleeping.
Does that count as screen time?
Yeah. It'd be YouTube playing videos playing on at 4, 5, 6 a.m. because I just left it on autoplay falling asleep.
I see.
That happens to me a lot. But with that being said, it says an extraordinary amount of time on YouTube today. Like for reference, I was only on messages 24 minutes, on Underdog 45 minutes, on Twitter just over an hour. Like, that's not that bad. But then YouTube just looks crazy.
Honestly, yeah, like this... I've thought a lot more clearly lately without the screen time personally since I've been trying to cut it down. My goal is 2 hours a day. Like I would love to pick up my phone. Like there's also a stat on your phone called number of pickups as well. I would love to like pick up my phone like sub 20 times a day and just, use it for, a little bit, make my underdog picks in one shot kind of thing. And then kind of move on. Cause I'm in a bunch of slow drafts, which doesn't help my screen time right now, but
yeah, I'm just into way too many sports to be like that.
You can be into the sports and just watch the game.
No, I have to know the reports, the trade rumors, the fucking the big thinking like pieces that are coming out. Like, I mean, I sent it to you today, but that fucking Montreal Toronto trade getting nixed because your GM couldn't get the fucking papers into the league office in time.
This doesn't count as screen time. This is our job.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it does for you guys. But it doesn't count for us.
I know Dave's in the chat's the only hockey reference I'll make, but how crazy is that? Imagine that's like in your league, Corey. You make a trade with the commissioner, right? Right before the trade deadline. he leaves it on pending, and the trade doesn't go through because it didn't get finalized before the deadline happened. That's basically what happened with the Leafs and Habs. They agreed to the terms of the trade.
I know.
Got the fucking papers in at 3:01, so the trade got nixed. Crazy.
Anyways.
Shout out all the hockey fans in here who understand the reference I'm making there.
I know it's screen time, but again, it's unavoidable screen time from my perspective. I'm saying avoidable screen time is what I'm trying to cut down on. Anyways, our show 41. This is a team. He's got a really young nucleus here with Drake May, Scadaboo, Tate, Igbuka, etc. I mean, first off, the things that stick out to me with a team like this is
house money.
Yeah, it's a house money team, but like Olave, who's coming off of a great season, I want to sell him off for ideally like a 1 and a 2 in 2027. In Tucker Kraft's case, I already have Warren on a team like this, so I'd probably want to, once he gets back on the field, training camp, etc. Reports are good, maybe playing games. I'd be wanting to sell him off as well. Like,
let's say come August, or like mid-August, when BBM drafts are finally winding down, his ADP climbs from like 82 overall to, at that time of the year, he's going like 60, 65. Then you know that people are very optimistic on his recovery from his injury. So at that point, that's when I'd be willing to sell. As soon as his ADP kind of closes gap to where Tyler Warren's going on underdog, that's going to be when you know that people are a lot more confident in the knee.
Yeah, exactly. And same goes for like any other, random pieces that spike up. Chris Rodriguez gets a couple of positive buzz reports in Jaguars camp. You're trying to sell him off. I personally, depends what you think of him, obviously. But if I'm in our show situation, I would try and sell Malik Willis because I don't believe he's a long-term asset. If you are of the opinion that he's going to like play well and be the long-term starter for the Dolphins, that's one thing. But I would try and sell him to a contending team. I would throw him in a package deal with Olave to get somebody's 27 and 28-1.
Scadaboo as well. People are getting very optimistic. He is younger, so you could always hold him. But realistically, if you're getting a contending team that's willing to give you a 27, a 27, 1 and 2 of value, and it's like a mid-tier contender. Like, as much as I like Scadaboo, it's still a day 3 running back coming off of a tightrope surgery. If you can get off of that risk, then be my guest.
Yeah,
like we saw, for example, how that affected Tony Pollard after his tightrope.
Yeah. Like I don't like a guy like that's going to give you anything. I'm trying to find a team that like kind of needs some running back help. Like this guy right here, he doesn't have his picks though. Is the only problem. I guess you can't really get anything done with him. Yeah, this guy's team fucking smells. Bruce, like, yeah, this guy's team, maybe he goes, oh, I could use, him. He could give me some. He doesn't have his picks either. What the hell is going on in this league?
Nobody has picks.
No one has picks.
He doesn't have his pick either.
Harvey Dent has all the picks here.
Yeah, and he's not going to give you any of those.
No. Yeah. I mean, again, contending teams looking to give up some running back help. Like, here's the thing. In this league, it looks like there is like a little bit of a split in terms of the contending teams, and there is a couple teams trying to go rebuilder. But yeah,
he's got Young Guns first in 2028. Young Guns is like the 3rd worst team in the league. I mean,
yeah, that's helpful. I mean, this guy doesn't have anything really. This guy's only option is to go get his picks back, pretty much.
You might get the 28-101 from that guy if he realizes, oh shit, I got to sell Gibbs and Chase.
After he finishes with like 3 wins this year, he might actually have to sell. I mean, to be fair though, like this Young Guns guy, like because he has Jahmyr Gibbs and Derrick Henry, he could probably scrape by with like Jacoby Myers.
He has a 28 one, so like McLaurin and Henry might be dying by then.
Yeah, maybe. So yeah, again, it's pretty straightforward to me. You're going to try and sell off Olave right now, ideally. Kraft when his value starts to rebound, and then any other spare parts pieces like Romeo Dobbs and Chris Rodriguez and Malik Willis or whatever. I'm just trying to chisel this one right down to my studs: my Drake May, my Carnell Tate, my Emeka Egbuka, my Tyler Warren, my Luther Bird, and my Travis Hunter. Those are the only assets that I really feel obligated to keep. Jonah's nice, Singleton's nice because they're cheaper running backs, but generally speaking, I think you're going to be in very good shape with those types of players. So, yeah, pretty much just selling off players. That's pretty much all you're going to be doing. And I believe our show is getting a 2.0. So I'm sure you'll have some moves in there. Yeah, we'll have some ideas in those. Only Fannins. I believe he got a review last stream as well. So shout out to Fannins with the support here. This is just a regular DD. I've made a number of trades to accumulate 27 and 28 first while giving myself a younger core to solidify my quarterback position. I'm fighting Doug.
I'm pretty sure he was a purgatory last time we saw his team, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he might have been, yeah. 101 next year. I'm fighting for 101 next year. Are there any moves I should make to get myself closer to ensuring this? So he has
nice moves. Holy crap! I love that liquidity
of value here, which is great. Again, very similar to what we just said for the last team. I'm gonna keep selling picks, man. I'm gonna keep selling players. Sorry, I'm gonna keep selling Olave. I'm gonna sell Hall. I think Herbert and Love. I would love to keep them, but I'm not married to them either. Like you and I are in leagues. Like Flock Me Sideways is a good example where like there's players that fit my build, like Harrison and Brian Thomas Jr. But I'll sell them if I get value.
I've been fucking begging to offload Omari and Hampton for how long, Corey? He fits my build. I love Omari and Hampton, but I'm terrified I won't get the 101 unless I fucking sell him. There are league markets where it's like, you can get away with actually having a good lineup and still tanking for the 101, or you can play in a league like Flock Me Sideways, where if you have anyone with a pulse, it could stop you from getting the 101.
Dude, I literally have Keelan Black and Le'Veon Moss as my RB1 and 2 right now, and I'm probably getting the 103.
Stippable. It's the league is. I love it. YWL's been putting the gas pressure on too. He's been putting the pedal to the metal, and I'm trying to get a couple moves worked up here. And now, unfortunately, everybody seems hesitant sending a fucking 2 for like Ricky Pearsall right now. I'm trying to fucking sell and nobody's buying. And I'm like,
I don't know if you saw my trade today. I was able to sell Rashad White for Eli Raritan and a 4.
Yeah, I fucking wish. I've been trying to sell Pearsall and Jordan Mason for a 2 and a 3 pretty much. No fucking takers.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to have to see a breakout season from somebody there for anybody to be interested. They're probably more in-season sells. But Ambiguity asked in the chat, what's a DD 2.0? This is a DD 2.0. So as you can see here, let me actually move this out of the way. Ramzik, I may move it on the screen, save. All right. So a DD 2.0, annual mother flockers get a free one every year. You get 3 big decisions, action plan, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's what you get in a DD 2.0. We do the live team review like we're doing right now. We chisel down the decision, and then within a week of each stream, so Friday to Friday, we're doing streams on Fridays right now. So within the next Friday, if you were covered in today's stream, you'll be, receiving your DD 2.0 over the next calendar week. You'll get the refined version essentially of what we're talking about, hopefully with less talk of fiber and ADHD and Michael Wilson versus Marvin Harrison, like we usually are wasting time on in most of these streams. But yeah, this is pretty straightforward for me, Fannins. I think you've done a really good job of collecting capital. I don't remember exactly what your team looked like before, but I do remember us telling you to, tear it down and make some moves to become a strong rebuilder. Right now it says you're balanced, but I would kind of put you more in the strong rebuilder lens of things, given the pick accumulation that you've been able to collect there. You also have a 28 first as well, which is nice. So, yeah, he said, I'm fighting Doug Freshna and the other guy here for the 101. Are there any other moves I should make to ensure I get this? Yeah, just keep selling players, pretty much.
Also, yeah, Brock, I am trying to sell and don't give a flock to give you a run for your money. We actually talked about it in the how I spent my rookie picks and the trades I've made video that just came out, which, by the way, hopefully you guys got a little thrill out of that thumbnail. I fucking was able to get that picture taken. Corey's probably like, I didn't know you had a headshot.
What's a Rizzler?
I just took that fucking pose yesterday, right before I posted the video. But
we've all just known you were the Rizzler the whole time. So
also, yeah, difference between DD and DD 2.0.
Yeah, I already talked. I showed it on the screen.
Perfect. I wasn't sure because it wasn't.
Yeah.
Usually, so if you guys are curious on StreamYard, we can see when a comment's faded because that will mean that we've clicked into it before. But also shout out Dynasty GM. Yeah, we were able to go over his team, and he's been getting very proactive, which is exactly what we want to see. Like, especially like if you guys submit a team now and decide to resubmit the team within 2, 3, 4 months, or when the season's starting, or mid-season, or next year even for that matter. If we see that you've made consequential change and have taken the process that we've sent you before and have genuinely made those upgrades, it's definitely good for us. Like, again, the beauty of it too is when they send a new review, Corey, are we able to track the old DM, or is it a new DM?
It's a new DM that shows, but the
we
nice
search
thing,
the name,
if it's
worst
2.0, we have the date on the 2.0s that we're sending them. So like you said, they can see, I got an April or a May 22nd Dynasty Decisions 2.0, and now I have a July 13th 2.0 that is completely different from the same team or whatever. So yeah, pretty straightforward. Fannins doing a good job. I think we could probably move on to the next team here. We're going to SoCalLoom here, another live DD. Big Mike
Thanos
with a Thanos, so you love to see that. Going into year 2 of a rebuild, brother, you're in a better situation than that. You have a Thanos because you have 6 picks built up in the first round, in addition to 3 next year.
Let's read this. So go up. My current plan is to play the season out and wait on the 27s. My league does a draft lottery. Missing playoffs guarantees a top 6 pick, but placement varies. Also, shout out to you guys about a 2.0. Thanks. So does he mean
right. He was the one who was in the chat the other day saying I didn't get my 2.0 because he renewed his membership in March. And then he said, "Can I make this my 2.0?" So we
okay. So I will write that down then.
Yeah.
So what? SoCalLoom, and then today is June 5th, 2026. Also, we make sure we write down the date to make sure you guys are not getting them completely late. We have it all tracked.
There you go.
But yeah.
And then, yeah, so this is the team that he wants his 2.0 for. I mean, you are very clearly in a position where you just have so much pick capital. He said, my league does a draft lottery. Missing playoffs guarantees a top 6 pick, but placement varies, which is kind of fun, actually. Like, even though it's like kind of stupid because you want the worst team to get the best pick, it is kind of fun that you could be the person who just missed the playoffs and secure the number 1 overall pick. Maybe I'm saying this because I'm a Toronto Maple Leafs fan and we basically just did this shit.
Yeah, you fugazed it. Meanwhile, I mean, I can't even say anything because we also just won a SLAF pick a couple of years ago, but we were the worst team in the league. We earned it. Also, let me get this off my fucking chest. The NBA changing the lottery format. What the fuck? Like, funny. Like Corey, if you finish in the bottom 5 of the NBA, you have a less of a chance of getting the first pick than the teams that finish 6 through 11. So the teams stuck in purgatory can get the first pick more often than the teams that are literally bottom 5.
That makes no sense.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, it eliminates tanking. It's like, okay, what about the fucking dog shit team that has no stars, that's in a terrible market? How are they going to get their best player?
Yeah, that's so dumb.
Like,
they need a max points for in the NBA.
and you know what's the most sickening part about it? So 2 factors. The Thunder and the Spurs already benefited from the lottery, specifically the Spurs because they had 3 top 5 picks. But the Thunder, I guess technically only the Chet pick was one that raised. Second of all, you know how many picks those 2 teams have of future liquidity, of teams that were maybe playoff hopefuls that shipped them their future unprotected one that said, hey, you know what? It's going to be in the teens anyways. Well, if that team finishes fucking 11th overall, OKC would have a potential opportunity to get the first overall pick that year. Pretty much. A higher opportunity than the team finished last in the league.
Get fucked.
Sorry. That's like giving a Thanos Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, which could happen based on this situation because he's a Thanos and he has 5 picks
Jeremiah Smith,
and he might get Jeremiah Smith. He's
congratulations, Oklahoma.
Pretty good chance of getting it. So, yeah, I mean, this team, your goal here is like your receiver core is already kind of built out. Your goal is just to get your running backs in the 2027 class. So I don't really think a bunch of moves stick out to me, to be honest. I guess, Danny, if you were in his position, would you try and secure a better quarterback 2 potentially? Because he has the pick liquidity to get the running backs when he can get them. The other alternative here is, would you try and buy one running back now where you have all the pick capital to do it? You could reasonably go after an Ashton Genty, a guy that fits the build still, but is going to give you, a lockdown guy.
Big, if it's a big buy-in league and you want to make some money this year, okay, maybe but let it be known, if you do that, you're going to end up having a juggernaut. It won't be a Thanos anymore, because that happened to me. A league that I was a Thanos in, which was Flock Me Silly, I ended up putting some more chips into the middle. Now it says I'm a juggernaut, even though I'm number 1 in contender, because my pick valuation went down. It went from a Thanos to a juggernaut. Sure, you want to do that? Go ahead. But also, Corey, why not just add your 27 running backs onto this team?
You could add
Ahmad Hardy and fucking Jaden Ball and fucking all the guys that emerged.
Juan Lacey and
like,
I mean, the only other move that sticks out to me, because generally I agree with you, that's the pass that you're gonna take with the team, is consolidate a quarterback 2 would be the other thing that you could do. Like Tyler Shuck plus one of those first, maybe a mid projected one, maybe one of the late projected ones. Can you get up from Tyler Shuck with a first to, Brock Purdy, Trevor Lawrence, Jackson Dart, somebody in that territory? Would you be willing to do that if it meant giving up one of your firsts in 2027? I think I personally would. And yeah, I agree with Brock here in the chat here too. I'd probably also trade away Kyler Murray, because Kyler Murray doesn't really fit your build. If you love, again, the thing with Kyler is I'm never going to tell everybody to trade Kyler Murray, because if you think Kyler Murray is going to smash this year, he has the ability to smash. So if you want to hold him and kind of bankroll or free roll the upside that he does become the Vikings long-term QB1, I think it's probably worthwhile doing that. But at the same time, he is a risky asset. So if you don't believe in him, then you probably should sell on him. But yeah, my thought process would be to go find a team that needs to pick assets or pick capital or whatever the case is, that might be interested in moving off of a quarterback for Tyler Shuck in a first. Like, this guy is Mahomes. He is a young team. Could you go Tyler Shuck a first and something else to go get Mahomes for your long-term thing? Some of these guys.
Keep Kyler then. Keep Kyler.
Yeah, keep
if
Kyler.
He has no value in this league.
Jalen Hurts, probably not. Drake May, probably too expensive. Yeah, like this guy is Purdy. Could you convince him, hey, I'll give you Tyler Shuck and a first for Brock Purdy? Right? Maybe he's interested in doing something like that.
Honestly, I'm not even hard pressed to go find a quarterback right now, because if you told me the 2-3 combining every week, you play matchups between Shuck and Kyler.
I just am not high on Shuck, which is why I'm suggesting it.
Like, if it becomes a need, then so be. But there's no rush to trade any of those first. Like, Kyler Murray's going as the quarterback 17. Shuck's going as like the quarterback 18 or 19, I believe, in ADP. Like, to me, you should at least be able to suffice playing the matchups there. In season, if you want to make that move because you're like, shit, Shuck didn't take the step and Kyler Murray clearly didn't bounce back in Minnesota. Yeah, okay, at that point, you maybe want to make a move, so be it. But I'm just not hard pressed. Like, Caleb Williams is going to give you a top 5 production every week. And I trust myself to be able to play the matchups between Kyler and Shuck.
Yeah, and also I noticed SoCalLoom. I thought we put something on the site in place to block some of that stuff, but I guess not. I should message the devs about that one more time. But anyways, yeah, this team, great receiver core, good, obviously QB1, you have a great quarterback there. And then you have some upside QB2 and 3. Tyler Warren, Gadsden, Jolie, you're going to be fine at tight end. Realistically, if you wanted to, like Danny said, what he did with his one team, you could just turn this into a juggernaut, go buy a couple of great running backs and go compete if you wanted to. But given the age, the profile of a lot of your players, I would probably play this one slow and steady. I wouldn't be opposed to buying someone during the season. Let's say Omari Hampton misses 4 games with a hamstring injury or something. Maybe you could go buy low on him. Maybe Ashton Genty misses 3 games or something. You could go buy low on him. But generally, I'm going to be hoping to get my running backs in the 2027 class, or at least with the 2027 pick capital once it actually materializes and I know where those picks are going to end up being. So, let's move on to the next one that we have here, Jdschoon. Let me just make sure I got this time stamped. Can't believe how well I've actually kept up with this throughout the stream. These are all completely timestamps here. 2 hours 46. Boom, boom, boom.
So
I
after
even
this,
our ADHD conversation too, so that people know how to skip over it.
So after this, there are 4 more 2.0s. Which I'm assuming we probably have like 5 or 6
7
more.
reviews,
7?
including this one. Yeah.
Okay. Can you give me 1 second so I can go get one of my shakes?
Yep. Yeah, that's cool.
All right, bet. I'll be right back.
Okay. So when we look at Lawyers, Guns, and Money, which is the name of his team here. So we got a purgatory team, which is not what you want to see. I'll pull up JD's questions on the side. He didn't actually ask Manny. So we're going to be free rolling this one. So you're in purgatory. You do have the 101 this year, which is great because you're going to add Jeremiah Love to the team. I wouldn't be opposed, given your team state, JD, to trading down from Jeremiah Love or trading Jeremiah Love altogether. So it's a 1 quarterback league. It's a start 8. I mean, Kyler, Daniel Jones, those guys kind of stink, but it's a 1 quarterback league. So it's not like you're going to be super hard pressed to figure out your quarterback position. Yeah, I mean, this team is nowhere close to competing, though. So even if you add Jeremiah Love, and let's say by some miracle you hit on your 209 and becomes a productive receiver for you, you're still going to be kind of behind everybody else. Like if I sort by contending value, you're number 8 in contending value. And honestly, I think that's generous because I'm not super high on Parker Washington. Downs, Coker, these guys are just not difference-making players. And in a start 8, 12-team, 1 quarterback, you're going to have to go up against this guy who's got Hampton, Cook, and Taylor, who are all top 15 redraft picks. Same with CeeDee Lamb. Then you have Nico Collins, Trey McBride, and all those guys. Like, you're just not ever beating that guy with your team. You're not ever beating this guy with your team. You're probably not ever beating this guy with your team. You're probably not ever beating that guy with your team. So for me, I'm in a position in your spot where I'm going to just tear down my team. And whether you take Jeremiah Love or you trade down to 103 and pick up a future first for a second swap or something like that, you're just going to need to make moves here because Kyron Williams needs to be off this team. Sell him with Blake Corum for all I care. Sell him and Blake Corum for
a first and 2 seconds or something like that. And you can say, hey, you get the whole Rams backfield. You know exactly who you're going to have on any given week. And, you can be on your merry way there. Kyler, Daniel Jones, I'm not worried about figuring out my quarterback situation in a 1 quarterback league right now. Brock Bowers, you could sell off as well. In a 1 quarterback start 8-man, you could definitely get a haul for Brock Bowers in that league format. Mozzie's in his room right now. I don't know where he is. Luther Burden, Travis Hunter. Again, I'm cool holding the upside of those players because they're young. Like Hunter and Burden are both 22 years old. It's not like by the time you're ready to compete, they're going to be out of their primes. But at the same time, if you want to re-roll them into, like if somebody's going to give you, 2 1s for Luther Burden, Downs, and Parker Washington combined, I'm okay re-rolling that into some more upside as well, just because this team is not close to competing. You have no chance to compete with the top teams in your league. So this says purgatory. What it needs to say when you're done with this team is complete, stripped down to the studs, nowhere close competing. You need to be a strong rebuilder by 2 to 3 months down the road. So whenever you have your rookie draft, I'm fine taking Jeremiah Love if I have to. But while I'm on the clock, I'm going to do my due diligence. I'm going to say, hey, 103 manager, 104 manager, guy with 3 firsts next year. Like anything I can do to move off of that pick and collect 3 great dart throws, first round capital dart throws, that's what I would be looking to do, because this team is nowhere close to competing, nowhere close at all. So you got a lot of work to do reasonably. Like, again, you can hold Burden, you can hold Hunter, you can hold Bowers, you can hold Love. They're young enough to hold. My problem, though, is are you going to get the requisite pick capital for Kyron and Corum and the other ancillary pieces here? Unless you sell everybody, you're probably not going to be in a position to compete anytime soon. So
I'm assuming you've told this guy to liquidate anything.
Yeah, he's pretty much going to have to liquidate to anything with a pulse, because he ain't competing with 5 first-round redraft assets.
How many fucking running backs that guy have?
A million. He's got Najee Harris for some reason. But yeah, like he's just got no chance, honestly. Like, again, Burden, Hunter, Bowers, Love, you could reasonably hold those players, but you got to trade back, trade down, trade into future classes.
This is like a wounded gazelle in the wild. Like, you're going to get eaten if you try to contend. You got to get in shade. You got to heal up. Got to make sure next time you go out there, you can at least outrun them. Unfortunately, you're wounded right now, and that's fine. You don't have to go and compete with the Lions.
Yeah, this is like me with an MCL sprain trying to make a tackle in the open field in the NFL. It's like, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, fuck.
I don't think I need an MCL sprain to not be able to do that, but even with an MCL sprain, you're
it's
not
like when they do those contests, it's like, could you tackle Derrick Henry with 100 attempts? It's like,
or it's like, who would you rather, what is it? Stop Wembanyama, hit a curveball from Paul Skeens, tackle Derrick Henry, or save a breakaway from Connor McDavid or something like that.
The comparable to this is go to the top team. Could you beat Wild Hinks if you had 100 tries?
Maybe. Once or twice.
Maybe. But like, would you feel comfortable betting your life on it?
Squad week.
If you had to bet your life on it, would you feel comfortable? Like, I wouldn't.
Hell no.
Because like that's always the scenario. It's like, if you win, you get $100,000, but if you lose, you're like, it's your last day on earth. Like they'll tweet that out and then post send or something. Like, yeah. I wouldn't like my odds there.
Also, Brock brings up a good point about SoCal's team that we just talked about, the great receiver core and the young players. Buying neighbors on that team makes a lot of sense. Anyways, yeah, this is pretty straightforward, man. You're going to sell everybody. You got to sell everybody. Unfortunately, I would love to not have to sell everybody, but you are going to have to sell everybody. So
is that a door?
No, it was my alarm. That means I'm done work for the day. Usually at 4 p.m. I try and sign off.
Oh, very
ironically, we're talking about Jcole. The alarm is workout because I'm done work. Yeah, that's the song. So it's one of Jcole's only good songs. So
relax. Of course you would say that, by the way.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah, but only good songs is insane.
I like Jcole's old stuff, man. I didn't like anything after.
Well, it's just the irony. It's like, that's like a Mason take, because that's like one of his most commercialized songs.
Exactly. I'm pushing back on you fucking slappies who go, dude, it's all about the underground. It's all about the SoundCloud shit. Like their best songs are their best songs. Like,
hey, say with a straight face, the reason why people listen to Drake is because he's an insane rapper. Be honest.
No,
Be honest.
He's a good musician.
He's a performer because he understands what can commercially do well. That's why Drake thrives. But there's a certain style that always commercially does well.
I just don't give a fuck about that. It's good. It
Sure.
sounds good.
If you enjoy it, be my guest. That's why it's commercial. A lot of people are going to like commercialized stuff, but just frankly saying it with a blind frame, if it does well commercially, it is the best. That is the complete antithesis to how to value music, in my opinion.
It's not the best, but commercially good.
It's
music is good
listenable.
music.
That's why people listen to Drake, because you could put it on and everybody's going to at least understand who the artist is and they're going to vibe. That's why you put on Drake, not because you think it's the greatest song ever.
Here's my thing, Danny. I have 3 hours or less of screen time a day. So my deep thinking comes when I'm not listening to music. I don't need to listen to music for deep thinking. So I can listen to ho-hum bullshit, Janice shut the fuck up or whatever, and know that it's just complete trash commercial music, and then turn my phone off and do my own deep thinking. I don't need to listen to fucking JID to get deep thinking done. Like, I just listen to music to listen to music.
You can also appreciate shit with deeper meaning, though.
I just don't care. I don't care if it doesn't sound. I've heard deep meaning music that sounds like ass water.
I mean, if you really think about it, if you ask Maria, all right,
it's poetry. Yeah,
it's poetry, and having a true rapper that understands
Brian and there's certain artists that write very well, but I don't. First of all,
but what you're saying,
not the genre for this.
But what you're saying, real quick, what you're saying though is just because a poetry book did the most numbers means it's the best poetry book out there.
Poetry is completely different than music.
I don't think so. I think subjectivity really does matter, because I think deeper meaning,
poetry is a skill.
Yeah, deeper meaning, structure.
If it sounds good, it's good.
Deeper meaning, structure, sending a message. Like, there are a lot of comparables between music and poetry.
There is.
That's why slam poetry sounds like people are rapping.
But there's only one thing for poetry. Is it a good poem or is it not a good poem? There's no music part of poetry.
Because it's linked together and it tells a story. I can say the same thing about music.
But there's beats and there's catchiness and there's a chorus and stuff. It's different.
There are other variables in music. Obviously, it's a little bit more in depth because there's other factors, like you said, like beats, like voice, like how is it structured? But at the same time, the deeper meaning of why you would read a poem is what the meaning of the poem is, where it touches, how does it go in depth, what are you learning from it, right? Music's the same way, in my opinion.
For that reason, I listen to music for music.
And that's fine, but you agree that poetry is subjective, right? I don't know why I said it like that.
If you're comparing lyrics to poetry, you're right. But music is not just lyrics.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I'm saying music comparably. Obviously, there are other variables at hand with music, but music to me is comparable to poetry because of structure, because of meaning, and because of the story you're trying to tell. Obviously, certain poems are going to be more in depth than other poems. Yeah. Certain rap songs are going to be more in depth.
I've heard a lot about commercial poetry and how much it sucks for Maria. Yeah. I've heard a lot about it.
But that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, I feel like you're discounting the fact that music is the same way. It could be commercial and you can enjoy it, but it could also just not be your favorite music, because at the end of the day, you can enjoy something without it being your favorite.
I will take music that sounds good over lyrically deep music any day of the week. Any day of the week. I don't listen to music.
And that's a personal preference. A lot of people listen to music because it's their escape from reality and they like hearing deeper meaning.
Yeah. And you know what I mean? I agree that a good song with good lyrics makes it a better song also. Like, if it's a song that sounds good and has good lyrics, it's a better song than a song that sounds good and has shit lyrics. And there's a certain level of radio music that I won't listen to. But that's like really basic and so bare bones too.
The last point I will make on this, because obviously we still have more teams to do. But you mentioned the song Workout, for example. You know the lore behind that song, right?
No, and I don't care. It sounds
Have you ever heard the song Let Nas Down?
No.
By Jcole? So the reference there, so he ended up putting that song out after Workout. And that song was basically him apologizing to Nas, apologizing to Nas, because he said, I sold out, basically commercialized, as opposed to going what I believe rap music should represent. And that's what
I hate these fucking martyrs, dude.
And that's why J. Cole, if you notice, after Workout came out, you're probably like, why did J. Cole switch his style? Because J. Cole knew, like, I want to make it based off deeper meaning music, and Workout was kind of in his way the stain on what the legacy he was trying to build. So Let Nas Down was literally him saying, I apologize, Nas, you're completely right.
Victim.
No, this is like a song that was commercially went well, but it's something that I don't believe in. Like that's basically the whole thesis of the song.
He's just full of shit. I don't believe him at all. He made a lot of money from that song. I don't care. I literally don't care. You're not a martyr for saying you sold out.
I mean, you noticed, did he ever make a song like Work Out Afterwards?
Yes.
What?
No role models.
It's not the same.
It's a commercial song.
Sure, but like, that's hard.
Same shit. He's full of shit. I don't give a fuck what he says. He go, oh, I'm such a martyr. I didn't make music for the underground. No, nobody's giving you a gold medal for doing that.
Yeah.
So anyways, Hormone Monster says on the site, it doesn't let me change my promo code. Is that locked once you create an account? It should let you change your promo code, Hormone Monster. And if you need any help with that, go to site issues in the Discord. But if you go to your profile, it should allow you to change your promo code. It's not going to let, if you're wondering, is it going to let me change my promo code and then I can get a free Dynasty Decisions 2.0? No, that's not going to be the case. You have to be charged to be able to get that. So you'd have to like cancel your subscription, make a new account, be charged, or wait for your subscription to renew or whatever if you use a different code. Anyways, let's keep rolling.
Real quick.
What's up?
I promise it won't be a tangent. This is the last thing I'll say for those of you that didn't know that tidbit. Became highly successful lead single from his debut album, peaking at 13. Ended up getting a call, and Nas basically told him he hated the song. That's when he made the song "Let Nas Down," and then apparently, at 6 a.m, boarding the same flight, Nas ended up sitting beside him. He played the song for him, and he felt honored. So that's lore. If you guys didn't know that, now you do.
Just jerking himself.
You didn't know that, now you do.
Don't care. You're such a hero for making a non-commercial song that no one's ever fucking heard of.
Come on, bro. You know Jcole's well known.
Yeah, because he sucks. Anyways, PaperChaser here, Yacht Boys. Actually in a league with Crazy Connor. That's hilarious. He took over an orphan in one of the leagues that I'm in and can't wait.
Okay. That's
he's the one I made the Jameson Williams, Garrett Wilson Jameson, what was it? Jameson Williams and Chris Olave? Or no, I got Chris Olave in the one for Garrett Wilson and Jameson Williams. That's what it was. Anyways, the team that we have here from Paper Chasers, Yacht Boys, he is number 10. A lot of purgatory today. Unfortunate. Yeah, it is a long one today. We had like 20-something reviews. Yeah. Yacht Boys, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts as the top quarterbacks. I mean, this is a team that is very clearly in purgatory. Like, there's no way you have the firepower to win with a team like this.
No.
In a start 10 full PPR, 1.5 tight end premium, like you're lacking like 2 hammer wide receivers and a hammer running back at minimum.
So he said should I trade Walker to get my first back in tank? He already did, so that's very good.
Okay,
he already did that.
Yeah,
he already got his first back.
Yeah, you should retool this thing for sure.
Yeah, liquidate anything with a pulse. The only 2 players I would be okay with keeping would be Jaden Daniels and Ladd McConkey.
I'd be okay with Kraft for a bit until his value rebounds, and then I'm probably willing to sell him once his value rebounds.
Yeah, and if you want to wait on Bucky, where like the pause report, he's back at camp and he's going to be the starter running back, and then at that point you want to sell him. Like, I feel like right now is probably not the best time to sell Bucky because there's a lot of pessimism right now given his return time. But you have the power when you have your first back of not having to follow a timeline. You can hold. Oh, he's slated to be the starter, get 20 touches this week, RB9 in the rankings. Off my team. Give me a future first.
Yeah, exactly. This is a team where you're going to just strip it down to the studs. And even Daniels himself, like I said, he's young, but like part of me doesn't want to like hold him through a lengthy rebuild because one more injury and his value could crater a little bit. So I would just sell pretty much anything and everything. So I'm glad you were able to recognize I need to go get my first back. Kenneth Walker for your first, assuming once you're done with this team, that first ends up being early. That's the direction I'm going with this thing. Like if you can get, 2 firsts for Ladd McConkey and Swift, if you can get a first and a second, or maybe a first, second, and third, or something like that for Devontae Smith, like you gotta get the older production off of this team. Anything risky, anything productive is gone. I'm starting Keelan Black and LaQuint Allen at running back this year. By the time I'm done with this thing,
I completely agree. Liquidate. Anything with a pulse, anything with value. Mike Gesicki pops up. Boom, he's off my team. Tua Tagovailoa gets named the starter in week 1. Off my team. DeAndre Swift, Tyrone Tracy, Aaron Jones. Like you said, Keelan Black and Taj Brooks should be your starting running backs by week 5.
Yeah, exactly. So I wish I had more to talk about with this team, but there's not much else to do. I think PaperChaser kind of knows. I guess maybe we'll.
It's a 1.0, right?
Yeah, it's a 2.0. So there's
2.0. Okay, so we'll have some
specific teams that we could throw out there maybe as far as who could be interested. Like this guy, S. Smith and Jigba. You could talk this guy into thinking he can be competitive, in my opinion. Like this guy's got some juicy players for you. Like look at this guy's team, Danny. He has a bunch of young guys with Lemon, with Coleman, with like Harrison, those types of players. You could go after this guy's 28-1. He's a purgatory team. You offer him Ladd McConkey or Devontae Smith or something like that. Maybe you offer, he won't be able to probably want Smith because he has Lemon, but let's say you offer this guy Ladd McConkey and DeAndre Swift for Jonah Coleman, Omar Cooper, or Travis Hunter and his 28-1.
Yeah, I think that could make a ton of sense.
Jonah Coleman, Hunter, and his 28-1 for Ladd McConkey and DeAndre Swift.
Yeah,
like this guy's team is probably going to be more of an early to mid one in 2028. Like, yeah, just to throw out some teams that you could potentially go after. I mean, this guy's all in. He probably doesn't give a fuck about picks too. He has his 28.
Go get his picks.
Yeah, he has his 27 and 28 first still. I'm sure you could probably talk this guy into selling you
27 and 28 first for what can we get here? 27 and 28 first. Can you get? I would be willing to give him McConkey, Smith, and Swift. I would give all three of those guys first 27 and 28 first.
I don't think I'd give him all of them for that because I think his team's going to be really strong in 27 at the very least.
Maybe you get a 2 as well then.
Yeah, I would probably say, hey, give me your 27 and 28-1. They both project to be late. I'll give you McConkey and Swift or Smith and Swift. That would probably be what I'd be at.
Yeah. Basically, the point is, though, don't be afraid to liquidate, especially if there are knuckleheads in your league that are willing to, let's just say, assume that they're going to be picking late and you know that they could potentially pick in the top 4.
Yeah. And again, tearing down from players too, not a bad idea. Like if you can find a team with a young player that's going to be better long term, like this guy's Jadarian Price, for example, could you tear down from Devontae Smith in value to a Jadarian Price plus a second or something like that, where it pivots your team to a younger asset a little bit more aligned with your goals?
And Dave, I agree. The aspect of understanding the implied value of certain assets really helps you plan ahead. If you know, hey, if X scenario happens, how does Y outcome affect his dynasty value? If you can kind of pair those and attribute those together in terms of both the upside and the downside cases of certain players, it gives you kind of an ideal range of what you should be selling for or what you should be buying for in the season.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think we could probably move on to the next team here. He did actually, for what it's worth, he did send me a couple messages. He said, how do I get out of purgatory? I know step 1 is getting my first round pick. He said, I got my first round pick back. And he said, FYI, I signed up as a motherflocker tier, but didn't see where I could enter the FSE promo code. Okay. PaperChaser, if you're listening to this, maybe email or put in site issues with the devs, because maybe you did sign up for an annual motherflocker, but it looks like you paid for this full price, the 2.0. So
that's what it shows.
And it does appear that the price you paid is that of you have someone else's code used. So maybe use Flock or Domain or Land or whatever. If you already, I think it's within 7 days, if I'm not mistaken, that you can change your promo code if it was an accident. But if it's been longer than that, I'm afraid you're stuck with the other promo code. And obviously we would obviously want you to be with our promo code, but that is just the way that the site kind of works. But email site issues as quick as you can if you want to make sure you get. Because then once you get switched over, you'll actually get another 2.0 voucher to use.
Exactly.
So yeah. Anyways, this team here.
He's number 1. It's Thanos.
Okay, so he's a Thanos. This is pretty straightforward. I'm needing help to either draft with what I have, trade those.
Is this PaperChaser? Keenan, are you PaperChaser?
He might be. How do I do that? Site issues is in the Discord. So if you're not already in the Discord, go to the site and go to your account. There should be a button that says connect with Discord or Discord connect or whatever. And then site issues is a channel within the Discord. If you say, hey, I meant to sign up with code FSE, I'm signed up with code Flock or whatever, it should also say what code you used on your account page. If it says code Flock, for example, and you go to the Discord and say, I meant to sign up with FSE, can you switch it over? They'll switch it over for you. There. But you have to go to Discord to do that. So if you don't have Discord downloaded or whatever, you don't have a Discord account, you'll have to make a Discord account.
And he said this is he is PaperChaser. So
it should, again, double check, go to your profile, and then it should say what promo code you used on your profile. If it doesn't say our promo code, then you'll have to email site issues. And if it says no promo code too, it might have no promo code there. If it's been within a couple of days that you signed up and you put a promo code in there and then maybe tell Site Issues, hey, I forgot to sign up with a promo code, I want to use promo code FSE, then they can get that fixed for you as well. All right. The code is Flock. Yeah. So yeah, you'll have to email Site Issues. But again, if you did this 3 months ago, then there's nothing we can do about that. Yeah.
If it's within the week is usually, because obviously again, like
we don't want to be taking
step on anybody's
money
toes.
Yeah, we can't want to. Yeah, we don't want to be taking money out of Mason's pocket to put it in our pocket because you wanted to get different benefits in other ways and whatever. Yeah, you can. I think there's an email that you can use, but Site Issues in the Discord is the best way to do it. Anyways, next team, Thanos. Should he? He's asking, should I go all in with my 2027 picks or ride it out? Okay, so keep in mind he has not had the rookie draft yet.
So Corey, Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, absolutely. You can go win with this team.
Yes. Now the question is, do you obviously you're going to take Jeremiah Love. So you're adding Jeremiah Love to this team instantly. Do you take Cam Ward plus an assortment of the other picks and go after a huge dog at quarterback?
Yeah, that's what I would be looking to do for sure. Because I would ideally like to bump everyone down a peg. Dak becomes my QB2. Goff becomes my QB3.
And I would also do that at running back.
Yeah. Yeah. If you take, Cam Ward plus Javonte Williams in the 106, can you go get Jalen Hurts for that or something like that? You know what I mean? So I would, I would be shopping in Louis Vuitton pretty quickly with a team like this. Because even if, like, hypothetically, even if you just added at 101 Jeremiah Love, at 104, let's say Mekhi Lemon, at 106 Jadarian Price, and then you have all your picks and maybe you make another move, like just go, like, we're going to go find the pipsqueak.
Bro, he also has other people's 27-1s. What
does he have? This guy's one.
He has huge Ditka's 27-1. I know that.
M. Howell. Oh my God, he is this guy's one next year.
He has the projected Jeremiah Smith and maybe even also Arch Manning picks on this team.
Man. Yeah.
And that's crazy. A very good point. Louis Vuitton is getting a lot of customers from our stream today.
They are. Yeah, they are. Yeah. I mean, this guy is nothing of interest to you, so you're not going to do anything with him.
PP garbage team.
Yeah. I would just go find this guy is Caleb and not much else. This has Bowers and not much else as well. You have Loveland, so you're probably fine there. But could you go and take, like we said, Cam Ward, 104, and
give 104 and 106 and see if you can get up to
Caleb.
Yeah. If you had to give Cam Ward in the 104 or Cam Ward in the 106 to get like Trevor Lawrence too, that's reasonable.
Yeah, or Jalen Hurts or Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
This guy's Justin Herbert. Maybe you could pay that. I mean, he's probably thinking he can compete. He's all in.
He definitely thinks he can.
Yeah, and again, any elite asset, Jahmyr Gibbs, Devon Achane, Bijan Robinson, Ashton Genty, Amari Hampton at running back. At wide receiver, we're talking Jefferson, Lamb, St. Brown, Neighbors, JSN, Puka Nacua, Jamar Chase. Any elite asset at either running back or wide receiver. You already have a couple of them. Any elite asset, go send an offer for, especially on a team like this one where all he has is Jahmyr Gibbs. He doesn't have much else beyond Jahmyr Gibbs. He has McBride and Gibbs. Those are his hammers. If you can convince this guy, hey, sell me Jahmyr Gibbs and I'll give you the 104 and Trevion Henderson and Luther Burden. Like, I'll overpay. I don't care. I'll pay Burden, Henderson, and the 104 for Jahmyr Gibbs on a team like this.
At the end of the day, the biggest thing everybody in the Thanos should look. Because obviously you guys got yourself in a position to be a Thanos because you got some good deals to go your way. Maybe you traded for future ones. Maybe you bought people.
He said trades were hard in this league. I don't know how you would have gotten a team like this without making good trades.
That's what I'm saying. You definitely put in the work prior. If trades are hard in the aspect that it's hard to get people bent over now because you did it too much previously.
Everyone's sleeping with one eye open against you now.
Bro, you probably like walk around people and like,
yeah.
Like they're terrified. You'll tap them on the shoulder and like you'll see the most scared look in their face.
They think they're playing in a league with Theodore Bagwell out here.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the only thing left to do is to go win. And if I were you, not only am I shopping in Louis Vuitton, I'm shopping with my private jet to Louis Vuitton. Literally go by underdog ADP and start with the first asset off the board. Jahmyr Gibbs. Can I buy Jahmyr Gibbs? He tells you no. Now it's Bijan Robinson. No Bijan Robinson. Where's Jamar Chase? Now it's okay. Now I'm going to Puka. Like, I'm literally just going down ADP of redraft and picking, going and getting the best possible assets I can.
You know what your best bet is? Corey, you know what I'm going to say? Just do it.
What?
on the screen. What am I going to tell you to do?
Oh,
I did this every time. I go to the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mainly already did this, but yes.
Yeah.
Go to
whoever
Williams.
has green labels.
Yeah. Anyone with a green label. Nico, Gibbs.
You have Loveland, whatever.
Yeah. James Cook.
Yeah.
This guy, St. Brown, Neighbors.
Don't go cheap. Go expensive. Let the people know you.
Bijan, Genty. I mean, this guy, again, these guys probably going to tell you to go fuck yourself because A, your team's already really good, and B, this guy probably thinks he's competing and probably is competing. So it's not going to work every time, but that's why you're going to pretty much exhaust all of your avenues. You're going to go to pretty much every manager in your league. This guy, hey, I noticed your receiver core is not super strong. Like you have Jamar Chase, but not a whole lot else. Would you be interested in selling me Jamar Chase for Drake London and Garrett Wilson? Would you be interested in selling me Jamar Chase for Luther Burden, DJ Moore, and Breece Hall or whatever? I don't know.
Yeah,
you're going to put together a bunch of trade packages involving picks, involving a bunch of the assets you've accumulated, and you're going to do your absolute best to turn your Thanos into basically a whole starting lineup of green label players, if you can. Yeah,
the only advice for this spot realistically is have fun. That's all. That's all we have to
Go have a grand old time buying the best assets in fantasy.
Again, we appreciate that you got the team review. Obviously, like it means like obviously we appreciate that a lot. But at the same time, you're Thanos. You're clearly doing something right.
Yeah, you don't really need us realistically.
We'll give you the affirmation. We'll give you the confidence. If all you really needed to hear from us is yes, your team is loaded. Go fucking win the championship. That's what we'll tell you. Go fucking win the championship. Your team's in a situation that's all that matters. Win the next two. Win the next fucking 4 years if you can. Put some chips
buy-ins up front.
Have some fun.
Get the buy-ins up front.
You win the next 4 years, Corey. How many years is that you're covered in the league? The next fucking 3 decades?
Yeah, pretty much. Raiders group
crazy to contextualize.
I know. Longtime listener, love the FSE. Also, I just want to shout out, like many of these usernames we have not seen before. So I'm glad the DD 2.0 is valuable enough for you guys to, take the plunge and support us. I guess you're getting your money's worth out of it, which we really appreciate. This is a startup dynasty league, and we just drafted a couple weeks ago.
Out of the startup, he's ahead of a juggernaut.
Woo, that's crazy.
That's a good spot.
I used the Dynasty Foundational under 25 model y'all posted to draft this team. So basically on the site, you can sort our rankings by under 25. And also we put a video out called Foundational Rankings or whatever. And he said, with a great deal of discipline, I drafted this team. I think I'm a contender, but want your analysis as well. So, I mean, out of a startup, dog, you drafted a team like this? How did you get Genty, Caleb, and Brock Bowers on the same team?
What the fuck? Do you have 4 first-round picks?
He has all of his picks in the future, too. It's not like he sold the farm to get a team like this. I guess he doesn't have his 28-1, but...
Yeah, I mean, you fucking crushed it here. Maybe...
It's a great team, man.
Yeah.
I mean...
You want to hear the advice, Corey?
What?
Like, it's fresh out of the startup, so maybe you don't do this right now. If you really wanted to in season and you wanted to take that 27-1 because you started 5-1 and you're the clear, if we sort by contention, probably top 3 or 4 contention team, even while being
he's at 6, so he's a strong rebuilder.
But even still, he's a strong rebuilder. But what's the bar between him and the number one? Like if we look, he's 49-62 versus 57-01.
I mean, number 1, not so much, but number 2 and 3, yeah, he's right there.
Dude, even with number 1, that's what, a 800-point discrepancy? Like one thing breaks right. Carnell Tate's a wide receiver 1 out the gate, or Judkins is off to an RB1 start. Like one thing breaks.
Yeah, Brooks wins the job in Carolina or whatever.
One singular thing breaks right with this team, and you're at his level contention-wise while also having all the value accumulators. The thing I was going to say, though, say Tech gets off to a solid start, maybe closes the gap between him and the next tier. I would engage potentially moving my 27-1 off of Tet to get a guy that could potentially score 20 points per game.
Yeah, I also wouldn't be opposed to like T-Mac plus something for another hammer running back, like T-Mac versus H-An versus, Hampton and those types of guys. This is a team that is not in its prime, clearly, right? Yeah. Like everybody on this team is going to be better at NFL football in 2027 and 2028 than they are in 2026, most likely, because you got couple rookie receivers, a couple second-year receivers. You got a 24-year-old tight end or 23-year-old tight end. You got the whole Raiders triple stack here of Genty, Fernando, and Bowers. That offense, I would presume, is better in 2027 and beyond than it's going to be in 2026. So, yeah, this is short-term question marks, let's call it, for long-term production and long-term value, because you have a bunch of stable assets here. If you want to make a move in season, like you said, Tedero McMillan's out to a pretty good start, but he's producing like 14.5 points per game, and he's a 23-year-old receiver that you could sell for a 26 or a 27-year-old receiver that's having a 20-point per game season. Then at that point, you can take advantage during that time. But generally, you have your buying power of your 27 first. You have your buying power of your 27 second. You don't have your 28 first, but out of a startup, like we got to also contextualize here that this is not a league that has a Thanos in it. This is not a league. Like, I'm sure this juggernaut has a bunch of great contending.
You know why this league doesn't have a Thanos in it?
Why?
Because you're going to end up being it.
Yeah. If you play your cards right and a lot of your young players hit, the only thing that you have to worry about is the teams that have McCaffrey and Henry and Barkley and the older players right now. For this year, those guys are going to have better value production-wise than you're going to have. However, 2 years from now, when a lot of those guys are no longer in the league and, you know, not producing at the level that they were producing, all of your guys are going to be like between the age of 23 and 27, which is going to be right in the smack dab of their primes.
Yeah. Also, only Fannins popped in here. He said, just catching up, my league is max possible points forward. Looking at these bottom two teams, they're not selling anyone else. Do you still think I should keep selling? Draft position by max possible points forward. Okay. So when are we talking about Oli Fannins? It was right above SoCal?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he said by maximal, sort by contender. So the bottom two teams aren't selling anybody else, he said, pretty much. So Doug and Perpetually.
Right, because he said he said his goal when we covered his team was to get the 101. And he said if they're not selling anybody else, that means he can still sell some players and potentially earn the 101. So yeah, just keep
on that process.
Yeah,
like
players.
Well, like just based off of that sentence alone, I can tell you've been watching the content and you understand the process. At the end of the day, short-term satisfaction, I would much rather just have the dissatisfaction, go through the struggle, productive struggle, and have the long-term satisfaction. Because hey, guess what? Being able to win for 3, 4, 5 years, 2 years from now is a lot more beneficial than trying to prematurely win this year or next. So
don't do anything premature if you can.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, we still got 3 more reviews after this one. I don't think there's anything else we really need to talk about with this team.
I think you're pretty good.
Out of a startup, phenomenal job. Your team and winning window are very aligned. Obviously, you took the route that we talked about in that foundational rankings video, which is just draft a bunch of young players who are going to all be in their primes at the same time. And if you need to cash out on certain guys, then cash out on certain guys. T-Mac is overvalued during the season. You cash out on him. Jordan Addison has a couple great games. Maybe you cash out on him. Downs, Quentin Johnson, whatever. Maybe you cash out on them and just continue to buy stable assets. Maybe look for a buying window on another hammer running back if you can get one. But generally speaking, I think you're going to be in good shape. There'll be more in your 2.0 to come. Puka Cola vending machine here. Startup was last year, so we're only in year 2. He made the playoffs last year, but was 11th in max points for and ended up getting 6th. Traded 108 for a future 27 first. Great job there, obviously. Quarterback is thin and team is young. Any suggestions on where to go from here is the best move to not make a move here with a situation like this. So very similar to the team that we just covered. It's a pretty young team. Other than Patrick Mahomes, really, everybody else is in their prime. And even with Mahomes, he's a quarterback. I'm sure he's going to be fine for the next 5-6 years. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that your initial assessment here is really off base. Like the best move here might be not to make any moves.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. You're the number 1 team in the analyzer. You are a strong rebuilder. Also, yeah, shout out. You are a strong rebuilder, and you've accumulated, what is that, an extra first, an extra couple thirds as well?
Yeah. I mean, could you use a better quarterback too? Definitely. I mean, Bryce Young's not anything special. I think
house money. This is a house money team.
It is a house money team. I wouldn't be opposed to selling one of your, like, what is AOW's first? So he's all in contending rankings. Where is he compared to you?
See, I'm comfortable waiting. With this
what I was going to suggest is you're number 9 in contending rankings. So I would not sell your own first, but you could sell his first.
That's what I mean. Why even rush it then? 2 all-ins, a couple balanced, a strong contender.
I'm not rushing anything. I'm using Bryce Young plus that first to get a better quarterback, a more stable quarterback asset. And this is coming from someone who believes in Bryce Young.
But that's what I mean. Why even rush to make that move right now? Why not just compete next year? Like, you don't need the quarterback points this year. Just see what Bryce Young is.
What happens if Bryce Young doesn't have the season I think he can have, and now you need a second quarterback for sure? When
then you address it next year.
Yeah, but what if right now you can get
why not just liquidate
Bryce Young for Bryce Young?
Why not just liquidate Bryce Young then if you're worried about him?
I mean, yeah, you could go that route as well and just liquidate.
I don't need to buy anything right now with this team. I am totally content. If anything, the only thing I'd advocate towards buying is picks. Honestly, I'd be more willing to down tier from a Puka Nacua into, let's just say, a Malik Neighbors plus or a Carnell Tate plus or something along that structure. Because realistically, if you can get this thing to an all under 23, under 24 type of squad, have a couple extra banked picks of liquidity, and then fully go into this thing thinking you're going to compete next year. Like, to me, this is the classic house money shell. Like, if Bryce Young breaks out, hey, guess what? Your quarterback 2 set long term. Jonathan Brooks has a big time year off the ACL. Boom. Running back 3 might not even have to be a problem going into next year. Travion Henderson, another type of swing. Like, there's a lot of swing pieces on this deal. Like, sure, if you start the year 5-1, and at that point you're like, you know what? I'm willing to actually, put some equity in and try to win, by all means. But if you start the year 2-5, but you're still seeing some glimmers of hope, just stay the process. There's no rush.
Yeah, no, there's no rush with a team like this, like you said. And again, the only reason I threw out the Bryce Young thing is because you're going to need something to talk about in the 2.0 other than just not do anything, because that's what he said in the original thing. And that's why I said maybe there's just a buying window opportunity on Trevor Lawrence or something like that, where you can at least get a stable quarterback asset and so on.
And I would rather try to get there without using liquidity. So can you get there using like a Jameson Williams and another
Young and something, maybe not a 1, maybe a 2.
Yeah. Just work with it, see what you can get away with. That's would be the advice. But in terms of the main decisions, keep adding liquidity, keep your young cornerstones like Hampton, Igbuka, Loveland. Those would be the main 3 guys I keep.
I'm not opposed to selling Henderson or Bryce because I'm a little worried risk-wise that they could go down in value. Jameson Williams, same thing.
Puka's at peak right now. You don't need his production.
Yeah, like J-Mo's not old, obviously, but he is, not at the level he's going to continue to accumulate value. So maybe you could, pivot him down to a younger receiver into a pick. Like I got Jameson Williams in one league for like a late 1 and late 2 at the end of the regular season, and people thought I fleeced the guy. Like getting a 1 and 2 for Jameson Williams, I think is very attainable in a lot of leagues. Especially given the Lions schedule and all that kind of stuff. So staying the course, probably the correct move here, but there is opportunities. Maybe you can get some other stuff, and obviously a great move to trade off of the 108 for a future 27 first. Like you were going to add Kenyon Sadiq to this team instead of getting a future 1 out of it. And that guy's all in. And I'm assuming he took you have Concepcion and Cooper, so he probably took like Ty Simpson or Kenyon Sadiq himself. Jahlenius, Wise Owl. I feel like we've covered this team before, or definitely at least covered a team for Jahlenius here. After acquiring Daniels and CMC, what's the single biggest move you'd make with this roster today? Hold, push more chips in, pivot some aging production into younger assets. I mean, the second you go and trade for Christian McCaffrey on a team like this, you kind of put yourself in a tough position because
you have no depth.
You have no depth, and I don't frankly think this is a team that can. If I sort by contending, you're number 4, but it is really off the back of your top assets. So your only option to me is to continue, like you said, to push more chips in and go get like McLaurin, Evans, Adams types so that you can field better wide receivers. But then you have like TJ Hawkinson at tight end. Like it's a little shaky here.
Your only course is quite literally going like, can my second and 2/3 get me a combination of like Adams and Kelsey? That's your only course.
I mean, another course is potentially grabbing Drake May or Jaden Daniels, tearing him down into Trevor Lawrence, wide receiver and a running back.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. This is a 1.0, right? Or a 2.0?
It's a 1.0, right? It's a 1.0, a regular DD. Okay. So we're not going to cover the moves, obviously, but I would say, I don't know what you paid for CMC and Jaden Daniels. Generally, once you acquire CMC, you're contending. Like, you're not going to rebuild around CMC. I will say, like, would I have wanted to acquire CMC, knowing that Alec Pierce is my second best receiver in Dynasty?
Knowing that how many teams are balanced, strong contender, or juggernaut, I definitely would have went the inverse route.
I look at these teams and like they're good. They have weaknesses too, though. It's not like they're daunting, like completely unattainable. Like this guy's got.
I agree, but like, can I see at least a demographic balance? Keep going down. Or what the hell?
Oops. Hold on.
Hey, what the hell?
I mean, it's generally a pretty
Everybody's
close
pretty
league.
balanced. Like the go. I want to see what the labels on the teams are though. So there's one strong rebuild. There are a bunch of purgatories, pipsqueaks, and balanced. Like nobody wants the fucking tank in this league.
Yeah, I
Including
mean,
you.
I don't think that tearing it down is probably the proper route.
Yeah,
now
well,
that
you
you've
can't
traded
now.
for Christian
It's too
McCaffrey.
late.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
mean,
it's
unless
too late.
somebody's gonna like, I don't know what you paid for Christian McCaffrey or whatever the case was, but like if somebody's gonna give you fucking 3 first-round picks for the guy, obviously you could sell him at that point. But
General rule of thumb, in my opinion, is you're gonna know whether to shove the chips in or shove the chips in based off how many of the labels are of what in your league. If it's more strong contenders and balanced and purgatory and pipsqueaks mixed in there, and there's no strong rebuilders outside of JFX, he's the one strong rebuilder on this team. You just got to think of it like, what's more likely? Me potentially getting Jeremiah Smith or me potentially winning the championship, given the context of what's going on around me.
yeah, exactly.
And I would have personally said the inverse for you. I would have said Jeremiah Smith
before
or
this trade, right?
Actionable.
Before he traded for Daniels and McCaffrey, I don't know what he gave up for him, but like JFX has his first, he has other firsts, he has Stroud and Thomas and Lemon. Like it's possible he gave up like Mekhi Lemon, 2 1s, CJ Stroud and Brian Thomas or something like that. And you could have rebuilt around those players a little bit easier than going all in on McCaffrey and Daniels. But now that you've done that,
you got to stay the course now.
Yeah, I'm afraid you might have to stay the course and, try and find some bargains. Like your 27th third gets you maybe your third and fourth gets you like a Chuba Hubbard or something that can get you some production right away. Maybe you can get a Mike Evans. Maybe you can get Devontae Adams, a Terry McLaurin, or guys like that. The problem is now, like I'm really shooting for my best case scenario out of some of those production pieces, and I'm not sure you're going to be guaranteed anything in that situation, right? Like if you go down to these purgatory teams and you go, okay, hey, J Star Bone or whatever his name is, I'll give you my 28, 1, 2, and 3 for Derrick Henry, DK Metcalf, Cortland Sutton, and Dallas Goedert. Like, is that going to really move the needle for you? Like, it might. It's you're betting a lot on a little kind of thing, if that makes any sense.
No, I agree with you there.
And again, maybe it would just be as simple as saying, hey, go get one more hammer, like one more great receiver asset. Like, can you get Nico Collins and Chuba Hubbard from somebody, and then all of a sudden you think you can contend? Again, not a great situation to be in. I won't lie. Like you're in a position now where you kind of have to hit on some sleepers. You kind of have to hit on, Godwin bouncing back and Pierce having a great season and Pittman. And again, I like some of these players. I want them to be my wide receiver, like Wilson through Godwin here. I'd want them to be my wide receiver 4 through 7, not my wide receiver 2 to 5 or whatever they are.
Yeah.
So that's the sketchy part about this team. But generally speaking, again, single biggest move I'd make with this roster today is I think you've already committed that you're going to try and contend. So I'm going after contending assets like Adams, McLaurin, and those types of players.
Word of advice, Slade Hunt. If your question begins with, I have a terrible team that I am rebuilding, and I have an offer to give my early to mid first round pick and 28 mid to first. First of all, you have a terrible team that you're rebuilding.
You should not be consolidating for Josh Allen on a terrible team.
And giving yourself the benefit of the doubt that by 2028 it's going to be mid. What's going to change? What's going to change?
That's true. We don't know if 1,000% those are his first that he's talking about, but we're going to assume based on what you're asking here that it probably is.
Yeah, you cannot consolidate. I'm sorry. Like, I understand, like, the value is very nice. Like,
it makes you feel warm and fuzzy to look at Josh Allen in your starting lineup. I get that, but it doesn't make you feel warm and fuzzy to look at your 3-win team.
not your pick. Okay, even still, if you're not
again, you could submit the team and give you better advice on it. We can't really go off of much else other than the fact that you said it was terrible.
Oh, so the 28 first is not his pick, is what he means. Okay,
I see. Okay, but
what's Josh Allen going to do for you? Is he going to rot on your team, give you 25 points per game, and help you not get Jeremiah Smith?
To be fair, with this question, I would just resell Josh Allen after. This is a great deal. This is a great deal. And
if it's your own
Tyler Shuck, Rico Dowdle, etc.
Corey. If this is your early to mid one, it is not a great deal because Jeremiah Smith's going to be going right near Josh Allen.
I guess. I don't know, man.
I'm not
That's
doing
a
that.
lot. That's not a lot to pay for Josh Allen.
Tyler Shuck's a late first. That's another mid first. If you're getting Jeremiah Smith because your team is awful, you're rebuilding.
Yeah. I know. I'm just saying, like, generally, this is probably 90 cents on the dollar for Josh Allen. If you were confident you could reflip.
You're not in position to make the consolidation to do that.
He said neither picks are his. It's not his pick.
So where do the picks project?
He said it's a terrible team, so I'm assuming he would still have his early pick. He said it's an early to mid first, so it's probably one of the teams slightly better than his.
What does Josh Allen accomplish for him? Hey, guess what? You get Josh Allen, and it costs.
But you're not giving up Jeremiah Smith here, Danny.
But maybe you do if you get Josh Allen,
huh?
If you get Josh Allen on your team, maybe you do give up Jeremiah Smith because there's another early.
Right, but you can sell Josh Allen to a different team.
Perhaps. Are you ever going to get like a 101, 102 plus like that back?
Dude, and the 104 plus Tyler Shuck and some junk is not enough for Josh Allen.
A mid first is not junk, by the way.
No, I never said it was junk. Oh, 28 mid first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
Like you're not in a position to make this move if you have a terrible team.
You're not.
You're not.
Unfortunately. If you were a Thanos, then yeah, do that deal. But you're not. I'm looking to resell. Yeah, you're creating more work for yourself. If you're confident you can get better than that, then there's one thing, but you're just going to create more work for yourself.
And Sasha, I can tell you exactly where you were. You were the second DD 2.0 that we did. So I believe that probably
that would be the 27-minute mark. It's timestamped.
Yeah,
so you can scroll along the bar there and you'll be able to find it.
This stream is almost finished too, by the way.
Yeah, we're almost done. This is the longest DD stream we've ever had. So
well, yeah, Stevie was the last 2.0 we did. Now we got Jay Schultz as the last final review. And then we have a trade question. Shout out from Ginger Ale who made it in.
Yes, we are pretty much done here. And Jahlenius, I'm just putting this.
Anytime there, Slate. Anytime.
Anyways.
And again, my apologies. Like when I see him animated, it gets passion. When I have a reaction to
we care way too much about your fantasy teams.
And I'm always going to give my unfiltered reaction because at the end of the day, that's going to tell you guys a lot more than me kissing your butt cheeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, it might feel a little nicer when you get butt cheek kisses, but at the same time, I gotta tell you guys the honest truth sometimes.
Yeah. All right, so let's close it out with the Thanos in good standing here.
Look at the pick capital
recommendations on how to make this team even better. Well, again, to keep things simple here, go to underdog ADP, sort by contending, go find. Okay, I have Bijan. Next asset off the board is Gibbs. Who has Gibbs? Let's go find Gibbs. Will he sell me Gibbs? Here's what I'm offering for Gibbs. He's not going to sell me Gibbs. Okay, Jamar Chase. What are you selling me? Like I have Jamar Chase. Okay, next up, Puka Nacua. Like just literally go down the board of redraft ADP and find the best possible players you can get. First and foremost, I guess what I would do with this team is upgrade from Harold Fannins, Sam Laporta, Kenyon Sadiq, and Kyle Pitts. As much as I like having 4 tight ends that are all good, I would just much rather have Brock Bowers, Trey McBride, or Colson Loveland on this team. So, shopping in Louis Vuitton is what Danny is putting up on the screen here. So, I would first move that I would make is go find the elite tight ends and see what kind of like Colson Loveland's on this guy's team. Would he sell Colson Loveland for Harold Fannin and your latest projected first in 28 or 27? Would he sell Colson Loveland for 2 of these guys? Maybe Fannin and Kenyon Sadiq or something like that?
The beauty of this position, this is a start 10 probably, Corey? Start 8 leagues.
Start 8, 1 quarterback. No tight end premium.
Bro, throw as much fucking depth out the window as you want. Like, realistically, you go, how many guys deep there? Pause. 25 there? No, on his team, he's got, 25 freaking depth.
Yeah, he got 20-something startable guys for sure.
In a start 8, you only need realistically like 16 relevant pieces to enter your lineup.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess Bowers is on another contending team. I mean, this guy's got Elijah Surratt as his 3rd best receiver. So, I mean, maybe you're able to finagle a deal where you offer this guy, let's say a Mecca Igbuka and Harold Fannin plus for Brock Bowers. Mecca Igbuka, Harold Fannin, and a 1. I'd pay a late 1 on top of that for Brock Bowers, no problem.
Louis Vuitton is a very nice looking store that I'm sure you're going to enjoy.
Yeah, this guy probably won't sell you McBride because he's in a really good position as well. Too. So, but anyways, you're shopping in Louis Vuitton. Realistically, when we sort by contending, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 first round assets. And you also have Herbert and Mahomes to play matchups with. You also have Neighbors, Igbuka, Henry, all of which are top 4 round redraft assets. So again, your only goal now is to make your starting lineup as broken as humanly possible. You want a first round asset in your flex, basically, is what your goal is. So
you want to flex in
first round assets and keep finding values on those players. There is not much else we need to really talk about with a team this good. But Jay Schultz does have a 2.0 here. So we're going to spoil what's going to happen. Yeah, he does. To spoil what's going to happen.
Got it. Oh, yeah, you got it 2 hours ago. Okay, so I'll add him to the queue.
Yeah. So to spoil what's going to happen here, this Floyd's discipline guy or whatever his name is, Jonathan Taylor, Devon Achane, you're going to inquire about them. Amon-Ra is whatever. Hampton, St. Brown, you're going to inquire about them. AJ Brown, those types of players. Anybody who's really good, basically, who's going to be a top 2-round redraft pick, that's who you're inquiring about. That's pretty much going to be the entire context of your DD 2.0 because you could do nothing and still probably win the championship. So let's keep it rolling here.
Flex on them.
Yeah, big time trade here. You're robbing them. So, I mean, what do you need us to tell you? This is a good deal. You're robbing the guy.
Corey, go to the team real quick. Terrified. Am I in this league?
Nope.
Phew. Because I am in a 10-team league that Ginger L's the commission. I was terrified he took a guy to the woodshed in that league.
So he's about to take this guy to the woodshed, adding to Bijan Gibbs.
He's got the Dynasty RB1, 2, and 3 just chilling.
Yeah, and then he also is going to add St. Brown and McBride to this team. So, go fleece your league mates some more, AJ.
AJ, in a 1.5 tight end premium in there, like you're getting a free McBride. Let's be real.
All right. That was an absolute marathon. Appreciate you guys for sticking around. If somehow you were in here the entire time, leave us something in the chat because you guys are the real MVP. I played fucking 18 holes in the blazing hot sun before this stream.
I did a couple days ago too.
I'm exhausted right now after playing that much. Stay tuned for probably right after this. I'm going to drop my picks for tonight's Knicks game and Spurs game. So check those out if you guys are wanting to tail those.
You got the 2-0?
By the way, Danny. My picks that were smacking, like nailing all my NBA picks. Those TikToks got like 800 views. The last two where I've gone 2 of 6 on my picks combined 22,000 views.
Dude, you know what's hilarious about that? The one that you made of game 1, my cousin fucking sent me the TikTok and he's like, wait, Corey does picks? Because it showed up on his feed.
Yeah. No, hilarious. Hilarious I
and you know why it showed up
on picks.
And you know why it showed up on his feed?
Why?
Because that one specifically went 0 for 4.
It didn't go 0 for 4. It was 1 for 3.
Oh, okay. That's what it was then.
Yeah, but either way, I've done poorly on my picks so far in the finals. And then I think it was game 7 also. My picks were pretty bad, Spurs and Thunder. But tonight we're looking to get off the schneid. Game 2 of the NBA finals here with the Spurs and Knicks. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. Get a DD 2.0. Anybody who was covered today, we'll get that to you within the week. About 14, 15 of you, I think, that we had to cover there. And we'll be live next Friday for more of these. So appreciate you guys. Take it easy.